How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful day, boys. How y'all doing? Welcome back. Welcome back. Hope all of you are having a wonderful, beautiful evening. We got ourselves more 5v5 1v1 duels on the day today, boys. And we're going to be getting back in there. Season starts in just a couple of days. Now is the time to try a variety of different builds. If you're playing a class right now and you're just sticking to that one build, good for you. But right now is the perfect opportunity to try a couple of builds, to try some weird, some wacky in our dueling arena. Now would be the time to see if it can work, if it can stand up on its own 2 feet. You don't want to be walking into the first season and be behind on builds. You want to be the pioneer making the newest builds. You don't want to be the guy learning about them after everybody has taken advantage of them and after some of them probably have gotten nerfed and then you missed your opportunity. You want to be there first on the front line. So right now, get yourself the best builds you got, all the experimental stuff, try all the things, because now is the perfect time to do it before anything gets buffed or nerfed. How y'all doing today? Welcome back, boys. Hope everybody's having a good one. Let me get music back up and ready here, boy. Oh my god, sound. Hey, we're back, boys. Let's go. How y'all doing? Hope everybody's having a good one. Second week of Dragonflight. I'm still having an incredibly good time with it. By the way, Diablo trailer, I saw a snippet of it because I was really just trying to watch a little bit of Diablo stuff as I'm getting work done. Dude, that mount looked good. That trailer looked good. There's a lot I want to say about it, but man, in that trailer, they're not only able to make like demons, right? Intimidating looking, but even the angel guy, I'm not a big Diablo lore guy, so I wouldn't even know what to call them, but like the angel dudes, like even they look terrifying and intimidating at the same time, just like a demon would. And I love how they're able to capture that. Oh my god, it looked good. Boys, today we got more 5v5 1v1s. Get in here, my EU brethren. It looks like Jesus has a 5-man already. Stormstrike and heads and build his Dassy M70k Stormstrike. Dude, I've been loving mixing Stormstrikes and ice together. I've been loving that a lot, Mr. Fox. It's really, really good. Have you tried putting it together with the Necrolord Zappy Thor's Invocation thing? Or what kind of ability you got going on? But Demon Hunter's level 69 now. I'm so close. No, you got the perfect level. That's where you just ended. Isn't that the trick? You get to level 69 and you're good to go. Yeah, let me know if you guys got a group at the ready. It will be good to go tonight. How many groups we got this evening? Also, I think I gotta do one of these. Yes, it's gonna be weird, but for some reason that would just break the... You know what? Let's keep that setting there again. Let's keep that setting there, just in case it properly works. But yeah, how y'all doing though? Hope everybody's having a good one. Hello everyone, hope y'all having a better day than me, Natasha. Hopefully you are having a wonderful day, at least by the end of the night. Hopefully you have a wonderful one by the end of the evening. Yo, hit me with it, boys. Who got a group right now? Who's got a 5v5 1v1 duels group at the ready? Whisper me if you get one. Hope so, Dal. I hope you feel better by the end of the day. I'm sorry, I don't know what you're going through, but hopefully it passes or hopefully you feel better. What's up, Dal? What's up, dude? Hope you're having a good one. Yo, do I need to make a group? I'll make one very quickly. Raids Legacy, or is it? Yeah, Raids Legacy will work. We're ready. Jesus got a 5-man. I want to make a second one. 5V5 1v1 Duels. I guess I'll just put Duels in there. That's it. Multi-core. Let's group. There we go. Hi, how you doing? Got a second group up and running here, boys. If y'all want to join in, more than welcome to. More than welcome to. What's up? All right, everybody having a good one. What's up, Arthurus? Hope you're having a good one as well. Yo, brother, what's up, Crazy? How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a crazy good evening. And how is that duel video going? It's still processing, okay. All right, understood. We got a Kano in here. You on 4 out of 5? Invite, who is it? Invite Akano Blackrock. Hey Akano. Akano. Apparently Johan has a 4 out of 5 group. What I can do is try to get you into that one real quick. So if you mind me. Mana Addict wants to join. Oh my god, I'm trying to get you guys into Johan's group real quick. Mana, I can get you in maybe after this one. Leaving. I can invite you to him in a moment. BRB friend. Real quick. I'm gonna leave. Yo, Johan, I'm gonna join your group real quickly, and I'm gonna get this boy in here. Okay? Huge abutment. Yep. And I'm gonna invite Akana. Yep. See if you can convert to a raid. Party is full, but see if you can convert to a raid or make me lead. Make it a raid. Make it a raid plus. And then once you convert it to a raid, then I can invite my man Akano in there, and it should be good to go. But yeah. Okay, cool. You got lead? Awesome. I'm gonna make it raid. And then I'm gonna invite Akano in here. I'm gonna deal this, I think. Once Akano is in, I'll get back out and I can kill you versus Jesus. It'll be good to go. Invite. So target is unfriendly. Hey, Akano, can you? Why does it say target is unfriendly? I'm lead. What? Hold on. Akano, invite. Does that work now? It says target is unfriendly. Oh my god, Akano. Hey, Akano. Hey, Akano. I relisted the group. For some reason, it says target unfriendly, so I am having a hard time inviting you. I'm trying to see if I can get Akano back in, but we are multi-core 5V5 1v1 duel legacy, all that good stuff. But yeah, it's there. For some reason it says you are unfriendly though. I don't understand why, even though you're a horde and I'm horde and both of us are horde. It says target is unfriendly. Makes no sense at all. Mana Addict, you got gear mana. What the hell? Oh my god. Maybe next round? Are we log? Okay. Okay. We can get Mana Addict and then Makano could just kind of join in whatever. Didn't work out. I couldn't get him, but it's okay. At least we were able to get a group together. Alrighty, I'm gonna pass huge button. By the way, thank you so much for leading groups. I appreciate you guys. You guys should join when you join in and help me lead groups. This wouldn't happen without the community effort. So I appreciate this wonderful, beautiful community for helping me out every single weekend. Especially on the EU. I know it's late for you guys, and I'm glad you guys are able to join in. Spectator match. We got Jesus and Johan. 5. It's in the grand. I don't think the new arena is available until the season starts, but we'll start within a grand. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I don't see a group. Chris, I'll show you guys exactly what the groups are, but there will be an LFG section. There will probably be left in the LFG section. Let me see if I can find where the 5V5 1v1 duels, like, yeah, this definitely is gonna have to get fixed here. And that should fix it for the most part. We got ourselves, where do I put it? I usually have like a little blurb to put in the chat of, hey, duels up right now, go here to join. Where did I put this? I have a bunch of like random stuff listed. I basically have a Discord with a notepad. Instead of having like a proper notepad, I just have a Discord where I throw a bunch of stuff in there. Here we go. Here we go. That's a little blurb about how to join in. Raid Legacy Pyramid, Raid Legacy 5. Here we go. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. What's up, Solar? I'm a man. Person participating in 5v5. Would you like to join, but I have something going on with the person, the participants in 5v5s? Oh, what happened? Oh, that's unfortunate, Solar. Yeah, hopefully you guys don't get too much beef against one another. I like to have a good community that just kind of hangs out together and has a good time. I don't like it when you guys are beefing, like legit beefing with one another. I'd be unfortunate to see. Switch, switch. We got ourselves Archie over for the team 1 at the ready versus C-Bus. And C-Bus is just gonna have to find a way to deal with the Shaman locked down in a totem with stuns back to follow. Actually, just a 4-man left over on team 2. Apparently, the missing one, Archie, leave it back in, but the dots already on it. The Warlock Affliction is rampaging right through him, looking for a big old drain, trying to see if he can get some big damage out away from Archie. And C-Bus does pop in. A big old shield with a dark back stun onto Archie. Looking to maybe get himself another haunt. Is that a ground storm? That was a grounded haunt, so Archie is able to at least delay some of that damage over time versus C-Bus. And is able to at least mitigate it a little bit. C-Bus trying to make sure that that's on a big zap onto C-Bus. May need to go for maybe a Mortal Coil, potentially a big drain. Demon Ellie Wolves are on him, so it could be potentially a tight spot. But Archie has hold it out on a big Ellie Blast with a light last. Oh my god, Archie with a full-on control. This Shaman not letting anybody next to him. His mana either charges in, but it's gonna be a big old knockback. Spear onto Archie. Wait, does he go down with the Execute? Looking for the Execute big time. That's gonna be a totem down. Not letting the warrior go anywhere, but Archie may be in trouble. Oh! And Mana Addict does end up just rampaging right through him, not letting him live long enough, taking out the Shaman after he just took down the Warlock. The Mana Addict guy is going to be bleeding out profusely from the Shaman that he was at least able to capture in the spear. He has to go up against a Feral Druid, Billy, we'll call him Billy. As Mana Addict trying to see if he can potentially do anything here. Gonna be a Nightborn warrior. That's something you don't see often, but does get himself a rampage. That's gonna give him some cooldowns going, but he needs to be very careful with those thorns. I feel like the man may be in a bit of trouble. Unless he gets himself a big heal right now, it may be over. Try to see if he can close the gap, but those thorns are just gonna make it hard for him to really stay in long term. That is unfortunate, man. That is unfortunate. Let me get my mix in here finally. I'm gonna try to see if I can get my mix here for quite a bit. Not the best song to start the day off with. Come on. There we go. Beautiful. Huntar is going to be up next. There's Huntar dead. What is that Mog? Hold on a second. I can barely tell what anything is with that camo look. But it's going to be Billy over on the far end side trying to wait out for Hunter. And the Hunter picking up the eye, picking up, make sure to get himself. Ooh. Like a very low fantasy Hunter Mog got going on. That's pretty cool looking. Sniper shot on the opener. Got himself plenty of big damage with a Death Chakra to Billy. And Billy just got himself a little bit of healing. Looking to wait out until the Death Chakra is over. Big rapid fire by Hunter. Billy may be in trouble. Wall to follow. Hunter may need to pop himself a big defensive. He got himself lots of damage for Billy. Looking to slow him down in place. Big aim shot right there. Bash by the Druid with a trinket by Hunter. May need to go for a total shell. Got big kill shots for Billy. Is it going to be another big feint death for a second? Doesn't clear all the dots of him for just a second. Needs to make sure he can put pressure onto the Druid as he's trying to go behind the pillar to lick his wounds and get himself a bit of recovery. As Hunter got himself a flare, at least prevented the Feral from going for a re-stealth. Going to be a freezing trap, sniper shot. Does he have any combos on damage afterwards? Could potentially be in big trouble. Slow down onto Billy with a steady shot to follow, but looks like the dodge to set him over the edge. That's going to be super unfortunate, because Billy is able to bleed out that team little by little, one by one. It's going to be Rhaegar up next as a survival hunter, from one hunter into the next, huh? From a marksman into the survival. Billy trying to make sure he is getting himself a proper angle. Does go in, but the freezing trap is going to stop him in place. That is going to save Rhaegar from having to deal with the damage. Got himself the Sentry Owl, so Billy can't really get himself too much of a line of sight. If he got himself a good angle away from that, from the bird, he might be okay. He's still trapped to stop him right as he's trying to make an approach towards Rhaegar. and Rhaegar find himself a better angle around the corner potentially. Billy leaping in on him, trying to get the big bleeds in there. Might have to pop cooldowns. It sees Rhaegar going on aggressive. Doesn't really have any defensive though. Could potentially be in trouble. That's going to be kill shots back to back that could be very, very deadly. The Hunter's staying right on him, not letting Billy get in a proper angle to get him some recovery. Big healing, potentially emergency regen with friends of regen. Rhaegar with grenades might be able to take down the Feral. Does he get to do it? Does get to jump in with his pet and is able to take him down, hunting him down, looking for a quick recovery. Is Yasha, hold on, Yashatal Truba. Is this Yasha on a paladin? Yasha? Hold on, Yasha. Hold on, Truba. What does the word Trubadian mean? It's like pipe. I broke a pipe. I've shaken the pipe. Is that the name of him? I have no idea. That's likely a slang at that point where I just wouldn't know. Big damage by the paladin though. Yasha looking to lock him down, but the turtle shell is up for Rhaegar, able to recover, get himself a few manic bandages. Yasha taking the freezing trap is gonna go for a trinket immediately, trying to see if he can break out of it. Steel trap to someone place, grenades to follow. Rhaegar is gonna go for feint death for just a second. He's able to dodge at least one Tempest verdict, slamming down on him. Stunner to Yasha, looking to get himself big damage, but Rhaegar definitely needs to give himself a reset. I don't know if he got himself feint death, definitely got himself exil. We'll have to use it early as the dampening start to crawl up little by little. Gonna be a stun onto the pet. His pet is undead, so that Wake of Ashes does stop the pet for a second. Freezing trap to stop him. Rhaegar looking for recovery. This Hunter's very limited on what they can do with the dampening crawling up little by little. They have to push pressure onto Yasha. Force out maybe Blessing of Protection, dispel it as soon as possible, but also needs to make sure they're not getting blasted out by the paladin. Big damage onto Yasha. Oh my god! Kill shot for Rhaegar with a Stormbolt right after. Does Gamorreek let him go anywhere? Wait. Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out his name, but does end up slamming down the Hunter. Gamer Orc? Wait, hold on, your name is Gamer Orc? I just realized his name is Gamer Orc. That is literally the Russian letters to spell out the words Gamer Orc. Or Gamer OK? I have no idea. We'll call him Gamer. We'll call him Gamer. I am just getting confused by his name. But Gamer gonna be second to last left over for the team one. Huge button is the last one left, the lone shaman. Trying to see if he can fight over versus a Fury Warrior. I was about to call him a handsome shaman. Big blast to follow, big reflect out for Gamer. Trying to see if he can potentially get himself a better angle. Gonna be huge button with the fire elemental. Big fear on to huge. Needs to find a way maybe to get away from a Gamer. Does he have a knockback? Potentially anything at all. Does get a root on him for just a second. Looking to potentially get away. The root does last for quite a while. The big defensive for Gamer while he's out in the open. Just have to take the damage versus huge. It's going to be swapping stances anytime he's taking big damage and anytime he can deal big damage. Definitely try to stay as aggressive as possible, as defensive stance is going to reduce the damage you do by 20%. I think in PvP, right? Gonna be a reflect up. Huge, kind of limited on what they can really do. Definitely needs to look for that recovery. Gamer taking down the total, but Huge not able to really get out of the ghost form. Just has to keep running the entire game. Gonna be lasso, but it's gonna be a tricky. Gamer does get slowed down for just a second. Does Huge ever get himself an opportunity to catch up with a heal? Dampening crawling up little by little. The 39% dampener mark right now. It is going to make it super difficult for him to make a big comeback. Does have the Frost Shocks and Earth Shocks. So does get a root to Gamer. Goes in for a Stormbolt. Look for a stun. Spirit to follow. Not letting Huge really go anywhere. Tried to maybe. Does he have a knockback for him? I think it may be over. Huge bot been taking lots of damage. Got himself a big Earth Shock, but the executes are up for Gamer. The man is just gaming out here, you know what I mean? Rhaegar with 2, Billy with 2. So these boys actually getting a couple of kills. Just about everybody but a rogue over in Team 1 got a chance to play him. Let's get us another one going, boys, yeah? The pipe, is that what it is, Holy? Okay. I didn't realize that was his name. But there it is, though. Oh, my goodness. Okay, I get it now. I get it. All right, Jesus, Johan, let me know when your boys are ready. We'll be good to go. Let me know. That was a good one. First up, man. Just about everybody but the rogue got a chance to play. I feel like in a different arena, that game would definitely go a little bit, slightly, differently. I just posted it. Okay. I gotcha. I'll use your pin message. I didn't see it there earlier. Sorry about that, Kren. It's DFEU. How many have we done last week? 17? Oh, 17. Let's go. Yo, if you need help, Johan, looking for a group, let me know, boys. I can help you. I can join in and see if I can list it for you. If you guys want to join in and find the groups, they're going to be listed over in the pre-made group. Legacy Raids, if you type in the number 5 at the top, enter, you should be able to see them. For me, though, I think I have to see them through here. Okay, well, my character is going to be kind of bugged. I won't be able to see him. But if you do look him up in Raids Legacy, you should be good to go. We got another one in. All right. Let's do Blades Edge. I feel like that one could be interesting. We got Warlocks, we got Shamans. That verticality, the knockback potential could be interesting. Jacob, Russian name translates to Jacob in English. Does it? I didn't realize it. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. I that would be something for me difficult to remember, Kershaw, like in mid-combat. That'd be difficult for me to like remember, like, oh wait, that's actually Jacob. It's Yasha, Yakov, Jacob. I probably want to end up calling him Yasha, just because it's easier for me, like in the moment. There's a group. If they ever need more people, they'll open the groups back up. Unless you want to open up another group, by the way, Chris, you can always open one up. It's a community ran thing, so if you just want to open up a separate group, a third group, and get some boys in there, you're more than welcome to. Yeah, fair enough, Solar, fair enough. Yeah, that's okay, my guy. No biggie. Also, did you see they increased the quest size, cap size to 35 in Dragonflight? A lot of people are questing out there right now. It's kind of crazy. A lot of stuff to do in Dragonflight in a single day, man. People just want to keep track of all the quests all at once. Kind of nutty. Switch. We got ourselves the Rogue aesthetic. I want to say it's aesthetic because it says aesthetica. I want to say aesthetic. I'm going to call you aesthetic from now on. Aesthetic going to be first up versus Huge Buttman. Does take a bit of zaps and an Earth Shock. Jumping underside the bridge. Going to be rooted out in the open. Not much you can really do. Huge Buttman got himself an opportunity to get some consistent damage in. They're going to be a gouge into a stun onto Huge Buttman with advantage to follow for aesthetic. Did it burn any cooldowns? Looks like maybe potentially burned one single dance. Wait, are you just a one dance build? He may be just a one dance build. You can see that he is playing 2 vanishes. Looks like 1 chart a dance. That's weird. But that means does he have himself a big burst to go? Because I don't think you even need only to do 1 dance in order to have a big burst to go. Or maybe I got it wrong. Going to be back-to-back stuns and cheap shot. Big damage on a Huge Buttman. Does have to wall this off. Kind of sitting lowish on health. Got himself the Fire Elemental to potentially get some damage back to aesthetic. Wall is up. Huge Buttman definitely needs to look for recovery. Trying to get counter-aggressive with the Rogue. Rogue popped evasion. Not really sure what you were going to evade from Huge Buttman. As you would try to evade his Coach here and Rachel. Vanished by the Rogue. Huge in a blind. Does get hit with a sap. Right now is a perfect opportunity for you to maybe get yourself a heal or 2. But the Rogue does end up diving back into stealth. Does Huge have any answers for this one at the moment? That's going to be, I think, a sap onto the, or at least attempted a sap on a pet. Cheap shot onto Huge. There's not much you can really do in that case. Yeah, once a Rogue got you low enough with a blind sap and you don't have a trinket, that's a hard one. Hunter trying to see if he can go for a big hunter mark onto aesthetic. Got himself a pet this time around. Trying to see if he can make a marksmanship work. I actually played with a marksmanship hunter the other day, and the damage they can do is actually insane. Aesthetic taking a bit of that rapid fire damage from behind the pillar. He got a little porcupine freaking him at his heels, so he's got to find a way to deal with that pet, while also trying to find a way to get a good, better angle versus Hunter. At least he has the pet to generate combo points off of. Stun by Hunter, trying to see if he can lock him down. Quick gouge by the Rogue. Trinket by Hunter. That's a very, very aggressive trinket. Does he have the burst he needs? He needs to make sure he gets a big rapid fire, maybe aim shot. That's going to be kill shot in range. Wait, Aesthetic could be in big trouble. Does have a cheat death. At the worst, it's going to go for a kidney shot. Maybe big damage on Aesthetic. Cheat death right now. Does he get to overcome it? The Hunter's trying to see if he can take him down. Does go for the kill shot at the end. Taking a lot of damage, though. That was a very, very aggressive trinket. But the Rogue wasn't able to respond appropriately. So Hunter was able to get himself a big setup. Billy going to be up next. The eyes are up. He could potentially look out for Hunter. But he has no idea. He's thinking that Hunter is potentially just in camo somewhere. And I think Hunter was able to get... No camo. Now he got camo. Just like Night Elf Racial. Just blending in with the surroundings. Staying still. Waiting until the Feral shows their head. Hunter trying to go for a big Hunter's Mark. The Feral did pick up the eyes. It's going to be big rapid fire. Just trying to create some gaps between the two. Going to be scatter shot for a second. Triggered by Billy. Into a frenzy dropper after. But that Dutch Checker is just going to stop your approach. Stone into Billy. Does see himself a big go. There's going to be a stopper shot with a bar skip by the Feral. Double aim shot for onto Billy. Does Billy get to survive? That's quite a bit of damage. Big bites back into Hunter. Hunter may have to go for a Turtle Shell. Does get himself True Shot Aura. That's going to be potential lots of damage. Bar skip and a bear form available for Billy. Closing the gap. Does he have a stun potential? A knockback by the Hunter. Doesn't quite get it. May have to go for a Turtle Shell before Billy goes in for a proper stun. Rapid fire. Does Billy get enough damage here? Bash on the Hunter. Definitely needs to pop a Turtle Shell as soon as possible, but I don't know if he survive it. That is a rough one out there, man. If only Marksmanship got himself a, if only Marksmanship could get access to a Manic Bandages, I think maybe they could be able to fight a Feral Druid. Spear, but he doesn't quite connect as Billy tried to see if he could walk away from mana. Billy kind of walking into this duel for his mana with not a lot of defenses at the ready. And Mana got himself full cooldowns at the ready. Rampage rolling in, or Ravager rolling in. Feral walking back into that Ravager. Charged by Mana. Does have executes at the ready. This is one more global. Trying to see if he can execute. Billy with a throw weapon at the very end. But Billy does recover a little bit of healing. That rejuve, I don't know if it's going to be able to do much. Stormbolt, I think it's over. As Mana tried to see if he can crack through the last of these defenses. The Warrior did not have to commit any defensive cooldowns for this one. So whoever he's fighting against may be able to potentially make something work here. Gamer going to be up next. Spear onto Mana. Does pop a defensive immediately. Try to see if he can walk out of the spear, but can't quite do it. But was able to mitigate a lot of the damage from Gamer quite easily. Gamer with a full setup. Maybe got himself a big Rampage. He does have a bit of some big Recklesses already. Mana needs to find a way to escape out of this situation. Going to be a tricky one. It's going to be charged by the Warrior. Not letting you go anywhere. Just trying to stay on as best he can. Rhaegar does go in for a Harpoon, which is going to actually root Gamer on his approach. Does reflect ahead of time, trying to see if he can stay onto Rhaegar as best as possible. Trick it out of the Hunter. Big kill shots to follow. That's got himself big damage versus Gamer. Does go for the chicken off of the stun. Major pop a defensive here. I think he's trying not to use the defensive as best as he can. Into a freezer trap as Rhaegar trying to see if he can separate away from the Warrior. Into a kill shot immediately. Got himself a little bit of healing. I was actually surprised. Most Hunters usually just gotta wait until they get himself a full re-heal. But it's going to be grenades in. Gamer may be in a bit of trouble. Definitely needs to go for healing off of the bed. Try to create some line of sight. Maybe in trouble. Does go for rage regeneration. Is it going to be enough though? Stun right after. Is it going to be enough for the Hunt to take him down? That is a big enrage regen. Give himself defensive as well as a healing opportunity here. Gamer trying to catch up as much as he can. Big Odin's Fury with the Avatar. Potentially could be enough damage right now. Try to see if he can charge out towards Rhaegar. Into a freezer trap immediately as a Manic Bandage comes out for Rhaegar. Gamer tried to see if he could potentially maybe recover, maybe potentially fight through. Rhaegar got himself reflect, but I think it's over. Rhaegar does end up sniping him out with Arhi as the last one left over for the team one. Wow, these games are going by real quick actually. Is that really the only one? Into a lasso to Rhaegar? No, oh my god, just lassoed him down. Doesn't even give him a chance to stand on his own 2 feet. And Seabuzz's going to be the last one left over for the team one. Arhi barely committed cooldowns over for the team, or team 1, team 2. Gonna be a big ascendance immediately, full cooldowns. Seabuzz got himself a big dark pack. This play team a massive alien blast, just ripping through Seabuzz's way. This man could just die right there. What is this? Enhancement shaman damage. Oh my goodness, just overpowered. I don't even know how he's still alive, by the way. Got some Demon Doggo with a Mortal onto Arhi. Big alien blast just closes out the game. My goodness. Arhi got himself lots of potential damage. He got himself a goblet and an axe. My goodness, what was that? At the very end there. He's the only one that came in and was able to get 2 kills, but everybody got a chance to play that game. Let's go, boys. Let's get us another one going, yeah? That was a fast one. Let's go again from one game into the next. I love it. I love it. Alrighty, boys. Let me know when you're ready. Is there a room I'll join in? Yeah, I want to see if there is somebody with a group. Yeah, if you boys want to start a group, by the way, let me know that you're starting a group, and or if you need me my help to help you start a group and get some boys in there, I can definitely help you out. Looks like Jesus and Johan are ready to go again. I'll be down. Let's take you guys into. I want to do Blackrook Hold. I think I'll do on a Grand a lot. I want to do Blackrook Hold real quickly. Fear Warrior feels so good at the moment. Odin's Fury is a chat spell. Oh my god, I love it. I loved Odin's Fury back in Legion, man. It was such a cool spell. And there was like ways to modify Odin's Fury that every time you used it, you either get the Blessing of Odin or Blessing of Helia, and you either did bonus fire damage, and I think you healed yourself, or you got bonus shadow damage, and you also healed yourself, or something like that. It's really, really cool. Should I go Demon Hunter or Warlock for PvP? Having a tough choice, deciding what to boost between the two. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good question. I'm not sure. So far I've seen Demonology and Warlocks do incredibly well within PvP. That being said, I feel like Demon Hunters could be really good too. I think they are going to be really good at the end of the day. They did nerf the survivability in terms of demon spawns, but I think in arenas like 2s and 3s, they should still be excellent. They do incredibly good output. They have a lot of mobility, great set of defensives, and they're melee. So I feel like melee at times, especially the early seasons, do generally fairly well. And then over time, as armor starts to catch up in the season, usually that's where casters start to shine because they're just passively tankier. Depends if you like range or melee. I think it really comes down to Judy. Gentlemen, what's up, Breakfast? How you doing, fam? Hope you have a good one. What's up, what's up, Justin? How you doing, my guy? Which makes the person think better overflow death knight. I think Unholy's looking really, really good right now. But I love me some Frost too. Switch. Gonna be gamer. First up is a Fury Warrior waiting out for their competitor. Hunter does get himself an angle. It's gonna go for a big rapid fire in the opener, charging out to him with a reflect case. There's a freezing trap waiting for him, but it's actually a steel trap instead. Big True Shot aura potentially is playing the taunt where his crit damage gets increased the longer he is in True Shot aura. So Hunter could potentially have himself a massive damage output versus Gamer. Big damage, big kill shots to follow. Does get this up for a second. Freezing trap right after, but the Death Chakra is going to be able to get him out. Big executes by the Warrior, turned around onto Hunter. Maybe in a bit of trouble. Does he take him out? Massive bleeds on Hunter right now. Even if he draws shells, it's over. Man, the damage out of the Fury Warrior just goes in. Full ham with Rhaegar going to be up next, stunning him down. Immediate triggered by the Warrior. Stormbolt onto Rhaegar, force out trick out of him. There goes the freezing trap. Now the Hunter has the access to controlling Gamer the entire game. This is going to be a full-on using the Sentry out just to create some line of sight, or at least he's able to go behind the pillar. Massive damage on the Gamer, maybe in massive trouble though. Oh my god! These Hunters and Warriors are just reckless and just going at one another, not even worrying about how much health they got, not even worried about how much damage they're going to take. Just getting in there. With Billy going to be up next as a Feral Druid. Rhaegar jumping back into camo immediately, waiting out for the Feral. I do wonder what kind of a build Rhaegar is running. It looks like he's playing a coordinated assault build with kill shots, and I don't even know if he's playing like a melee count alternative or if he's playing like all range damage. I didn't see a big explosive shot or anything like that. Does spot Billy though with a Hunter's Mark. Is going to open up with grenades. Big bash by the Feral immediately. It's going to be a sack from the pet as Rhaegar trying to see if the pet can maybe help offset a lot of the crit damage off of Billy onto the pet instead. Steel Trap does put a bleed on him. Does chuck him to follow. Is going to remove the dots very, very quickly as Billy did put up some of the bigger dots, but he didn't pop the big cooldowns with it. Going to be a massive coordinated assault. That's going to be huge damage for Billy. Got him some massive kill shots to follow, as well as grenades. All those should either generate lots more resources or just do raw damage in terms of kill shots. Got himself a bunch of Mongoose bites back to back. Feign death as the bite comes out, so you can reduce the damage of the bite by quite a bit. Massive damage on the Billy. Billy could be in trouble. Does go barrel form. That's going to be a renewal, as well as a Battle Master Trinket, just so he gives himself a little bit more of a health as a buffer to survive the output of the Hunter. Freezing trap on the Billy as the Hunter goes in for a bit of a reset, sending out the pet so the Billy does not get himself a proper reset into a binding shot stun. Actually, that's such a good stun right now for him. Billy super low health, Death Shock can follow. It's going to be a hard punch to lock him in place, and Rhaegar does end up sniping him out, not letting him go anywhere. This survival Hunter is a savage. He's just dangerous man. Steel trap onto Aesthetic as Rhaegar got himself yet another. Oh my god, the eagle shows the location of the rogue, but he doesn't see through the smoke bomb. Gonna be a freezing trap immediately as Aesthetic try to see if it gives him some calm points built up. Rhaegar better be careful. Next turn could be deadly. Does get himself a big charge towards Aesthetic. That's gonna be a coordinated assault. Actually, the other ability was not coordinated assault, that was something else. I think that might have been Spearhead. Is that what the guy running Spearhead coordinated assault build? Because it looks like Hunters have like 2 charge abilities. Big kill shots into Aesthetic to seize through the stealth either way with a Hunter's Mark. I guess the rogue maybe never got to cloak properly, or maybe he just found him randomly. Manic better just as soon as he's expecting big damage out of the rogue with a stun on the pet, he knows that's going to be a pet sack denial, so he can use that pet sack because most rogues, they run Cold Blood, and Cold Blood makes it so that your next ability is a guaranteed crit, and if you use it on certain specific abilities, the damage you can put out is actually incredible. Gonna be big grenades as the disarm comes on Hunter, but he's not deterred at all. Big Death Check, I'm ripping through Rogue with a freezing trap after. Does Rhaegar have anything to follow? It's gonna go for grenades. ASUS backing away from the rogue. Massive kill shot. Doesn't take him out right here. The pet could just do it. That's gonna be cheat death. The rogue get himself a little bit of healing at the very last second. Vanish right after. Does Rhaegar end up recovering here? It's gonna be manic better just immediately is the Zandalari. So you could go for the Zandalari racial on top of it just to give himself percentage healing, which is valuable as the dampening won't up little by little. Blind onto the hunter, but the pet is gonna keep the rogue out in the open. Rogue wants to make sure you got the full chain of CC onto Rhaegar. Is that gonna be sack? Bad sack right now. Freeze the chapter follow. Cheap shot, super delayed. Trick it out of the rogue. Rhaegar trying to see if he can back up out of there. Body shot onto the rogue. Rhaegar wants to make sure he does take advantage of the opportunity. Stunning the rogue, wants to make sure he's able to at least deliver some kind of damage. Evasion by the rogue, so Rhaegar has to delay any kind of CC. Is gonna try to see if he can keep the mark at least on a steady. Grenades to follow. Does get hit with a disarm. Is that gonna be enough here though? It got himself a big survival of the fittest for 20% damage reduction. Freeze the chop into the rogue for just a second. Does he have anything to follow up? The rogue could potentially have himself a kidney shot at the ready. Dash chakram into a flank and strike into the smoke bomb. Oh, it just cleaves right through him with a massive kill shot. My goodness, hunting these boys down. Yo, hunters have got some damage right now. Look at them. This man is surviving just enough to be able to be a competition to the rogue. Immediately charging out towards Archie. Backing away from the totem. Look at that mobility. Those charges and then just being able to get in and out whenever he wants to. Massive kill shots on Archie. Immediately triggers at Lanza. Archie could be under a ton of pressure. Is it going to be enough though? Maelstrom, is that going to be enough to heal him? Got him some massive ascendance with a wall freeze trap immediately. Does have a trick for it with a body shot onto Archie right after. Rhaegar is actually going to get knocked back. That was the perfect angle for Archie as Rhaegar trying to see if he can get over that ramp. But then that knockback sent him flying into yet another stun onto Rhaegar. The man may be over with a LA blast right after. Frost shock to follow. Archie want to make sure he doesn't go down to a hunter that easily. With huge Buttman going to be up next, trying to go for a bit of a lava burst. That's going to be grounding totem for Archie, which is such perfect grounding totem at the right time as this oldest lava burst went flying into the totem instead. That is crazy. Huge got himself big fire elemental at the ready with a Stormkeeper. Wants to go for a massive Earthshock. Does he have himself the big zaps? Got himself another grounding totem by Archie. Is that what that was? I think it was. I think Archie may be playing a talent where he can reset the cooldown of totems. So he reset the cooldown of totems, get himself grounding a little bit early just so he can counter a huge butt man. But I believe that ability has a 2-minute cooldown, so he may not be able to do that for a while. I think that's what happened. Lasso. Oh my god, onto Archie. And Huge just ended up rocking him with an Earthshock. I didn't even realize. All right. You know what? I'm calling you Pipe. Pipe is going to be up next because that is what his name translates to. That is what his name is. Pipe. So we call him Pipe. Pipe Dream. Huge Buttman got himself a little bit of a self-heal. Fire element. It shows up that you have a fire elemental at the ready, but like it's nowhere near, right? I'm not crazy. I mean, a little bit crazy. But like I'm not seeing a fire elemental anywhere. Gonna be I'm gonna mess up your name. I'm either gonna call you Pipe or Yasha. It's so difficult. It's so I have a hard time with it. I'll call Yasha. I don't know. Just I see the name Yasha. I'll go Yasha. So by Huge Buttman into a totem onto Yasha. Has to take down the totem if he wants to escape his lightning prison. Charging out towards Huge. Does Huge have anything to follow here? Does get himself an Earth Elemental. So Laser could give himself defense and just use it in time to blind onto the Earth Alley. Oh my god, could still be in trouble. Does go for a stun. Massive damage out of Yasha. Oh my goodness. Just rattled that boy. My god, paladin damage is kind of nutty at times. Stunned by Sebus, got himself full Tyrant. That's going to be Demonology War. Like, they're really spooky right now. Potentially a bubble out of Yasha. May just have to do it. Does go for the bubble. Does he commit damage on the Sebus? That is the Dark Pact. I feel like that Dark Pact is just as strong as a bubble. It might as well be the Warlock's version of their immunity, but just at a minute cooldown. Yasha under a ton of pressure. I don't know how he healed through this. So down, just surrounded by demons with a mortal call. I think it's over. My goodness. Yeah, what can you do in that situation? That is a tough one. Rhaegar with 3. Dude, this hunter actually gets himself a bit of healing. Lots of raw carnage and damage. I'm loving it. I do wonder what kind of ability he's running, but looks like Coordinated Assault is doing wonders for him. Big kill shots is popping off. I feel like he's mixing a little bit of range, a little bit of melee there too. Alright boys, let's get another one going, yeah? Another duel up and ready for the day. Jesus is ready. If you guys want to start another group, like a third group, let me know. We can start a third one, and then we can start rotating you guys. Where's my man up blue ball here? Can I go? You guys are more than welcome to anybody. Everybody's welcome to join. Today's duels are on EU. You guys are all welcome to watch, but today EU are the boys that get to play. Tomorrow is going to be NA. So be here tomorrow, same time for the stream if you want to join on the NA side. I play against likes of Seawark and Night King and Chicago potentially. if Chicago even hit max level. Last time we didn't have Chicago join in. But I don't know if Chicago is max or not. Maybe taking a break. Who knows? Logged into a mage for the first VDF. Arcade arcade changes are jarring. Really? There's like some arcane changes, but not too many, Jake. There are some. There is a Touch of the Magi. That definitely changed because I want to separate the Touch of the Magi away from Ice Nova because you could have both now as arcane. But yeah. Or did they change more of them? Is there more? I'll start a new one tomorrow. Yeah, we got a group, boys. If y'all want to join, my man, Solar and Abe are starting a group. They got one over here in Raids Legacy. Look up Raids Legacy. Type in number 5 in the search. And you should be able to see a group for Molten Core with my man Luso on there. 2 more boys and they can join in. Jesus got a team. Johan, let me know if you need more. Howdy, what's up, Rude? How you doing, my man? You want to join us tonight? Try some wacky builds. Try all the unusual playstyles. And you guys got to 5-man down quickly. Let's go! I guess Jesus is ready, so we'll throw you over to Jesus. Jesus has to be the warrior, right? He gave up the Death Knight to go for the warrior, didn't you? Эй, Jesus, ты что, ты warrior играешь? Что, не будешь больше твоим, как его, рыцарь смерти? Это как по-русски говорят, рыцарь смерти, так? Я все зову это Death Knight. Asking him in Russian, is he abandoning the DK? Abandoning the boy. He did 102 plus 1 so followed by 70k. Dude, that's insane. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. We got 5 ready. All right, boys, let's get you in here. Jesus versus Solar. 5. I'll throw you guys back in the grand. I play DK, but I want to try Warrior. Good man. I like it. I like you guys trying stuff out. This could be the expansion to play alts. Viable alts. And I do like that you're trying. How you liking it? Как тебе нравится рыцарь, Warrior? Как тебе это нравится? Pressman joined it. Hey, my man! Hey, Kiyokaza, the Shadow Priest? What? You kidding me? Wait, Kiyokaza is Kiosko, isn't it? Hold on. We got Dad, we got Arcana. Let's go. Let's get you boys in here. Hell yeah. My God, I love seeing all you boys in here. Hope y'all having a good one. I'm enjoying these duels. I'm liking these. I'm liking how it's not like one-sided either this time around. Last week, I felt like it was all Demonology Warlocks dominating. This week, it's a little bit different. At least on EU, I felt like it was a lot of Demonology Warlocks dominating. On NA, it was just like, I think it was like Monks dominating, Rogues dominating, which is, I don't know, probably more disgusting, to be honest. People hate Rogues because Rogues should die and burn in hell. I mean, I'd say that as a Rogue main, it's just, don't take it personally, it's just part of our class fantasy. We're the most hated class. I think of it as part of your class fantasy. You know what I mean? Switch. We got ourselves Archie going to be first up over for the team 1. But Dead going to be meeting him in the arena. Got himself Cold Blood very, very early on. As an assassination rogue, is he going to go for like some crit bleed damage build? Cloaker Shadows immediately. Trying to see if he can get past Archie. Going to be a knockback by the Shaman, but the Cloaker Shadows not letting him go into a big death mark onto Archie. We'll have to play very defensively. I am surprised you're not pressing wall immediately. Evasion by the rogue. Archie could be under a ton of pressure. That's a lot of bleed damage. Gouge to fall for a second, but the dots are going to break him. Does have plenty of Maelstrom. At least he get himself some healing. He summoned all those Ghost Wolves. And he kind of waited on the Maelstrom. Wait, you got Ghost Wolves back up again? Is that what I'm seeing? What is it cooldown in Ghost Wolves? Or was that something else that I saw earlier? Gonna be Dead, trying to see if he can maybe back up, but doesn't really want to go too far. But maybe closing the gap a little bit too early. Big Ellie Blast. He's gonna be cheat death onto the Rogue. Does have himself a Shadow Step, but the Ghosts are ripping right through him. Their Earth Elemental clobbering him. And Archie does end up using his trusty elementals that he summoned in order to help him fight through this menace of a rogue. Lucy gonna be up next. Big hunt off of a stump. Got himself big fire damage. Gonna be a wall for Archie. Now you're walling it? After you had a rogue death market, now you're walling it? I mean, it's good that you were able to survive the rogue and could save wall for later. But man, it just, you gotta have nerves of steel to just be like, you know what? Rogue popped a big cooldown. I'm not gonna pass a cooldown for it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna counter it. I'm just gonna heal right through it. I'm just gonna try to find a way to live it. That's a lot of poison damage. That's a lot of bleed damage altogether. Just rips right through your armor. Or he does get himself Ghost Wolf. He's back at the ready. Stunned by Luso. There's gonna be a knockback real quickly by the Shaman. But Lucy is going to be able to get back in there. Quick interrupt onto the I-beam. Ascendance out for Archie. Does he just go in for counter damage potentially? Looks like it's going to be enough to get Lucy to back up and retreat. Is Lucy playing himself into a fodder build where he could potentially summon demons? Because if he is, we haven't seen a single demon so far. They did recently reduce it so you no longer scale that ability with haste. So Oh, there goes the demon. Needs to check it out right now, though. Does end up slaying it, picking up the demon soul, but a 10% dampen is going to reduce it a little bit. You want to make sure in a demon form when you're slaying the demon and when you pick it up the soul, because you got that leech that helps you get more healing out of it. Gonna be Ibium, but a quick interrupt Archie, just making sure that the Ibiums don't last super long versus him. It's gonna be a big sigil of flame to maybe burn down Archie a little bit, but big LA Blast right after. Lucia is gonna have to go full on. Metamorphosis is actually in full meta. Definitely needs to take out the totem. And Ari is actually kind of hurt. Man could be in big trouble. Does him summon up to our ability. Going to be a big help by Lucia. May be able to use that haunt and with Metamorphosis to maybe recover all the health. Big thunder by the shaman. Trinkets as he got hit with an prison. Just a surprise. And clobber down the enhancement. Taking him down. Kiyokaze going to be up next. Trying to see if he can potentially get back in there. What happened there with my recording? Oh, weird. Oh, weird. Okay. Recording randomly stopped. Hold on, switch. Never had it happen before. Kiyokaze trying to see if he can get himself potentially a better angle versus Archie. Throwing down a Shadow Crasher on the corner. Is it going to be enough though? Archie back it up out of there completely. Kiyo trying to see if he can charge back to him with a PI at the ready. That's going to be a mind bender around the corner. And Archie trying to see maybe we can go for Sunder around the corner to Sunder onto Kia. Is that going to be enough? Potentially massive zaps. Does Kia have anything to follow up here? Back-to-back stuns are going to be painful, but he's able to at least deny any more further damage by Archie with a quick fear. The dampening is going to start ramping up though. Big, massive. I don't even know if he actually got to use the full mind games just now. You had a silence on Archie, but I don't know if he actually give himself a proper mind games. Stun onto Archie. Mind games doesn't go through. It's going to be a quick interrupt, but Kia does have himself the flash of heals in order to at least be able to recover a little bit of health. Blast could potentially be the end of you. Is it going to be enough to disperse out of the Shadow Priest trying to deal with the damage that Archie got out? And Kiyo just trying to see if they can rotate some of the damage little by little, some of those defenses bit by bit. Is going to be blasting out that grounding totem. Big horror effects to the Archie. They're all going to attack him back to back. Mind games onto the shaman. Is going to go for Sunder. That mind games is going to end up healing the Shadow Priest for a little bit. And it's going to be dangerous to you because it's going to reverse any of your own self-healing into damage instead. Kiyo backing away from Archie for just a moment with a Vampiric Touch right after. Elementals are joining in. Ellie Wolves are up. As Archie tried to see if he could root it down in place, trying to not let him escape, but he's rooted himself. Actually, the Shadow Priest root, in fact, you can crowd control them and you can slay them. You can actually attack those roots and they will break. They're just like those roots from Mr. Pandaria. So most classes would just like CC them, like a rogue would try to gouge. I don't think you could gouge them, but I think you could like maybe like cheap shot them or stun them or fear them or anything like that. Like a Shadow Priest would walk in and fear them really quickly for you, or a Disc Priest would, I guess, in your team. But it looks like Kiyo is going to go down to all that overpowering elemental damage. Or he just wouldn't let up at all. He just put in pressure on him, sat on him, put in as much pressure, just kept going more and more until the Shadow Priest broke. That's a tough one. I don't know if that's a class that could really fight through the Shaman's damage, the Shadow Priest. I don't know if it's a good matchup in that regard. But who knows, honestly. Gonna be Cries Bad up next with an Ellie with a Flame Shock immediately. Got himself portals up and running immediately versus Archie with Incinerators right after. Is it gonna be enough damage? Those portals are gonna be quite impactful. Got himself the Ghosties up and running. Those Ghosties are gonna get him a little bit of that Maelstrom. It's all gonna be actually quite tough. Probably actually did a crit. Oh my god, he did do a crit of sub for that last game? Okay, I gotta look at it again. That'd be kind of nutty. My goodness. Wall by Archie got himself a totem. Try to see if he can capture Crisbet, but couldn't quite catch him. It's going to be root around the corner though. Crisbet does have a Mortical with a fear onto Archie. It's going to maybe have to wait until he gets himself some more portals. Got himself a bit of the channel Demon Fire. Try to see if he can blast out Archie. Full big haze buff right now. Actually able to get himself lots of fast casting, but the stuns, the intros of Archie could make it potentially very difficult. Archie's still taking so much damage from the dots and the totems. Massive incentives to hopefully counter Crisbet. Try to see if he can burn through his defenses. No Tremor Totem for that fear, so it's gonna put Archie in such a bad spot right now. Crisbet does have a port, so always has an escape to bail out of there. And Archie turning the attention onto the Succubus immediately. Why? He's got himself massive ascendance damage. Ellie Wolves back up and running. Man, the Ellie Wolves are so good right now. Just the fact that you get Wolves so constantly, that gives you so much healing output. It's kind of crazy. Stun onto Crisbet for just a second. Does get himself Primordial. Potentially gonna give himself big lightning bolt damage. But looks like the Warlock is going to be able to back up out of there. Or he may have to wait until he gets himself another set of Ghost Wolves, potentially double Lightning Wolves, and that could be a ton of damage. Kreisman got Portal with a Fell Bond onto Archie. He's going to break the Fell Bond at the cost of his own health. More portals opening up. Massive damage. Kreisman is trying to see if he can will down. Oh my god, this man is able to stop him, and his Trags is the constant damage of a Destruction Warlock. Was able to overpower the Shaman. Aesthetic going to be up next. Kreisbad making sure that the Succubus is always trailing behind him. Immediate Succubus CC onto Aesthetic, who is appreciating the aesthetic of a Succubus right now. Honestly, I mean, his name fits. Going to be a couple of blasts for Kreisbad, but he does dip behind the pillar. He knows the Rogue has a Shadow Step. He doesn't want to give him the opportunity to close the gap. Letting the Succubus do work. Trying to see if he can set a Bonds of Fell onto Aesthetic, but couldn't quite do it fast enough. Is going to poke from behind the pillar, playing it very, very safe. The dampening is going to ramp up. The more health he can save and store right now, the more he can deny having to use defenses, the better spot he's going to be in. Trying to burn through Aesthetic, just actually whittle him down little by little. So he's got himself like a damage over time-ish build or a consistency build. Trying to see if he can predict what the Rogue may be. That's going to be a Rain of Fire, perfect place. Stone on Kreisbad, does have a tricky port for it. Aesthetic could potentially be the bad spot. Running out in the open, does the Succubus maybe catch him with a Succubus CC? He needs to get the Rogue out in the open next to the Succubus. Stun right behind him. Rogue opportunity is able to put a slow onto Aesthetic. Does get himself a Shadow Mode for just a second. Does Kreisbad have any other ways to get the Rogue out in the open? That slow is there, but he may have to pick up the eyes and maybe have to use the Succubus in order to get over there and poke at the Rogue to get him out of stealth. Definitely wants to make sure there's a max range though, so the Rogue has a hard time closing that gap easily. Bonds of Fell around the corner. Does Aesthetic walk out of the Bonds of Fell? Potentially. Could be an opportunity for Kreisbad to just control him in that one spot. Succubus right next to him. The Rogue did go for an interrupt on the Succubus, but the cooldown for Succubus is super short. Mortical around the corner with the Fear right after. Kreisbad just getting himself fully dotted up. Aesthetic is going to have a bunch of portals attacking him. Challenging but far from it. This is not much you can really do. Does get himself advantage, but still does not burning through him with the Rain of Fire. Going to get him out in the open. Can a shot to Kreisbad. Maybe Succubus CC to stop him. Does get the Succubus CC, and the Succubus CC doesn't even break the portal. This just continuously blasted the Rogue with the Shadow Flame damage. Going to be a Dark Pact. Kreisbad doesn't have enough damage here. Aesthetic trying to see if he can make himself one last go. Massive port, instant casting, summoning a gateway for Kreisbad. Aesthetic is super far away from Kreisbad, trying to keep a slow on the Rogue as best as he can. I think wait until he got himself a bit of damage. Immolate from a distance. Smoke Bomb to follow him. The Succubus is in there, but Aesthetic got himself plenty healing. He needs to get himself just a little bit more survivability. Just a little bit more, like a one more Shadow Dance and you may be okay. Trying to see if we can backpedal out of there, but the Succubus and the fire damage is burning right through you. Does get a cloak in the last second, but can it survive? Succubus blind onto that pet. Kreisbad needs to find a way to close that gap real quickly. Rain of Fire around the corner. Blind eventually is gonna it's gonna wear off with the Succubus. Drain with a quick immolate does take him out. Took a little bit of time, but once you make sure he's playing safe. Did take the game into a higher dampening though, so it's going to be much harder for him to recover. Going to be immediately Feral Druid opening up, but the Feral Druid cannot be hit by Succubus CC. While you're in cat form, while you're technically a polymorph, and while polymorph you can be like, I guess while you're in beast form you can't really be seduced by the Succubus. Even though that is a druid, but I guess while the cat form is, this is a different sense, it's going to be mad portals on him. Oh my god, all this shadowy balls just chasing after the druid. Big cannons to follow. Does Kreisbad have enough damage here? That's going to be Billy trying to see if he can maybe change this up a little bit. Big bites back to back to Kreisbad. Does he have any way to get away? That's going to be Bonds of Fell. Oh my god. And a last ditch effort, he just threw down a big grenade. A big C4 down, and the Feral, not much you can do about it. Gamer just charges in. Cracking Kreisbad in half. And Akeda going to be up next is another hit Shaman. I noticed we have a lot of Shamans this round. A lot of Shamans this week. Akeda does not have a lot of ways to really heal through Gamer. Just has to go in for as much damage as possible. Try to see if he can at least give himself a bit of distance. Try to go for range damage. Going to be tricking out a Gamer. Breaking out of the lasso. Akeda got himself full. Goes to the ready. Sky Fury. Is this where he goes in for the big damage? Sky Fury doesn't end up getting taken out. Reflect out for Gamer. So wants to make sure he doesn't reflect any Ellie Blast back at himself. Knockback. Doesn't get the execute. The Shaman could be in trouble. This after falling. Maybe in a bad situation. Charged by the Warrior. I think it's going to take him down. Does it up. Chasing after him and taking him out of the game. Well done, boys. Kreisbad with 3, Arhi with 3. My goodness, these boys are clawing back to that victory little by little, huh? Lock us so strong, basically tanks. They are pretty tanky, that's for sure. They did apparently nerf something about, or they fixed the bug that should make them a little bit more squishy compared to where they were. But yeah, they are pretty tanky in a way. I don't completely disagree. I don't entirely disagree. Jesus is ready, Solo is ready. Johan, do we have a group or is that fall apart? Also, if you have another group, boys, let me know. Rogue, this Rogue. Oh, come on, Motherboard. You gotta don't give him like that, man. He's tried his hardest. You know what I mean? It's ever since the nerf that Kyrian ability for rogues, they just don't have that big of like blast in there. Some of the others, all right, Johan, boys, if y'all want to join in, Johan got a group of 5V5 1v1 DUELS. I don't know where you have it listed. In the Sepulchre, he has it listed in Sepulchre. If you guys want to join in, it'll be Raids Legacy. Just type in number 5 in the search, and you should be able to find it in Raids Legacy. Got a group if you guys want to join in. We'll get Solo and Jesus back in here though. Let's do Dalaran Siwas. The Dalaran, the Siwas. The Siwas where I get all my content from. This is where I stream. We'll get the stream line where I get to sip on that content and then give it to you guys. The pipeline of content. Regular everyday content. Regular twice a day everyday content. Okay, I'm stop. Oh, man. Oh, I'm loving these duels, by the way, dude. I love when you have like all these classes bring in their aesthetic. They're bringing the playstyles in there and how it clashes against other classes. Oh, it's so fun. Sub-rogue still scary when you don't have a trinket at the ready. Oh, for sure. No, they're still terrifying. They are terrifying. I think a lot of them are transitioned to like more eviscerate heavy build, secret technique heavy build. They're just gonna commit more damage into those finishers rather than into that Kyrian ability. Hell, some rogues actually going into instead of Kyrian damage, they're going for Kyrian combo points, which is a little bit stronger at this point. Okay, cool. Switch. Got ourselves together. Are here over for the team one versus, well, not versus, but on his team is also Billy. We got ourselves Gamer as a warrior, Aesthetic as a rogue, and Yasha as a paladino. Lots of melee on that team with Billy going up versus the Demon Hunter immediately. Stun right after with an eye beam to follow. Billy maybe in a bit of trouble. Got full blades of the Lusa, but Lusa is just not letting him go anywhere. As long as the Demon Hunter is on the Feral Druid, they got plenty of self-healing and plenty of leech, plenty of output, and put on some pressure onto Billy. Does get himself a lucky demon proc. Is going to be able to explode it right on top of Billy. Billy may have to wall this up. That's going to be quite a bit of damage from a Demon Hunter who just got reinvigorated with a demonic soul. 20% more damage, plus a pretty nasty reheal. Billy is going to go for a bit of reheal of his own. Does get himself a renewal, maybe a couple of regrowths right after. With a wall already used, maybe Barkskin at the ready. He's trying to see if he can get some damage back to Lusa with a stun. Going to be triggered by the Demon Hunter. Got himself maybe enough damage. Going to be Billy trying to see if he back up out of there. He wants to put blades on Lusa. Leave him all rotted up and then get away from him as soon as possible. Luso is not trying to make sure that Billy doesn't get the chance to just recover full stun, or full fear rather. If that fear breaks, it could be one of those fear where he takes 20% more damage. Oh, if you think Billy could be in bigger trouble, my god! Oh, it does go down. I do wonder if Luso is playing for that fear sigil 20% more damage build, because there's a build where massive damage on aesthetic though. I guess we don't get to find out, but I wonder if Luso is playing the aesthetic, they build, I keep saying aesthetic over and over right now. If it's playing the Sigil of Fear build where you can put Sigil of Fear down on the ground, and after the fear breaks, the enemy takes 20% more damage because it's shaken from the fear. They're fractured by that fear. If you do that, that could make some beefy one-shots with Demon Hunters. It's kind of nutty. Big damage on Kiyokaza after that kidney shot. Does get himself full PI with the fear. It's going to be Mind Games over the Rogue. Aesthetic might have to go for Cloak Shadows. It's going to be back-to-back Void Bolts hitting him. It's going to put him out in the open. Even though he got himself a vanish, it's still going to hit him a couple of times. Does end up kind of delaying a lot of the Shadowpriest damage. It's going to be DPs on him though, as Kiyokaza making sure the dots are on him at all times. Shadow Crash, if you're not careful, those Shadow Crashes could be very, very deadly. That could be big damage. That's going to be the, oh my god, the eruptions of Nazoth, the random procs of Nazoth can get the rogue out of stealth. That's actually so good for Shadow Priest. Try to see if he can maybe get away from Aesthetic. Does hit him with a fear, Mind Flay, Insanity. That's going to be not a trigger from the rogue, but does get himself out of that fear. It's so blind, but look at the Nazoth eruptions. If anything, Nazoth eruptions don't really do that much damage, but they do take the rogue out of stealth. Every time you have a VT ticking on you, it has a chance to build up the one of those Nazoth charges. And every time it builds up a charge, it has a chance to start unleashing them. So, it's a lot of damage on the Kiyokaza with a secret technique, massive damage on the Shadow Priest, lots of crits. Oh my god, Aesthetic got him quite a bit of damage versus Kiyo. Making sure that those finisher damage are huge. That secret technique birds that Rogue's got right now is kind of nutty. It's a part of, it's like a 3-parter ability, but if you time Cold Blood at the right time, you can guarantee that at least 2 out of those 3 hits are a guaranteed crit, easily 150k worth of someone's health and damage, even if the first portion of the ability doesn't quite crit. Kyo again hit with a stun. Aesthetic with the Shadow Blades could potentially be in a deadly situation. This is where Kyo needs to respond. Shadow Blades is a big cooldown. It's only got a 2 minute. It's a massive output for him right now. Kyo trying to see if he can get some damage back onto Aesthetic. That's still lots of output. He's barely alive, but he is limited somehow though. Got himself even a bit of the mind play in there. It looks like lots of recovery too with a Vampiric Embrace. Looks like he's able to make himself full recovery. Aesthetic trying to use that Rogue Guile. Maybe hit him with a crippling poison and just back away from him behind the pillar. Try to escape the Shadow Blade as best as he can. Kyo is definitely gonna have to go for that Fear Stun, Warlock Stun, Fear Stunny, Lockdown Wombo combo for sure. Try to see if he can maybe give the dots onto the Rogue. He does have those Nazath eruptions, just chipping away his health little by little and keeping him out of stealth, which is gonna be advantageous for Kyo. Man is just constantly taking down on him. Look at him. Well done. Stun. Kyo does see himself a big go PI. What's going to be big horrifying effects onto the Rogue. Does go for a Cloak of Shadows with a vanish. Oh my god. One of those bolts was just about to slam the ground and the Rogue was able to cloak it right before it connected. Get a shot by Aesthetic. Big Kirin go. Going to be immediate disperse out of Kyo. And to try to see if he can stay on top of the Rogue as best as he can. Just needs to make sure he's got himself fully dotted. Smoke Bomb. Shadow Crash into it. Sap. Oh my god. The Rogue. Well done with that Sap. Well thought. Well done right there. I gotta give him credit on that one. That was very, very, very well done. My goodness. That sap was perfect. Because Kyo at that point was just like, okay, well, I don't want to get in, but I want to get some damage. I'm going to throw in the Shadow Crash. But by the time he figured out what he wants to do, the Rogue just ended up getting him slapped up. Aesthetic got himself a bit of a faint death. Or rather, faint. And Kyo, I love that Mammoth Mound, by the way. That thing looks amazing. Textures look so good. Kyo tried to see if he can get a better angle versus Aesthetic. Got himself fully dotted up though. Aesthetic looking for maybe an angle. Might have to go for a trinket. Gonna be full stun with full dots. But Aesthetic, I think the dots for the most part of the Shadow Plays don't really do nearly as much damage. Kyo does gotta get it in there and get a couple of those Mind Blasts with spikes and Shadow Crash to follow. Does himself maybe big spikes right after. Got himself big DP with a drain, but it's gonna be trick out of the Rogue. Trinket out of the Shadow Plays as well. Fear is gonna be able to force cooldowns out of the Rogue. Evasion, I don't really know what he can evade. Big Void Bolts all over the place. Does not have a Cloak of Shadows. Can he dodge those Void Bolts though? Doesn't get to dodge all the big Mind Games. Maybe in trouble. Cannot really heal himself. Gonna be a big cheat death. Trying to go for the CP cup, but the CP cup is might just end up killing you. He's still got a Mind Games on you. Oh my god, why would you risk it? Mind Games, I gotta heal. Bad move. That's how you end up killing yourself. It does percentage healing. Big eruptions. Is it gonna be enough though? Aesthetic is super low in health. Definitely wants to get himself an out, but still dots around him. Sap onto Kyo for just a second. May need to go for a vanish if he wants to get himself a proper heal. Next Shadow where death is over. Does Aesthetic get to escape out of this one? Yet another sap. Looks like maybe the dots have worn off. Can Kyo catch up to Aesthetic? Shadow Crash does connect. Oh, it's over. It's over. That Shadow Crash connect was perfect. Just lobbed it while trying to see if he can just coax the Rogue in the other direction. You're just hurting him like a sheepdog, man. It's literally like a sheepdog. Gonna be Fear with a stun onto Archie, trying to see if he can potentially avoid the damage out of Shadow Plays. This is gonna be a silence, full of Mind Games. Kyo trying to see if maybe he can make a play. Big PI at the ready. Does see himself big eruptions to follow too. Is going to be dotting up the Earth Elemental. Archie trying to make sure he can mitigate the damage best as he can. Doesn't want to go in there unless he's feeling very, very confident, very, very healthy with plenty of Maelstrom. Got himself the Wolves. It's going to be a Shadow Crash around the corner. Wolfies are going to be able to fuel Archie. Massive damage is ready. Could be a big lightning bolt. 2 Nature Wolves could be perfect for Archie to just go in for mad damage. Potentially, Kyo with a quick Fear. Archie doesn't choose to trinket. It does not choose to trinket it yet, but it's going to be a horrible. It's attacking a back-to-back Mind Flame. Sanity with another bolt. Yet another bolt. Does get himself a wall. It looks like he missed an opportunity to go for the big lightning wolves, but the Ascendance is going to be up. Kyo is going to go for a stun. Nothing Archie can do about it right now. Kyo just trying to make sure the dots are on Archie as best as possible. Could go for Embrace. Could go for potentially disperse. Archie tried to see if he can stun down Shadow Priest, but he's going to be able to avoid it. Kyo is going to hit one of those stuns. Second last or without it is going to be DR'd. Fear onto Archie, nothing you can do about it. Perfect opportunity for Kyo to recover. Does he himself with proper go? Full dots onto Archie. Does he go for the interrupt? Did try to go for an interrupt, but Kyo can actually get a full cast now. Mind Games, that's going to be a grounding totem for just a second. Second double stun totem are up. Kyo is going to be able to avoid the second grounding stun totem. It's going to be Archie trying to go for big lightning bolt zaps. Does get having the follow competition go for disperse. Does go for disperse. As Archie trying to see if he can go for some counter pressure. Does get elemental wolves at the ready. So he's going to be able to put in even more pressure on the Q. He got lots of Maelstrom fuel in him. This is where Q needs to get himself a big eruption. That or a fantastic CC chain in order to be able to stop Archie. I don't know what much they can do. Massive Elo Blast is going to put pressure into you. I think Q may be in trouble. Not much you can do when you have an enhancement shaman who can just put so much sustained pressure on you. When you're cooldown based at this high dampen, you can't really stop to heal yourself either. That's a tough one. Chrisbad is going to be up next as Kyo did do pretty well actually. That Shadow Priest was able to find a way to beat the Rogue little by little. The 2-shot here, but burst meta at the moment versus low. Who? The 2-shot you? Who? The Rogues? The Rogues can definitely do a lot of damage for sure, but they did nerf their like 2-shot capability though. It's no longer a 2-shot. But it is still very, very busty. It's still very effective. Any evokers today? I'd love to see some evokers today, Roberts. I'd love to. Need people to join Huge Buttman. He got a group listed in LFG. You guys can see in the chat, at the top of the chat, in the pins, how you join the groups on EU. Guys, I'm all about to join in. Immolation up onto Archie. Chrisbad does get himself some portals rolling in for Archie. Can he deal with those portals? That's going to be a lot of shadow damage. Just goes through walls right now. Bots fell right now for Chrisbad. Interrupt by Archie, but he's going to get hit with a Fury immediately. And Chrisbad just has him fully locked down with even more portals. Got himself the Infernal. If he sends out the Infernal, actually just keeping the Infernal next to those Ghost Wolves does give him lots of Maelstrom, because those Ghost Wolves, that's 2 targets that are just getting radiated on with an Immolation aura. It's going to be mad damage onto Archie. Big fire, massive bolt. Oh! And Chrisbad was able to put Archie into low enough health, get a couple of bolts in him, make sure there's no grounding totem, no interrupts, no nothing. And is able to deal with it pretty easily. Gamer gonna be up next, immediately hit with a curse of exhaustion, having to slowly crawl towards Chrisbad. And the man trying to avoid him as best as possible, waiting for a good opportunity to potentially go for big forts. Gonna be a Bonzafell. I think he wants to see if he can kite out Gamer out in the open and potentially just blast him out little by little, whittle him down with fire damage. Gamer, I think the best chance he's got to win this one is to try to see if he can lock down Chrisbad away from any kind of pillars potentially. But how do you do it? I think you have to start taking down Succubus. I think you have to start putting effort into the Succubus, because eventually you can kill the Succubus and Chrisbad just won't have it available. I think you have to fight Succubus while approaching the Warlock, so he at least has to constantly be moving and constantly be thinking about his primary pet. So it makes it a little bit harder for him to like figure out what you want to do. Potentially could give himself a break here. Is going to be interrupted with Succubus. Stun. Actually, Succubus still was able to get a Succubus C either way. That's going to be a spear, but it's going to be a gateway to break him out of the spear. Gateway does free out the spear. Fear by the warrior god. Chrisbad locked down for just a second here. Shadow Fury right after the Mortal Call, but he knows that Gamer is basically immune to fears for just a second, but it's going to go for a massive port out of that. Oh my god. Making him chase after the Warlock while just eating all those portal damage. With the Succubus ready to CC you as soon as possible. Gamer, again, hopefully better be focusing on the Succubus, because eventually you should be able to take that thing down. Does Stormbolt the Succubus is really aggressive. Very, very aggressive move. But if Succubus' damage to Gamer, it is going to give Chrisbad damage buffs too, which is actually super unfortunate. Massive Chaos Bolt out of the Twisting Nether. Gamer, again, under total pressure. Does he burn a defensive here? Big mobility for Chrisbad. Is there any more mobility left? If Gamer could somehow lock him down with a spear, potentially that would be the play. Got himself a Reflector, at least reduce some of the damage, but a Mortal Call. Man, Chrisbad is making sure he's played it so well. He's making sure that Gamer even has zero chance to even connect with him, to even hit him. He's using all the mobility, all that god, the slows from Succubus, the CC, the Mortal Calls, the stuns, to make sure the enemy can't even touch him. He's trying to play it as perfect as humanly possible. As Yasha is gonna, looks like, commit some damage to the pet, slaying that Succubus very quickly. Chrisbad may have to use a fell burn to summon new one. Does summon new one with an Infernal, immediately stunning Yasha. He realizes he can't really use the Guile to fight versus the Paladin. He has to get aggressive, he has to get offensive, send out some Chaos Bolts in there. He baked up all those resources, now is the time to use them. Big board, as soon as Yasha tries to see if he close the gap. Look at this Warlock! He's just breaking all the barriers, man. This mobility-focused Warlock build is insane. You literally can't catch up to him. Soulborn Port, got himself plenty of movement. Big portals are ready too, lots of instances. My god. Oh my goodness, this is a weird build of Warlock, but it's so mobile, and it's pretty effective. Very, very effective. He definitely got burst damage, so he's not like trying to play it super slow just for the kicks of it. He knows when to put in pressure and when to back up out of it. With that Paladin, he put on a lot of pressure. With Warrior, he backed up out of it, played it slow. That's crazy. Let's get another one going here, boys, yeah? I remember all y'all Warlocks were like, you know what? After this Night Fate thing is gone, after Shadowlands, the Night Fate ability is going to be gone. You were like, you know what? I don't know how good Warlock is going to be afterwards. I don't even know. What happened? It's up for a second, like audio on the Audacity got lost. I'm like, did it really though? I don't think it did. I think you're lying to me. I think you're lying to me. Jesus is the ready. Huge Buttman, do we have a group available? Potentially? Maybe? Possibly? We got one more needed for Huge Buttman and he'll be good to go, boys. Una massa Huge Buttman will be at the ready, boys. Try a different build, go for it. Yeah. Shows Evoker's buffed down. So Evoker's got buffed in terms of healing. I would love to see an Evoker if somebody wants to join an Evoker and give it a go. I know Kioska got an Evoker. Let's see Warlock S tier finally. Wait, and we like to see Warlock's back to X tier class finally for expansions. That's part of the class fantasies. They're the main protagonists, aren't they? Looks like Solar's ready, Jesus ready. Oh, looks like Huge Buttman is ready. Johan and Atha. Do I put Solar and Johan? Solar, would you Solar, based on the DMs earlier, if I put your team versus Huge Buttman, how would you feel about that? Arthur joined in. Let's get my man in here. Let's get my boy in here. If we can say like what Neil's like compared to pre-patch. They did nerf their breath ability. I think they still can do a lot of damage overall though. They may just be a very, very sustained focus rather than burst focused. Do it? Okay. I'll do it. Johan, as soon as you delist the team, I can queue you guys. As soon as you boys delist the team, then I can queue you easily. Easily. Pallet pop wings and teleported. Yep, that's the game. Big. Big. All right, let's get Solar and let's get Johan in here because those two have not got to duel each other tonight at all. So we'll get them in here next. Solar and Johan. 5. Where did I throw you guys into? The Grand again? A Grand. Or did I throw you guys somewhere else? Did the hook point? The Grand. I think the Grand is a fantastic arena. I would just like a light mode version of the Grand. But yeah. Yeah, that's probably a good way of looking at it, Solar. Yeah, just play for fun. That's exactly it, man. Exactly. That's what I did with the AirPod swings on the start. Yeah, I mean, you just have to go in. Have a lot more Evoker. Really don't like them in PvE and BGs. Really? I love me some Evoker. But that's unfortunate, man. Hopefully we'll see an Evoker tonight, yeah? Let me see if I can get a different song, maybe, potentially. What's weird is the playlist is kind of bugged. I keep putting on loop and shuffle, and sometimes one of those two just goes away. Super frustrating to deal with, boys. Switch. Wait, switch. There we go. Looks like we're missing one over for the team Atho with a Huge Buttman. So hopefully they'll be able to play as a 2-man army. Or 1-man army rather. Gonna be Atho first up. Oh my god, looking like a knight of the round table. Trying to go for a blind versus Lusa, but the man is gonna be able to back up out of there for a second. Quick shatter onto Atho. May have to go for a bubble really early on though. Stone onto Lusa is gonna go for a trick of his own. Atho trying to see if he can maybe clap him down. But is he potentially gonna be able to do so? Trying to see if he can maybe maximize the damage. But the blur from Demon Hunter is gonna help him out tremendously. Big dodge opportunity. Fear onto Atho is gonna immediately adapt out of this one. Got him some Shield of Vengeance. Lusa is gonna be able to pick up a demon slaying it and is gonna be able to maybe potentially get back in there. Try to see if he can chip away at Athaman with his glaives to maybe break that shield before he has to get in there. Athaman looking like an actual proper knight. I love it. That's actually looks so good. May have to bubble here as a Demon Hunter is just relentlessly putting a pressure on him. It's gonna be a bubble right now for Atho. I think he already used a lot of his cooldowns offensively, didn't you? I believe he did. So may have to wait until he got himself yet another opportunity versus Lucio, potentially a stun, blind, wombo combo. But Lucio is going to hit with a slow as he got a full metamorphosis demon form at the ready. Wants to go in, wants to put in pressure, just tear at the paladin as best as possible. The cleave, I believe, actually might have missed. It has a pretty short range going forwards, like a little frontal radial. But I think Arthur was able to escape it, still under a ton of pressure, as the man could be falling over any moment. Health in a critical condition. Try to see if he can reposition behind the other side of the pillar as Lucio does pop in a blur so he can stay super aggressive. Not let Atherman get any kind of escapes. Quick interrupt as he zooms in right around the corner. Big hunt right after. Stunned by Arthur. Is it going to be enough? Can he potentially make a play here? Got himself a massive heal. I think that might have been a lay on hands just now. See, he's rotating lay on hands before he uses Blessing of Protection. Is it going to be a blind to Lucio? Is it going to be enough damage? I'll try to see if it can cleave him down, but looks like an auto attack was able to break him out of that blind. As long as you use holy abilities inside of the blind, it doesn't break it, so it basically is like a stun. Treats it basically like a stun if you could use range holy damage abilities. Shield advantage for Atha. Trying to see if you can maybe use that shield advantage to reverse the damage back to Lucio. Is going to get hit with an imprison, but that adaptation is going to be able to break him out of it fairly quickly. Does have a shield advantage. Looking for full recovery. Maybe has wings on the horizon in a moment. And Lucio looking for himself for a bit of a better angle, throwing in the glaive at Atha, trying to make sure he has him constantly crippled, constantly slowed, always fishing for a demon proc, which so far I think he's only gotten one demon to proc. But so far the survivability of Demon Hunt has been fantastic, even though with just one demon. I even went to Atha, got himself a little bit of damage, a little bit of Seraphim pressure, may have to go for a Blessing of Protection. I don't even know if Blessing of Protection does much for you, but you still may have to do it. Stun onto Lucio, immediately triggers it. Atha looking for a full recovery while wings are up. Trying to see if he can avoid Lucio, making sure he got himself a little bit of that max range damage. Throwing in the hammers, Lucio trying to create some line of sight. Needs a demon spawn in order to be able to deal with the wings of Atha. Could potentially be in trouble. Gonna be in prison. Does get himself a wake up vessel. With a final verdict, final reckoning with a wake of ashes. Does end up cleaving down the Demon Hunter. Close game between the two. Definitely you could see the demon spawn rate getting nerfed is hurting Demon Hunters pretty badly. Atha may have to wait for a Blessing Protection. Bop immediately as soon as he gets hit by Deathmark, but still the poison. Wait, poison still can go through you. Oh my god, Atha, do you lift this? Poisons and envenoms can still go through you. Throw dagger can still go through the bop. Blind to the rogue, has a trinket for it. Atha has a trinket for it too. It's going to be stunned to the rogue. Trying to see if he can back up out of there. Looking for a flash of light. Don't be out in the open with the rogue shield advantage. Are you are playing this dangerous game here, my friend. You're just out in the open with no help whatsoever. Trying to see if he can use a shield advantage to pop back into the rogue. Are you kidding me? Atho, you're being so risky right now. Does get himself a consecration. Does it potentially have a consecration that gives him healing while he stands in it? Because that would be an awesome way of like passively regenerating. Look, see, he doesn't come into consecration focus build. And Dad trying to see if he can get himself an angle. Sap it to Atho, but looks like some kind of bleed or poison is still rolling on him. And Atherman is about to come back up in 15 seconds. Does he get to do it here? Garrode onto Atha. Kidney shot is going to be deadly. Can he survive for 10 seconds? Does go for a slow into the rogue, but all those dots are just walking him down. Nothing you can do about it. Dead as end up taking him down. That is a tough one, man. That is a tough one. Baba Lau. Baba is going to be up next. Quick Fear onto the rogue. Does he have himself a big go? Cloaker shot is by the rogue immediately as Baba got himself full void eruptions flying all over the place. The rogue is able to avoid him. Dance Revolution dancing around those bolts completely. As Baba looking for a bit of a reheal. Does he get himself a good go? Stun around the corner. VT is going to be a Vampiric Embrace. Trying to get himself a little bit of the health siphoning as he goes in for single target damage. And Lau trying to, I don't know if you got a fear, I don't know if you got a stun. Kidney shot to fall, it does have a trigger for it. May have to get counter aggressive versus rogue. No PI used just yet. Does get himself mind games. Gonna be Dread. Trying to see if he can potentially port back towards Lau with a shadow step. Gouge for a second, but still got mind games on him. Should be able to live this mind games long enough. Baba trying to give the pressure onto the rogue. Full DP, full everything on him. Does have himself fully dotted, but I think the rogue should be able to escape the damage over time of a Shadow Priest. The dot for Shadow Priest can be quite deadly, but it's generally not the most deadliest dot I've ever seen. They're mostly good for a little bit of sustained damage, but then to also get you more mind games proc, more mind blast procs, spikes procs, shadow crush around the corner. I think that was able to mostly avoid it. Gouge of the Baba. Building some comp points, is waiting until he gets himself a proper kidney shot go. Has a cheat death, evasion, not like it's gonna do much against the Shadow Priest. But he also got that range damage too. He got the longer. Did you get the acrobatic strike daggers? Potentially Trinket immediately off of that fear. Just doesn't want to find out exactly what kind of a setup Baba got. That's going to be full void eruptions. Jet does not have a cloak shadows for it. Stun right after. Does Baba have enough to finish him off? Potentially. Does he have to execute? Try to see if he can execute him down. Dead. Might just go down here. Does not going to be enough. Sheet death. Does the man survive this? Let's just use one more shot of her death. And Baba does end up taking him down. Needs to go for a heal immediately as Kiyokaze not given an opportunity to recover. Immediate silence by Baba. Needs to go. Honestly, needs to go for a cannibalize onto that corpse of it. Wait, Atho, can he cannibalize Atho? You guys are on the same team, but maybe you can still cannibalize off of him. That could potentially give you a little bit of healing. That's going to be Kia dispelling all of his doubts, but does put him in a horror effect. I think may actually mess with some of the CC of Baba. Oh, maybe not. The fear seems to be full. Trinket with the sounds. Baba immediately disperses, trying to see if he can get out of there, but Asada's going to keep him in place. Mind game, so that disperse is actually going to hurt him a little bit. Shadow Crash from a distance. He may be in a bit of trouble. Trying to go for some heals. As Kiyokaze trying not to let him play the game at all. Just going to put pressure on him. He got such a lead, such an advantage over him. He has all the cooldowns, so it's going to be really down for Baba to play it perfectly if he wants to find a way to get out of them. Do I call him Baba or do I call him Lao? I'm not even sure. I think Baba is better, personally. Fear onto Kiyokaze with silences, trying to avoid this void eruptions. There's going to be at least one of them hitting you. With the mind games to follow him. Do you go for the Master Spell? He does Master Spell it, but it's going to put him back in the CC chain. And Baba trying to keep the pressure on him with a PI. Trying to stay literally on top of Kiyo and making sure he doesn't get to go anywhere at all. Mind Flayed Sanity with a silence out of Baba. Kiyo does get himself a full PI as well. It's going to be big eruptions of his own. Is going to be able to slam down Baba a couple of times with stun. Mind games are after. Baba needs to find a way to escape out of there. The shields do not play by the rules of mind games, but the healing of the damage does. So he was hoping maybe the shielding would be enough to hold him. Wasn't enough, as Kiyo with that full void eruption, not even ascendance, the void bolt, the void form is able to take him down. Bitch Botman got himself a little bit of lacking in his hands. Fire elemental at the ready, sanity around the corner as Kiyokaze tried to see if he can avoid the shaman as best as possible. VT at the ready onto the pet. Big meteor dropping in. Why did I blank out on that one? Out of all the words, why did I blank out on that one? It's literally a meteor dropping from the sky. What's going on with me? Mind games by Kia. Silence on a huge Buttman, trying to see if he can avoid the Shadow Priest as best as he can while he's locked out of spellcasting. Is going to rotate into North Elemental, be able to clobber down Kyo. But for Kyo, it gives him another pet to at least put dots on and potentially even get more healing from. And more damage procs off of. Mind Games are huge, does go for big zaps, but it's going to end up healing Kiyokaze instead. He decides to push on through. The Mind Games is finally able to pressure Kiyo. Roots him in place for a second. Big Earthshack to follow right after. Kiyo under a ton of pressure. Did have a Battle Master Trinket to give himself a little bit more borrowed health. Static Totem doesn't quite catch Kiyo. It's able... Oh no, it does catch him. When he walked back into it, that's how he got caught. That's how he got fished out. Kiyo used himself a little bit more pressure versus huge Buckman. Definitely uses the CC chain, but there goes the stun totem. Does he have a second stun totem after? Fear. It is going to hit him by a stun anyway. The Kiyo with a full Void Eruption stun onto Huge. I think might just have him here. Void Bolt 1, Void Bolt 2. Does he have the Execute? Battle Master Chicken for Huge. Trying to see if he can go for the big Executes to follow. Silence on a Huge. I think it's over. And Huge got himself a little bit, maybe more healing. Wall needs a heal right now. Trying to go for some damage, but Kiyo does end up taking him out. Incap God X is going to be up next, trying to root down Kiyo, as the Shadow Priest got nothing left against him in this duel. Absolutely drained of all the cooldowns, unless he got himself some CC. Potentially could go for a Fear. Mindful Insanity got himself a bit of damage. Mind Games does get interrupted on Leg Sweep. Nothing you can do about it, even with a Trinket. Unless you're going to Disperse. Or like a Greater Fate maybe? Stun? Anything? Mind Games almost got the Mind Games off. Almost. If you Mind Games another touch of death here, does that just heal you to full? I wonder now. Akano gonna be second to last over for the team one, with Incap God trying to hold the fort for his team. That team did start with just a 4-man team though. So there it is. It's a 4-man team off the bat. Jab onto Akano, as he got himself the Orc Racial with the Wolves up and running with a Counter-Strike totem too. So Incap better be very, very careful about the Counter-Strike. Could take it out, should honestly take it out. Lasso onto the Monk. But it's got still more of those zaps every time he attacks Akano next to that totem. You're just gonna zap him through. At least the Karma is gonna help redirect even more damage back as they kind of flipping the damage back from one another. Akano is kind of low on mana, but once you get in there, wants to see if he can end the duel. And Incap goes in for the big face stomp that's going to give him a little bit more damage with a big strike of the Windlord. Potentially good setup. Stun down as Incap could potentially go down here. Does he go back-to-back stuns? Possibly. No, he sometimes survives. It just so much Akano. Big Elemental Blaster follow doesn't survive. Oh my god. Wait. Did both of you go down? Wait, did Akana get the kill? Hold on a second. Akana? No. Wait, it doesn't say he got the kill. Wait, was it Kreisbet that just ran out and slapped you? Is that what happened? Hold on. Oh my god. What happened? Guys left? Why? Did you not want to fight a monk? That's weird. Okay, I guess it was a 5v5 1v1, but only 4 people from each team got to play. He left the arena party? Oh, okay. I don't know why, but alright. Alright. That was confusing. I guess Skies is maybe done for the night. Maybe he just really didn't want to fight a monk. He was like, you know what? That guy, my monk got like 2 health left. I don't want to do it. That's hard. Who knows? Or maybe just had something else to do. Maybe queuing like some raid arenas. Arena was calling. RBGs were calling. Weird. Hopefully. But like the second shadow better. I play arena, but I haven't played Demon Warlock since 2014. Dude, Demon Warlocks are really strong right now. If no changes to lock, we'll see a lot of Demon Arena. They look really strong. From the 5v5 1v1s that we've been able to run, Demonology Warlock looks incredibly powerful. Very tough to crack through tanky caster. Also lots of output with the demon builds that they got going on. Lots of damage. Jesus at the ready. Solar, Johan, which one of you boys is ready? Let me know. Which one of you boys is ready? Let me know, boys. Jesus is ready to meet ya. The monk was me. Hey, Oli, let's go, fam. How you liking it? I used to destroy warlocks as my handsome shaman. I feel like Enhanced could still tussle with the Destro warlock. We've seen Arky and the Kreisbad tussle against each other in duels. What's up, Super Meow? How you doing, my man? Ready? Alright, sounds good. We'll get Johan back versus Jesus. I guess we'll throw you guys into like what, Hook Point or something? Hook Point, Arena. What other arenas do you guys want to go into, by the way? Do you guys have any oh. Declined? 2? Oh, I'm sorry, Solar. I meant to do Jesus. I didn't mean to do you. That's my fault. Sorry. But if you guys want to join in, Solar got a group in another gym. You guys are more than welcome to join in. Anybody and everybody's welcome. You guys are all welcome to join. Did I do it again? Not already my bad? Okay. That gives me a second then. That's it for the night. You done, Solar? Alright, thanks so much for coming by, man. Appreciate ya. Thanks so much for joining. 2 more, not in the mood to wait. Okay, fair enough. Blade Enhance back in WAD. Wait until they're viable again. Weren't Enhance really good at the beginning of Shadowlands chat and then good at the end of the Shadowlands? Or am I wrong about that? Wait. Weren't Enhance like actually pretty good like during Legion with Turbo? I imagine Enhance would be good, really good now because they got so much variety of how they build their characters, how they build their class. I think they also got a lot more like control in general at the start of a cell for a while. Yeah, I was just wondering. I guess it's not. I guess it all depends also what you mean by viable. Like everybody plays it in their best in slot. If you count it as viable, there's not a lot of classes that go into that list regularly. If you mean like has a good composition that can push really high end, then I think that Shaman's Enhance was most of SL was pretty decent for it, wasn't it? Were they good in Legion? I think they were good in Legion too, weren't they? I could be wrong. I love Legion, but I don't remember how Shamans were in Legion. I know that Ellie Shaman had the big Zappy combo. That's about all I remember from Legion. I know they were really fun. I just don't remember how they were in PvP at the meta. So I will give you a benefit of the doubt. I just don't know that one. So if you guys say otherwise, I won't disbelieve you. Can you get a cloak? Hey, which one is this one? Oh, Nazathian. Is there an easy feeling about this cloak? Oh, I like it. Hey, dude, I love that. I like how they're like, you know what? And Rathian is all about cloaks, so let's give him a cloak toy. Of course, he got cloaks, and of course, when you get the rep done, what do you get from him? A cloak, as usual. I wouldn't be surprised if we got even more cloaks on top of cloaks on top of cloaks from him every single day. Again, Johan, let me know if you're ready. Let me know if you're ready, my guy, and we'll be good to go. 20, 21, 22, 23, 23. Let's go. And that's Shaman level 60 was setting me for 40k in non-crits and BGs. Yeah, at level 40, they were nutty. They were really good. Yep, ready? Alright, let me get you boys in here again. Yo, and Jesus hook point. I get you guys into the back into that hook point. Back into the hook point. The rest of ya. During Antaurus' life cycle, and hits Shaman was seen as one of the best melee bursts in PvP. It was really viable. Was it really? That's pretty cool. This was awesome super gear. I guess last time I remember my hands being like super giga mega insanely crazy was I want to say Mop when they had the Ascendance build, the early Ascendance. You basically had a playstyle where every button you pressed, it just did a lot of damage, no matter what you press. And you had that wind strike that was like instead of like a wind strike, it was a storm strike, and it would just like be a lightning that just kind of like zoom. Instead of like a wind strike right now, that's like a wind that travels and smacks the enemy. It's like a zap. Like think of like lasso, but like 10 times as pretty or as intense. Just instantaneous. It was insane. Alrighty, boys, let's get another one going here, yeah? Switch. Good, switch. We got us this team 1 to go with Atham, man. Looks kind of a bit of a backburner hanging out on his slug, on his snail mount, which I feel like represents all the paladins in the world. Baba gonna be first up versus Yasha. There's gonna be huge Bloodman on team 2 together with Incap God and Gloosh making a return. Hey, how you doing? What kind of a sub-rogue build is he gonna meet us with today? Mind Games by Baba does get hit with a rebuke as Yasha got himself a big shield of Avengers to cover him for a while with a Mindbender slap and had him little by little stun onto the Paladin. Mind Games still gonna happen either way. Yasha limited what he can do damage wise and healing wise. Shield of Avengers does get to break. Blind onto Baba. I keep swapping to the wrong Paladin, by the way. I'm so sorry. I keep swapping to the wrong Paladin, man. I see that pink helmet bar top right on my screen. I swapped to it immediately. Gonna be Yasha. He is actually able to dispel the dots of himself. I don't even know how you did that. Was it with a Judgment to have a Judgment dispel build? Because that could be really good. Baba with a full Void Eruptions is going to cancel Paladin 1. Second one right after with a Fear to follow. Does have a Trinket in case he needs to, but that's going to be silenced by the Shadow Prince. He knows he can still rebuke it even though silenced. The Shadow Prince is trying to be very careful with his casting. Got himself the Holy Cast, and Yasha is in a situation where does he interrupt him on Holy? Or does he wait until the Shadow cast? Because he could heal himself with Holy, but interrupt with Shadow. He does have a Judgment that does give himself Dispel, so he's not going to be able to remove those dots. But the bow puts on him every time he presses Judgment, but it's also going to horrify him and set him running in the opposite direction. It's going to be really rough. But Baba is not going to have any kind of pressure, no procs, but is going to get regular CC onto Yasha. Mind Games to follow. Actually, Judgment should be able to dispel it. Oh my god, that Judgment is so good. It's going to put you in a CC chains back to back every time you're dispelling those dots. But, I mean, it's going to be pretty good. Random Judgment procs from the Kyrian. I am surprised that doesn't put you in a Horrify effect, but maybe you're DR'd heavily right now, which is actually a possibility. Another Horrify right after. Baba at least has the opportunity to control you, sorta, kinda, even though he doesn't really necessarily want to. He just gets to CC you either way. Full dots on Yasha. Does he get to remove the dots yet again? Trying to go for a big Wake of Ashes. Stun onto Baba. Does it take him out? Gonna be the Mindbender join in. Trying to see if he can go for big damage. Baba in no health whatsoever. Fear. It's gonna be chicken immediately. Trying to get some dots in. Does Baba have any more survivability? May have to go for a Disperse right now. Actually, why are you not using Disperse right now? Just stuns. I think he's trying to save Disperse until a rainy day. Trying to save this person to the next arena. My goodness. Big Void Eruptions. Does he get to connect with the Paladin? Hoping to get a proc. Does get at least one to attach him. But Baba is using that to reposition. Doesn't really want to use that in terms of getting aggressive. Just trying to use it to reposition, get himself a better situational spacing. He's playing the Ascendance build, so his instant cast damage should be pretty nutty though. Or anything that does instantaneous damage. Like Mind Blast should be really strong. Baba trying to see if he can walk away from Yasha. Big blind, has a trigger for it. Could disperse it in case he needs to. Gonna be more dispels by Yasha, but ends up kind of messing himself up with those dispels because he wants to go for damage. He got wings, but then he puts himself under crowd control. And not much he can really do about it. He has to press Judgment in order to make damage happen. Big cleave into Baba. Trying to see if that'll be enough here. Gonna be yet another dispel. It gives Baba an opportunity to escape. Man, that's such an unfortunate. Because on one hand, you're able to deal with a mind game so easily with his Judgment dispels. But on the other, you're constantly CCing yourself every time you throw in a Judgment, so it just makes it so hard for yourself to recover. Gonna be full doubts about Baba, but Yasha's probably gonna be dispelling those any moment, unless he just denies himself the Judgment. He just doesn't press Judgment at all. Gonna be Void Eruptions, try to see if he can avoid it. Yasha playing it very safe whenever he sees the cooldowns on a Baba. Okay, switch. Why is my recording software just randomly stop recording? I do wonder. That's twice it happened now. I gotta see what's causing that for this one, chat. Silence onto Yasha. Is it gonna be enough here though? Gonna be a fear to follow? Got himself full dots. Yasha trying to see if he can potentially get some pressure versus Baba. Is it gonna be enough though? Got himself a little bit of self-heal. With a little bit of damage on top of it. Stun. Baba could be in trouble. Yasha, does he get himself CC'd? Disperse for Baba, just trying to make sure he just comes out of this one on top. Gonna be fear onto Yasha. Does have to trigger his own self-inflicted crowd control. But try to see if he can get away from Yasha as best as he can. Baba charging him. Is it gonna be enough here though? Does he have the damage? Fear onto Yasha. VT to follow. Big damage potentially. Could be enough. Stun onto Yasha. Mind Games were after. Mind Games could be deadly. Does get himself a better angle and Shadow Board death. Oh no, it's gonna be a lay on hands to keep himself alive and kicking. Blind to Baba, but this void bolts are gonna attack him. Does he get hit by 1, 2? Another void bolt. Super low on health. Oh, and Shadow Board death does end up capping you out. With Arky not letting Baba go anywhere at all. Does hit him with the imprisonment of the static totem. Fear onto Arky for just a second as Baba trying to see if he can get himself a better angle. Arky could potentially be in a good spot here as Baba walking into this duel without a disperse. So he could potentially be very, very deadly for him. Massive lightning bolt set up. Silence onto Arky as he sends the lightning bolt out. Baba took a lot of damage from that one, but at least was able to mitigate any more damage after. Next Elo Blast could be very, very deadly. Baba has not a lot left here to fight it. Some Mind Games, but it's going to be immediate trinket with an intro. Baba trying to go for a heal, but Arky is going to clobber him down. Man, that trinket interrupt was perfect. He knew that he needed to do it if he wants to win this, but now he used a trinket, so whoever's up for Team 2 is most likely going to be able to take down Arky potentially. Could be very, very deadly for him. Who's up next? Is it going to be Atham? Is it potentially Huge Buttman? Incap? Gloosh? I think they're waiting on Gloosh possibly. Is that what they're doing? No, it looks like maybe Huge Buttman instead. Huge Buttman versus Arky. Last time those two played each other, Huge ended up getting some big crits onto Arky. Stun Totem onto the Elite Shaman, trying to see if he can knock the enhancement out of the way. Double knocking him out. Gonna be a static totem, so Arky can't really go anywhere. Does have like plenty of range damage though. It's gonna be a stun totem breaking him once. Second one doesn't quite connect. The lava what is it? Meteor. Oh! I was about to say the meteor doesn't quite connect with Arky, but looks like Huge Buttman did connect with that lightning bolt. My goodness. Just a heart stopper right there. Gamer's gonna be up next. As a warrior, trying to see if he can potentially take down Huge. Huge just walked in, blasted out Arky, took him out of the game as Elite Shaman maintains a dominance over enhancement somehow. Normally it's the other way around, but it looks like Huge has been able to really turn it around versus Arky. Quite a few rounds now. And Gamer trying to, if he just needs to get over there since Huge Buttman is under a ton of pressure, he can't really go for heals. He has to keep running away from Gamer. This is where Huge Buttman needs to find a way to break away. But that spear, I think it may be over. Unless you got something else. You need to juke a heal. Got yourself the Earth Elemental. May have to use the Earth Elemental wall. Trying to go for a bit of recovery. After going for a knockback onto Gamer. Leave with a Stormbolt right after. Definitely needs to use this up for defensive. Definitely needs that defensive with that Earth Elemental. Try to see if he can, oh, what happened there? I feel like that totem should have kept him at bay. I feel like the totem should have got him. That was actually super unfortunate. I feel like that was... Oh my god, I feel like the totem should have kept him. That was such a cool knock and a totem. But for some reason he was able to escape it. Is that because he had Reflect up? Wait, that's crazy. Oh no, that would have been such a cool move. But I feel like Huge Buttman had the victory stolen from him, man. Dude, I saw Huge Buttman, I saw. Dude, I saw that. I feel like that was BS. I feel like the totem should have kept him there. Gonna be a stun by Gloosh. Trying to go for back-to-back cheap shot, kitted shot onto Gamer. Does get himself a bit of a heal in between of those stuns. This is gonna be a Stormbolt, and the Gloosh does get himself the big bleeds. Got himself lots of recovery right now. They're regenerating all that health. No longer has an evasion. Wait, Gloosh, did he just use evasion? Looks like evasion was used very early by the rogue. Surprisingly early. Does someone to the rogue? Does he get to escape it? Shot him out for a second. Does get bleeds on him. There's gonna be a shadow step towards the warrior. Can he close the gap yet again? Is going to be able to maybe potentially leap? as Glitch tried to see if he can avoid him, hanging out by the eye, ready to strike at the warrior as soon as he picks up the eye. Actually going to Shadow Strike him immediately with a Kidney Shot right after, trying to make some damage happen with Shadow Blades. Is it going to be enough though? Kidney Shot onto Cheap Shot. Is it going to be enough for Glitch to take him down though? Trying to keep the Eviscerates flowing, but it's going to be Stormbolt by the warrior. Does end up give himself 20% more damage by canceling. Now the defensive stance. Big bleeds on the Glitch. Could potentially be in trouble. Glitch and the warrior both super low. Fear onto the rope for the second. The gamer trying to see if he can just blast him out, but Glitch with a Vanish Shadow Strike, trying to take him out, is going to go for a Vanish as soon as Aesthetic tries to see if he can maybe capitalize on the fact that Glitch was super behind, super low in health, trying to go for that big execute kill, but doesn't quite get to do it. Glitch is able to avoid him, able to escape, hanging out kind of by his side of the pillar. Aesthetic picking up the eyes, doesn't go for a Vanish. This is where Aesthetic is looking for Glitch. Guess he realized where he's at. Glitch is hiding kind of way far away, just trying to kind of blend in with the barrels, with the boxes back there. Trying to avoid Aesthetic as best as he can. Kidney Shot. Glitch does go for a trinket. Aesthetic no longer has a trinket. Going to be blind. Glitch trying to make sure he has the control. Aesthetic trinketed. Glitch used the blind. Glitch also used the trinket. This is where you're blind. Sap him. Wait until you get your stuns back up. Cheap Shot, Kidney Shot, whatever you need. Now is where you need to establish control. With an evasion on top of it. I don't even know if you live that. Cheat Death is available for both rogues, so both of them could be quite survivable. Kidney Shot at the ready. Glitch trying to see if he can crack through his defenses. Definitely should have Cheap Shots there. I think it's over. Yeah. Taking him out. He was so confident he had him there, he just used a Shuriken Storm. Doesn't even matter at the end of the day. Got him. Billy gonna be up next, trying to see if he can sniff out the rogue. I was about to say sniff out the Feral Droid. But it's gonna be Glitch kind of hanging out back here. Eyes picked up by Billy, but doesn't realize where Glitch is at. Glitch is doing such a good job just kind of hiding in the corner, even sitting down, just trying to make himself as small as possible. He's literally just trying to make himself super tiny to make it very difficult for Billy to even find him. I think Glitch potentially just waiting for cooldowns. Eyes not available anymore, so it's going to be up for Billy. Try to just start swiping out or maybe go out and bear for him. And I think Glitch is just going to wait until cooldowns are back up. I don't think he can essentially fight Billy unless he wants to start throwing in blinds, throwing in evasions, throwing in all those things. Maybe he could force cooldowns out of Billy, force a trick out of him somehow. But I think he just wants to play it super safe. Make himself super tiny while the Feral's out in the open. Doesn't know where the Feral is at, but the Feral is less likely to check in the room. That is something you guys should remember, because you are going after a rogue. You're thinking like, oh, maybe he's out in the open in the arena trying to see if he can get a sap on me. Sometimes they're just in the corner trying to see if he can recuperate all the cooldowns. So for Billy, trying to put himself out in the open, Glitch is going to be able to maybe get an opener, unless Billy does back into the prowl, is get himself a sap, while outside of bear form, so it's going to be pretty rough for Billy. Does Glitch get himself a proper go? Kidney Shot, but bear form does get established right before the Kidney Shot connects. It's going to be a boxing. Glitch still using that curing ability to get himself quite a bit of damage, versus Billy is going to back up out of it. I think Billy might have had a emergency healing trigger just now. So may not have access to emergency healing, that or it was a proper actual use of enrage regen while in bear form. I'm not really sure which one it was. Hopefully it wasn't emergency healing, even though the thing is not really going to do much at 63% dampening. Kidney Shot yet again. Shadow Blades at the ready. Bash on the Glitch is going to go back into cat form. Wall, and that's going to be Glitch with an evasion, just trying to avoid as much damage as he can before Billy can put up any kind of bleeds on him. While evasion holds, the rogue is basically immune. Billy back into bear form, needs to play very defensively, try to go for a bit of a war stomp, needs to get some dots onto Glitch, and then maybe just tank the sub. Kidney Shot, no trinket, I think it's over. Oh my god, Glitch, what are you doing? Trying to make it super like super cheesy. What are you doing to these boys? You don't gotta do them like that. My goodness, Glitch with 3-0, boys. Oh, he's a cat droid. Yeah, he's a cat droid. Dude is so strong. Was he? If he was a bear droid, I think it would have been a different story. Yeah, crazy. All right, boys, let's get us another one up and running. Yeah, Evokers got buffed. Technically, Evokers did get buffed. Yeah. Okay, so Audacity does have some weird stuff going on together with my recording software. It looks like they're both kind of clashing and colliding with one another, canceling each other out. That's weird. I never had this happen before. I probably can fix. Let me just make sure I have all my stuff set up here properly, boys. Let's see if the GeForce like experience update or something. It works here about PvP. So they did get more healing. DPS Evokers got more healing output, so it should help them out in PvP. Should help them out quite a bit. Hopefully. Okay, so it's not that. I'm thinking then it's probably this setting, yeah? So I've been doing this other setting here to improve the way my game looks a little bit. But I'm thinking maybe that setting is kind of what's messing with the recording files and stuff. No, won't leave. It's okay, it's okay. I can wait. Do you need my help? Okay, I can do it for you. I can help. Here we go. Pre-made Raids Legacy 5V5 1v1 Duels. Let's go. If you guys want to join it, we got a group. Johan got a group ready, but Jesus does have a +1 that he needs help with. So if you guys want to join in, you're more than welcome to. We got ourselves a group and Chevy. Let's get Chevy signed up early, so I'm gonna get Chevy in there first, just because he signed up first. I'm sorry, yo, Kia, how's that, Luso? I'm gonna get Chevy just because he signed up ahead of you guys. I am so sorry, but definitely can get you guys in here in a bit if they got more spaces. Alright, the list, we're gonna give him back lead. Okay, good. Johan and Jesus, I'm gonna get you guys back in here. What did I throw you guys in? Where haven't I thrown you guys in yet? Lord Iron? Lord Iron, right? Lord Iron. Yeah, for some reason, my Audacity is like, oh, another program is competing for processing power with this program or whatever. So I have no idea what that means. I have no clue what that means. Probably doesn't mean like I'm having some like technical issues. I'm gonna try to see if I can downclock my settings for oh, updated for December class setting. Oh, okay. Okay, I thought it was actually class setting, but no, it's just something else. Weird. Let's get us another going, boys, yeah? Uno mas, boys. I'm enjoying these videos, by the way. Hope you guys are having a good time as well. I'm definitely having a good time here. The Twitch. We got us a CM1 together with Chevy. Ready to go on their Frost Death. We got us an Archeo on that team. Gamer as well as Aesthetic and Yasha the Paladin. Full team on Melee versus Atherman on that team. Not ready to charge out. Ready to kind of slime out of there on a snail. Slime, I guess. Gonna be Glush first up all on that team. We got Incap got on that team as well. Huge Buttman as well as Baba Lao all at the ready. With Glush gonna be first up versus Archie, trying to see if he can maybe get himself enough damage in here to be able to potentially overcome the enhanced Shamancer. Big kidney shot in the opener. And it looks like Glush is not playing some kind of like a cheesy one-shot build or anything. He's just playing like a more like sustained eviscerate build, possibly. Disarm onto Archie, as Glush trying to see potentially if he could maybe escape him, but Lightning Last is gonna stop him in place. Cloaker shot is for Glush with a Shadow Blades at the ready, trying to see if he can maybe crack through the defenses of Archie. Is it going to be enough though? Stun totem right next to him. No longer has a Cloak of Shadow, so it's actually going to stun him. Big lightning bolt right after him. The man survived barely. Did have a cheat death in case things were going to go bad, but does go for a vanish and as well as a sipping up to get himself a lot of rehealing. My goodness, that was a lot of damage. Jesus. I'm surprised the cheat death was not proc. Ellie Wolves at the ready. Could potentially be big Ellie Blast. Gonna be a vanish out of Glush. As he sees the souls get through low again, just trying to hold on to the cheat death and use it for later, use it for a rainy day. Does get a lot of healing though. Rogue's got a ton of output, man. There's a lot of recovery opportunity. They got himself a pretty big shield. Every time they vanish, they got himself a massive heal. Only 30% of their health heal. Every time they shadow dance, they got a heal. So Rogue's got a lot of passive healing. Where a lot of rogues have even stopped playing Faint because of the damage reduction is only 20% instead of 30 now. And I've actually went cheat death because you got plenty of healing to survive. You got cheat death in case things ever go rough. So, and everybody is really bursty at times. So you're able to kind of deal with them pretty easily with that cheat death. It's actually kind of nutty. Hugsy, I'm a filthy casual, do solo PvP, but just come along with pluses. And my hands of I wasn't really feeling it. As suggested for DPS, I'd say Demon Hunter is a fantastic one. Rogue is also really good. I probably would do like a range caster, like a mage or probably like a mage. Mage should be pretty good, Hugsy. Hopefully that helps. wall by Archie as Gloosh tried to get back in there with an evasion. Shadow Blades trying to see if he can rip through the Shaman. Lassa stops him in place for just a second. Stun Totem is going to be able to avoid it entirely with a Cloak of Shadows. Gloosh just trying to wait out. Could potentially be a big lava Ellie Blast out of Archie. Does he have the Maelstrom for it? Instead, utilizing a lot of the Maelstrom in order to keep himself alive rather than to get aggressive with Gloosh. Trying to see if he can drop down a stun Totem to keep him in place, but Gloosh is not trapped. He's not trapped in the totem. It's actually gonna be Archie the one that's trapped on the totem with a full kidney shot blind. Or he does end up getting a heal in between of it though somehow. Maybe got a quick Maelstrom in between the stuns and the blind. But Gloosh does have him locked down completely. I don't know if he has a full kidney shot already, but the DR should be down. If Gloosh has himself a full rotational combo, he could potentially make a big play. Shadow Strike, Kidney Shot, or he could be in a tight spot. Is it going to be another massive damage? Is it going to be potentially done here? It does get the Eviscerate. It's going to end up taking down the Shaman Juggernaut, taking him out of the game. It's so weird that Gloosh is not playing like a one-shot build. I'm so used to rogues just run one-shotting players. But this time around, he's like, you know what? No one-shots. I'm just going to stay in there and get some damage in. Crazy. Sounds like hardware is becoming obsolete. Maybe an update from Audacity or whatever streaming software you use. Sounds like more quotes. Potentially coffee. Might be one of those things where I should just commit to and just get myself a new PC for all the recording and all that stuff. Just go for an upgrade. May not be a bad idea. Gloosh trying to see if he can potentially get through Yasha off of the stun. Trying to see if he can take him down. Is it going to be enough though? Gouge as he got himself shield advantage. Trinketing out of the Gouge. Could potentially put Yasha in a bad spot. Does try to go for a blind onto Gloosh, but is able to avoid it. I don't even know how you're able to play around this hill here. That's such a weird spot. The verticality of this place is so odd. Stun onto Gloosh. Is it going to be enough for the Paladin? Rogue still has a cheat death. Is it going to force it out right here? Is it going to pop the cork on that one? Get a shot onto Yasha. Got himself a blind bubble. And this is where Gloosh, cheat death, vanish. Did end up rocking cheat death out of the rogue. That's Rogue's one safety net. Definitely needs to catch himself another resale. Does Yasha find him again? Oh my goodness. Around this hill here, that dip onto the where the fence is at, that's a weird one to play into. That's a weird area to play in. I'm not used to hanging out there ever as a rogue. Gloosh tried to go for a little bit of a reheal behind one of the pillars with a quick manic bandages or quick first aid. He's going to be able to get some blaster damage onto Yasha. Does he have the Gloomblade? Technically could chip away at his health bar with a Gloomblade, but I think he decided, you know what? I don't want to fight him. I don't want to commit cooldowns. I just want to go for a bit of a reset if I can. Smoke Bomb. Can you use maybe Shadow Step to get away? Ooh, that sap is so good. My goodness. That's really, really good. Gave him Smoke Bomb just to give himself a bit more obscurity, a bit more line of sight. Quick sap to stop him. Kidney. Man, this rogue is deadly. Not playing a bursty build either. I do wonder what kind of a build he's playing though. I do wonder what kind of build if he's playing. If he's not playing a one-shot build, what playstyles he got going on right now? I'm just... That's like more of a sustaining build, I guess. But like, I don't know. Evasion out of the rogue, Kidney Shot onto Aesthetic. Is it going to be enough here? Is it going to be immediate trinket out of Aesthetic with the blind? Has control of Gloosh, but Gloosh has a trinket, so he should be good to go. We'll see. Turn off ray tracing. I don't think I have ray tracing enabled, but I'll check after that coffee. That's a good idea. Get a shot onto Gloosh. Is it going to be no damage here? Trinket out of Gloosh, trying to go for a vanish of his own just to give himself a little bit of recovery with a stun onto Aesthetic. The man no longer has a trinket, so it might be in a tight spot. Get a shot blind. Oh my god, he's going to do them. The classic rogue CC chain, huh? Blind, triple sap, immediate kidney shot, not letting him play the game at all whatsoever. He's just playing like a very survivable build, I guess, yeah? A Soothing Darkness rogue build or something. Shadow Strike, Aesthetic goes in for advantage. Does Gloosh get to find him? Does go into Shadow Mode re-stealth immediately. Trying to make sure Aesthetic does not get a proper opener on him since Gloosh no longer has a trinket either. So now it's going to be a bit of a game of cat and mouse. Whoever gets the proper opener first is going to have the advantage. Gloosh no longer has an evasion. No longer has a cheat death. So he's actually at a disadvantage. While Aesthetic has evasion, cloak, cheat death, vanish, everything. Sap does get himself a proper go. This is where Aesthetic, when you pick up the eye, may be a good idea to just burn one of your vanishes just to make sure you get a proper opener. Stun by Gloosh. If Aesthetic can turn around, mad damage onto Aesthetic though. Oh my goodness, what is this? Eviscerates, dude. This is so much damage with those eviscerates. Aesthetic does go in for a vanish, but she does save him. Let's get to fighting Gloosh right now though. He's over the wrong guy, I'm so sorry. Sapping a Gloosh, this is the opportunity. One chance to do it. One opportunity to make a big play. Cheap shot, mad damage to the Gloosh. Is it going to be enough though? Vanish by Gloosh. Is going to be able to get a kidney shot on you. Yeah, I think it's over. You have to get an evasion or something ahead of time. And Gloosh is going to be able to just turn it around on these boys. Just not letting him play at all. Is it going to be Chevy next? The Frost DK needs to find a way to fight through the Rogue. Can he do it though? Glitch with a quick gouge using sprint to back up out of there. I still got to find out what kind of build you got going on, Glitch. I need to see your talent build after this one, man. I want to see what you got working with. Imagine it will look amazing. I want to see if I can replicate it myself, because you got like a very sustained, focused build. Like as always, just constantly good damage, not burst damage, but it's good damage at all times. Chevy, try to see if you can potentially search out for the Rogue. One of the eyes is available, so you could pick up the eye. I wonder for a Frost Death Knight if it's a good idea to pick up the eye or just wait for the Rogue to come to you. I think you have to be proactive, especially with the recent Death Knight nerfs. Oh, that's another thing. We'll get to see if Chevy can potentially fight the Glitch. Is he going to be able just to heal through the damage? Because Death Knights did get nerfed quite profusely. Gouge onto Chevy, got himself a quick backstab. He's just going to be immediate trinket. Chevy with a disarm is able to at least get some frost damage onto Glitch. Stun right after, got himself with a big grippy hand. It's only going to grip Glitch once, so it's not going to be able to grip him back to back over and over. Blind to Chevy, so he did burn a trinket. Got himself a Lichborn, has a pet next to him, so he can at least sacrifice the pet. And definitely should sacrifice the pet when you get a chance. Death and Decay, does he get to catch Glitch on it? Stabbed by the Rogue. Just trying to make sure he's playing it super safe. Chevy better be careful here. Does he have an IBF? Apparently used IBF and a trinket already, both of them. Shooting the shot, cheap shot, I think it's over. Yeah, oh, Death back for a second, maybe because the Death had an opportunity to come back, potentially, but Glitch with the Mephisto is just kind of slicing right through your armor. With Gamer going to be up next. Does get a throw weapon onto Glitch, but the advantage by the Rogue with the Shadow Step, that or a Shadow Meld with the Shadow Step, does let him escape. Looks like it might have been just Shadow Meld him. It's just kind of up against the wall. It looks like someone is still bleeding him out. He does burn a cloaker shot for it. What hit you just now? What hit you where you had to cloak? It was like some kind of... Because I don't think Odin's Fury does fire damage or anything. He used to. Or he used to leave a burning bleed. Or like a shadow bleed on you. But it's going to be Gamer with a Reflect. I don't really know which can you really reflect from the Rogue. When he opens up with you with a Shadow Strike. Maybe like one of the Shadow Blade hits. Or maybe reduce the damage of Shadow Blades. Potentially. Can he shout for a Stormbolt? As Gamer is going to be sending CC for just a little bit longer than Glitch. Trying to see if he can catch back up to him. Disarm immediately. Fear by the Warrior. He's trying to see if he can potentially claw right through Glitch while he got no weapons. Spear onto the Rogue. The Rogue does not have a Cloak of Shadows anymore, so he can't really escape, but I don't even know if he can vanish out of it either. He just sort of wait it out long enough and then go for a vanish to just walk out of it. No cheat deaths for the Rogue for a while though. So we'll see if the Rogue can potentially find a way to fight through a Gamer. Get a shot, trying to see if you can meet him. No triggered by the Warrior. It's going to burn himself in Rage Regeneration. Is it going to be enough though to fight through the damage of the Rogue? Disarm immediately off with those stuns, back-to-back stuns, and then disarming him so the man can't even heal. Why has he got himself that big defensive for rehealing? In Rage Regeneration, kind of lost in value. Trying to see if he can escape the Warrior. Looking for a quick sprint just to back up out of there. Gamer got himself a weapon throw. Glitch trying to see if he can back up out. And Gamer wants to close the gap so badly. He wants to maybe get some damage, more damage on the Glitch, but the Rogue does end up getting an escape. Gets to escape out of this one. No bleeds on the Rogue means he can just easily walk out of it. So you gotta be very proactive with your bleeds. Getting a shot immediately. Gamer does have a trick of Stormbolt on the Glitch. Is it gonna be enough potential? Glitch does have a trick of his own in case things ever go sour. Does get hit with a disarm. This is where a Gamer has an opportunity. Blast out the Rogue as much as you can. Evasion is going to deny a lot of this damage. Leaping away, and the Rogue is just staying on you with double Shadow Step, not letting you go anywhere, just chipping away at you. He's just piercing your armor little by little, chipping away at your health while you can't even hit him. Oh my god, look at the Shadow Steps, they're insane. It's going to be yet another kidney shot, and Gamer does go down. What kind of build do you have, Glitch? I need to know. What is this thing? Because he got himself a 1v5. A sub-rogue defeats everybody. 1v5. Who would have expected that? Actually, we did have a sub-rogue doing cheesy stuff, cheesy burst one-shots last week. Glitch did do one-shot, so I am interested in what kind of build this got going on now. No one-shots this time, so I do wonder what kind of build this got going on. Let's get ourselves another one going, boys. Yeah? Another one. Uno más, boys. You don't know what he's doing, just visuals? But does he really know what they're doing just by visuals? With abilities? Yeah. I've been playing this game for a bit, Knight. I mean, if you don't think I'm... If you think I'm just like making stuff up while watching the duel, I mean, you're more welcome to believe that. But, I mean, I've been doing these duels for like a good while now. Since like what, boys? I've been doing this in Legion, and then we kind of stopped. Oh no, I've been doing it in WoD, and then we stopped for a while, and then we kickstarted back in Legion, and then we went full ham with them in BFA, and we've been doing these duels since BFA. I think this is the beginning of BFA, all the way into Shadowlands, and now into Dragonflight. Yeah, I imagine, I mean, classes have gotten a lot more complex with new talents, so there's still like, I'm trying to figure out what kind of builds people get going on, since there's a lot more variety now in terms of like how you build your character. So it's going to take me a bit of time to figure out what builds they're playing based on the abilities they use. But I could tell that that Glush, he wasn't playing the bursty build. He wasn't playing the big Kyrian setup combo. He didn't look like he was using secret technique with that one either, because there's usually an ability where it's like you get this little like shadowy apparitions that spawn in and fight you. Kraken's here. Let's go. Let's get you guys in here. You know what I mean? So you could get some context exclusive abilities that they use over the talents that they use, but you can kind of tell like what kind of a build they're running. Yeah. I noticed that about Fear Warrior also. It looks like Fear Warrior doesn't know what he's doing. What? What do you mean? Okay, it's Jesus. He's usually on Death Knight, but he's trying to give his Fear Warrior a go, boys. Come on, man. It's trying, man. This is the time to test out different classes, test out different builds before the seasonal arena is here. They're trying a variety of different builds, trying to make things work. Glush, какой у тебя build? Скажи мне, если ты в чате. Sub-rogue is what it is. It's not easy to know what to do. Yeah, sub-rogues are kind of tough, honestly. They are sometimes tough to overcome. Let me know if you guys need more time. Your frog, they did recently. Particle density is a CPU hog too. Really? Okay, so what I did is I adjusted my settings. I had this like a NAWO setting where I basically try to use like render resolution a little bit smaller, but use this processing filter in order to upscale things, and then sharpness. I did go back to like the basic version, and it looked like it wasn't giving me any issues there. So I may just not be able to play with that upscale resolution thing that they have in the game files. Okay, maybe need again. Okay, I'll queue again. We'll go again. Back into the Grand, boys. The Grand. Although I do want to throw you guys into other arenas as well. We should do a Tiger's Peak. Because I like the Grand daytime, not nighttime. I trust you, no offense, but it's cool, rare to see. Really? Okay. Yeah, so we've been doing these duels here for a while, Night Rose. You should check out the full playlist. I need to start putting all the Dragonflight duels in a single playlist. Or in a new playlist. But we have a whole playlist for Battle for Azeroth, and there's a whole playlist for Shadowlands duels. We've been doing them for quite a while. A lot of duels out there, lots of different builds that we've seen. There's a ton of them. Finally, a finality build for sure. Maybe a finality build. I definitely got to see what kind of setup he's got going on. But it's definitely not like a big burst build. It's like a sustained back-to-back eviscerates, back-to-back finishes build. And then survivability on the outside of that. So definitely a hit-and-run playstyle, but not a bursty one. Not essentially bursty one like what we've seen last week. Which that build can still do really well, by the way. Still does really, really well. Surprisingly. Alrighty, let's get this going again, boys. Switch. Is that part of the duels mix? It is, apparently. I don't think I'm a big fan of that song in duels mix, though, chat. I might need to clean this up at some point. Definitely need to clean it up at some point. Wait, Glush versus Kragar off the bat? Oh no. Switch. Got us as Kragar making a return as a Fury Warrior Overlord. The Warlord himself. The God amongst men. Versus Glush. Gave him a little bit of a bow to know, hey, we're back in the arena, baby. We're gonna do it mano a mano. Me versus you. Stormbolt immediately by Kragar before Glush could establish a kidney shot. Immediately avatar by Kragar. Got himself the frosty effect on his weapons. Don't even know what it does. Almost like quite a bit of damage. Evasion onto Glush. Oh no, disarm onto Glush, but also disarm onto Kragar. Both of them are just fighting each other, but Kragar got an immediate warrior fist ready to punch at Glush. But Kragar's taking quite a bit of damage. Looks like Glush has been able to chip away at him with that Shadow Blades. Kragar may be in a bit of trouble, actually. Oh my goodness. What is this stupid build? It's got like a build where you can just go back-to-back eviscerates and just really start melting someone's health bar quite easily. Stormbolt on a Glush. Is it going to be a potential trick on a Glush? Kragar trying to go for as much recovery as he can. Kragar's playing a Bloodthirst build. You can see he's just bloodthirsting over and over and over and cooldown from Glush. It's actually kind of crazy. That's nuts. Wait, that could be really, really good. The Bloodthirst build is trying to see whatever health he can get out of him, but it doesn't seem like the Bloodthirst build is just doing nearly as much work as it should be. Does get himself in Rage Regen, that's going to give him a little bit of survivability. Get a shot, a cheap shot, does go for a Bloodthirst yet again, needs more healing. He needs a lot more healing. Stormbolt on a Glush. It looks like Kragar is mostly just going in for healing, but definitely needs to do some damage zone to disarm as he comes out of the stun. Both of them are just without a weapon. Still, Glush is able to keep Kragar's health at a lower level. The immediate burst out of Cracker, Avatar, full bleeds out of Gloosh, does have a trigger for it, get a shot right after, could be really deadly. Oh, Gloosh just ended up taking him down, was able to force out a chicken out of the guy into a kitty shot immediately. Just punch him right in the gut and uppercut him. My goodness, that rogue is nasty. Dude, Gloosh is insane. He is nuts. He's able to fight with just a Fury Warrior, stand toe-to-toe with him, not running anywhere, and just line up kitty shot stuns and just go for big combos. The man is just able to fight through a Fury Warrior who generally have pretty good healing, but Gloosh apparently got better healing than this man. Just literally fights him. He doesn't need to go anywhere. Like last game, he did a lot of running. This game, he just doesn't have to do that at all. Look at that. Get a shot onto Yasha with a cheap shot right after. Does Gloosh have a big burst? Blind? As Gloosh was able to recover a lot of health inside of the Shadow Dance. Big damage by Yasha. Does get a trinket out of him. Stunned to Gloosh. Has a cheat down, so he should be okay. Does end up burning a trinket either way. With advantage just to escape and get away from Yasha for just a second. Does have a dot rolling on him. That's going to get him out in the open. Yasha looking to close the gap, but is he able to? Trying to get a couple auto attacks onto Gloosh. Is able to get a handful of them. Quick first aid by Gloosh. Sees Yasha looking for a bit of recovery of his own. And Yasha does see himself a big go versus Gloosh. It looks like Blind has been used, Stun has been used, Wings have been used. So it's really down to wait to see until Gloosh decides to get a fight with him. It's really down for Gloosh to just whatever he wants to do at this point. It's really, he is in control of this entire situation, I guess you could say. Gonna be Shadow Strike versus Yasha. Getting back in there, I think building up for a Kinder Shot potentially. Trying to make sure you get himself all the damage rolling in. Shadow Dance at the ready. Shadow Blades too. Force it out. Cool. Does it? Yasha. Does Gloosh go out? He doesn't even like. He's trying to waddle towards the pillar, but he's not really trying to run too far. He sees that Yasha just doesn't have any cooldowns. Immediately as the bubble falls off, hits him with a gouge, just to establish full control of the Paladin. Could maybe get in the melee and just try to see if he can get an interrupt on one of those heals. Shadow Strike, Kidney Shot. He sees that that's going to be a Shield of Vengeance. Wants to break through it. Does have himself a dance rolling in. Get a full Hodge by the Pally. Doesn't have any damage at all. This way Yasha, I think maybe one opportunity to get a response back to Gloosh before the start comes out. Before he's limited on what he can do. He needs to build whatever holy power he can. Blind defensively versus Gloosh. So Gloosh has him on the ropes. Unless Yasha can get himself wings back up soon, I think the man may be in a bit of trouble. Another Kidney Shot, Ballistic Protection. If Gloosh is Gloomblade, which doesn't look like he is, he could potentially chip away through the Ballistic Protection, but at the moment he cannot. So you gotta wait for him for a little bit. Quick gouge to the Yasha as soon as he approaches him. Oh my goodness. Just doesn't give these boys a chance to play the game at all. Always has him well in control. And Yasha, at this point, he's gotta have wings coming back up. Trinkets are available for both of them, so quick cooldowns should be out for either one, right? No, Gloosh is waiting for Shadow Blades for a bit, I think. And maybe Dance potentially. Decided to play it yet? Yeah. Kidney Shot onto Yasha. Does have a trinket versus Gloosh. It's going to be a Hodge right after. Got himself a little bit of damage. Is it going to be enough there versus Gloosh? Big hammers flying in. Gloosh with advantage. Does get cleared with a Divine Storm for just a second. But is going to use that advantage in order to skulk away behind the pillar. Trying to see if he can avoid Yasha while the wings are blaring. So that was Paladin's wings. This is where you would have needed to get a blind, stun, lockdown into Gloosh. But end up using it very, 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 very early. Might not be a bad idea for Paladins to run the random procs of wings too. Get a shot, massive damage. Yasha, does this just go down here? Cheap shot to follow. Is that going to be it right now? Big eviscerate. But looks like maybe not enough. Big lay in hands for Yasha. Last bastion of defense. Last opportunity for him to recover. Immediate disarm as the stun comes out. So Yasha is very limited on his counter pressure versus Gloosh. Quick interrupt on the Paladin. The man is very, very exposed. He's very limited on what he can do. Blinded to Gloosh. Maybe get himself a little bit of healing. The rogue could just shrink in this any moment right now. But he wants to save that trinket for later. Just needs a couple more stabs. A couple more eviscerates. But Kidney Shot just taking him out. And does end up eliminate him. Chevy gonna be up next as a Frost. Unholy Death this time. So it does switch it up a little bit. But he's got himself a Death and Decay. No dots on the Gloosh. Gloosh is going to go for a Shadow Strike off of the pet to build comp points. Maybe to get a Kidney Shot onto Chevy potentially. Chevy got himself the Swarm rolling in. Does pre-aim as the damage out of Gloosh in case Shadow Blades was going to be up. But this Abyssal Richard just blasted right through him. Just doesn't give him a chance. It's going to be IBF out of Chevy. But the Rogue is an advantage. Does he still have a dot on him? Did Gloosh remove all the dots off of himself? He may have with a cloak. Possibly. That, or maybe he waited out for the dots to fall off. Chevy does end up burning the Dark Pact really early on, though. That is super, super unfortunate for this Death Knight. No longer has IBF, has a Trinket, has AMS going back up, and maybe MZ, which can be helpful against the shadow damage of the Rogue. but he's very limited on what he can do right now. Very, very limited. Does get some dots on the Gloosh with a chain of ice to follow. Gloosh is building up some calm points, waiting for next kidney shot. Locking him down. Quick trinket. Stun into Rogue. Rogue trinkets as well. Mad damage. Slicing right through Chevy like he's got no armor. My goodness. Oh my god. Again, it doesn't seem like he's playing like a secret technique build where he goes for like a big one-shot or anything. He's just slicing these boys with a quick eviscerate, one after the next, after the next. Oh my goodness. We got ourselves Arhi gonna be up for Team 1. Trying to see if he can potentially fight through Gloosh. Can he do it though? Gloosh is dotted. He does have a disease on him, so you want to make sure he gets a Shadow Step Sap immediately. Again, trying to establish as much control over these boys. As long as Gloosh can control the arena, he'll be in a fantastic spot. Sunder by Arhi. And Gloosh just gotta wait in the corner, wait until he can get some cooldowns. Might even wait until the Earth Elemental is gone. This is where Arhi needs to pick up the eye, find Gloosh immediately. Now would be the time to do it. Sab by Gloosh, Shadow Strike onto the Earth Elite. So it looks like Gloosh doesn't want to wait until the Earth Elite is gone. Earth Elite is gonna give Arhi a little bit more of that elemental bolstering of health. But he's just gonna avoid him completely, avoiding the stun totem as well. Big damage on Arhi, maybe in a bit of trouble. Arhi's gonna have to play very, very defensively blind as Arhi's super low in health. This is where Gloosh knows the next stun is definitely gonna get a trinket out of Arhi. Actually, no, the Earth Elemental as well as the Ghost Wolves are gonna chase the Rogue back behind the pillar. So the Rogue is at least gonna be able to maybe like, I don't know, have another go back at Arhi. May need to go for trinket. Wall, does he have the Maelstrom to survive this? We are pretty high dampening, so whatever healing you got, you better use it early, better use it now. May just have to get counter-aggressive with Gloosh. Gonna be a lasso. The Rogue does not have a trinket anymore. Does Arhi have any more stuns or any more outs versus Gloosh? That's gonna be Wolves back in. Does he maybe go for more healing? Gloosh just ends up just slicing right through him, just taking him out. Making it look so easy. Disarm onto Gamer as he does go in for a quick roar into Gloosh. He's just roaring because that's just frustration. He can't use any weapons versus Gloosh. He can't really fight him. He's just constantly in control. All he can do is roar him and shatter his defenses, maybe put a bleed on him. Got him some big Odin's Fury, maybe big damage. Gloosh looking for an escape. Charged by the warrior. I think that was a shiv by the Rogue to slow him down. I think that might have been actually. Shadow Step as Gloosh. Sap? Why would you sap him in there? Oh my god, it looked like he was still been in combat. But he gave himself a smoke bomb just to break away with the warrior for just a second, just to get that cheeky sap in there. My god. Leap by the warrior, try to see if we can get the Rogue out in the open, but the Rogue is scot-free. No dots, no bleeds, no nothing on him. Was able to get in and get out just in time. Gamer picking up the eye, does get a weapon thrown in over a Gloosh. Stormbolt to follow. Rogue has a trinket and he's got himself evasion. Cheat death as well, so he's actually feeling very, very confident here. Disarm on to Gamer, trying to see if he can maybe build some comp points off him. Gonna be Shadow Strikes, Kindred Shot to follow. Gamer does not have a trick anymore, no more big defenses. May just go down here to eviscerates back to back. Is it gonna be enough though? It looks like Gloosh is gonna have to back up out of there, get himself a hit and run. Got Gamer low enough. Doesn't want to stick around with him for too long, not to give him more healing. Defensive up for Gamer. At least he's reducing some of the damage he's taken. He's reducing his own damage done, but he's reducing the damage he's taken by 20%, I believe, which is a sizable defensive. That's a sizable defensive opportunity. Gonna shot again. Man, the control of this Rogue the entire time, just not letting him play. Oh my goodness. Why did Incap God walk up to him? Why? Gloosh. They have to send you guys last. You guys might have to start sending Gloosh last. He may have to be on a cleanup duty. This man is literally unstoppable. This Rogue is a force to be reckoned with. How do you fight that? Gloosh, what build do you got going on, man? I need to know. I need to know what build that is. At least like DM me the build. Or Holy Moly DM me the build maybe? Oh, thank you. Oh, okay. So I was correct about the Secret Technique, by the way. But I can see what kind of build you got going on. To say list chat, yes, it is a very sustain focused build. It is a very sustain focused build. Wow. So you got a bit of burst, but also a lot of sustain. Yeah. That's kind of nutty. So it's a sustainy. It's definitely bursty, but it doesn't always use finishers. It gets burst from other sources as well. I don't want to give it away. Or maybe I should. Give you guys a chance. But no, I don't want to do him dirty like that. I don't want to do my boy dirty like that. But yeah. Wow. Huge. I was wrong about the curing ability though. Or at least partially wrong about the curing ability. My goodness. Wow. And the fact is, the finisher damage isn't even the highest for him either, which is crazy. Alright, let me know when you guys are ready. Again? Yeah, Audacity is still struggling over here, man. I don't know what it is. It is definitely struggling out here. EF EU 20. Bop. Bop. Okay, that'll be good, I guess. Right again? Yeah. Let me see if there's like an update for Audacity. There might have been one. Let me save this one as well. Audacity is still giving me trouble. Ba-dum-ba-ba. Here we go. I do wonder if I can maybe just download the newest version, see if that'll give me the newest one. Let's try it. It probably does need an update. Yeah, we're doing it here right now. Yes, we are. Happy Friday, boys. Happy Friday, everybody. Yo, we get the duels back in here in just a moment. Just give me a second, boys. Just give me a second. We'll get him here in just a moment. No worry. Just getting myself the updated version of Audacity. Huge. I think that's probably going to do it. It looks like it does have a different icon, maybe? Please don't change the UI for it. Please. The UI change. Did it launch? Oh god, it did. Oh god, it does look very, very different. Oh goodness, it does look very, very different. Is it able to capture my mic though? Hello, hello? Oh, it looks like it works just fine. Alright, cool. I guess I do have the newest version of Audacity. Maybe that'll do it. Alrighty, boys, let's get you guys back in here. What are we going to throw you guys into now? Let's do Tiger's Peak. Tiger's Peak. Because that one seems pretty good. I like that one. Let's get them up, boys. Let's get some likes in this chat, guys. If you guys are enjoying the stream, if you guys are having a good time, if you just are in the stream here in general, throw a like if you can. I would very much appreciate it. How long will I keep doing this so I can join? I'll probably do it for a couple more games, man. I'm having a good time, and I'll probably keep going until I can't go no more. You know what I mean? I'll probably just keep going until I cannot go no more. Locke or Feral has always been my go-to choose partner. Yeah, as Fury Warrior, that could be pretty good. I played Fury with the Demonology Warlock as an arena, and if we didn't lose one game, yeah, that's gonna be a good combo. That's potentially gonna be a really good combo, just because Demonology Warlock are nasty themselves, and then Warriors are also pretty nasty as well. Yeah, that would be a really, really good combo. Alrighty, boys. Switch. We got ourselves Chevy over for the team 1 with Arhi in the back, as well as a Gamer with Kragar and Yasha versus team 2. We got ourselves Athaman, Baba as a Shadow Priest, Huge Buttman on the Elemental Shaman, having a good time. We got ourselves Incap, got X, as well as Glitch. But the Glitch so far has got for a couple of 1v5s back-to-back. So we'll see if they'll put this boy in the back burner and let him kind of chill. Or maybe they'll keep him out in the open. Who knows, honestly. Athaman charging out versus Yasha. We'll see how this goes. Pally versus Paladin. I wonder if these two have the same build or if they're a little bit different. We do know that Athaman is playing adaptation, so Hodges are not going to be able to lock him down long at all. So we'll see if that works out for him. Stun into Yasha. Immediately bubbled as soon as he saw Athaman popping wings. I think he's just maybe a little bit afraid. Maybe a little bit scared. Maybe Atha got himself a big one-shot build. Blind into Yasha. Has a chicken blind to Atha. Has an adaptation for him. Potentially Hodge can stop him. Athaman is going to bubble out of this one. I think it might be over for Yasha now. Oh my god! He knew that it was going to be a big nuke. He knew he wanted to bubble it. Maybe he was trying to bubble it in anticipation of a blind, potentially. Maybe that was what he was trying to do, boys. Maybe he was hoping I'll bubble. I'll pop cooldowns. He'll bubble as well. Maybe that'll be able to get stuff out. But he knew that Atha had some bursts. Oh my god, this mount is fantastic. I hate when you move with it though. It looks all kinds of weird. Gonna be a stun by Kragar with the reflective fall in case Atherman goes for a Hodge. Atherman is kind of limited on what he can do. Needs to escape the warrior desperately. Looking for a pillar, looking for an escape. Oh my god, the warrior just popped off. He just didn't even care. Oh, you're trying to live? I don't care. I don't care that you broke your ankle. My goodness. Kragar is a monster. I mean, Atherman, I don't know if forbearance was up for him at that point, like with a bop or laying hands, but he was probably hoping, like, I should need to bob this one. I should need to lay in hands. I should be able to escape him, but the man couldn't. Kragar was just perfect with his mobility. Was able to close that gap very, very easily. Bob getting hit with a Stormbolt immediately as Kragar just wants to unleash the furious rage of a warrior that's been holding it inside this entire time, unable to unleash it until he can join this duels and pop the cork right then and there. Fear onto Baba as he got himself a stun onto Kragar. No way to escape it. Got himself the Shadow Fiend next to him. I think, does he play the Shadow Fiend build? Does get himself a Rudo onto Kragar, so you gotta start killing those Shadow Priest Woods. They are DPSable. You can strike them, you can hit them. Gonna be Baba trying to see if he can escape Kragar. Got himself full burst, Stormbolt onto Baba. This is going to be enough though. Got himself a little bit of his survivability here. Looking for escape Kragar. And Kragar just blasted him out back to back, just rampaging on him, rotating the damage while maintaining himself unhealthy. As soon as we hit that 30 second check, we do hit into the higher dampening now. Dampening is going to start ramping up after the 10% mark. This is going to be interesting. Fear onto Kragar does show himself reflect. I don't know if Bob was able to reflect if the dots back on himself or not. He may have infected himself with a vampiric touch and a plague and dot potentially. But it's going to be a mind games onto Kragar. He needs to be a little bit more careful with when he approaches and does damage to Baba. But definitely needs to at some point ramp up. Void Bolts, this is where you gotta play avoidance game. You gotta try to see if you can dodge him as best as you can. Does get hit with one of the Void Bolts, but is able to reclose that gap in with a charge, with full avatar, full rampage of damage. Got himself Odin's Fury, break out of the Fury. Is it gonna be able to take down Baba? Oh my god, does end up slaying him down. Oh my goodness, and this sending our Gloosh to destroy this guy already? Oh, you're kidding me. You guys should, honestly, you guys should let everybody else play before Gloosh. Honestly, I feel like Gloosh is going to end up doing big time on cleanup duty. He's giving Kragar an opportunity to get a bit of a heal. If Archie maybe wants to go over there and heal Kragar, because Gloosh wants to go for a proper honor duel with the man. He wants to go for a proper honor duel with him. So if Archie wants to go out over there, give him a couple of heals, that would help it out. Gloosh wants a proper... Oh, wait, is he just sending out Incap? Or they're just not? No. No, Kragar thought that maybe they'll switch in a row, but no, they're not. No, they're not. It's like, Gloosh is like, I do want to fight ya. I want you to heal, but I'm going to have you all for myself. Stun into Kragar. May have to go for a trinket here. Does get himself a bit of a Battle Master's trinket in order to give him some more health. He's going to go for Enrage Regen. Needs to go for whatever healing he's got. Fear onto Gloosh. Does go for a trinket. Maybe he can go for Stormbolt onto Gloosh. Got himself Rallying Cry, but very limited on what he could do in terms of healing. Does go for a full-on stun. Needs to go for as much recovery as possible. Gloosh taking a little bit of damage, but has evasion, so he's got himself plenty of defense, plenty of survivability in case he needs to trinket out of that kidney shot. It's going to be disarm for disarm. Kragar is very limited on what he can do, but Gloosh did go for a kidney shot, so all the stuns are going to be DR'd. Kragar decides I got to stay on top of Gloosh as best I can and deny him any kind of resets, continue bloodthirsting and doing damage, trying to go for big Odin's Fury, leaping away as Gloosh trying to see if he can end the duel right then and there. I think Kragar is just done for. Oh my goodness. I was really hoping they would give Gloosh, put him on a back burner, let him clean up, be the cleanup duty kind of guy, and give Kragar an opportunity to actually play. But I think Gloosh is going to go in, try to see if he can fight these boys. Big spear, can't really go anywhere. Does go for a restyle though. And Gamer just has no idea that the guy actually was next to the spear. You can't really break the spear as a rogue unless you burn a Cloak of Shadows, which is a weird one. But potentially Gloosh does get himself a good escape. Does he get himself a better reset here? Maybe, possibly. Gamer's trying to find a better angle on him. Sap breaks out of Zerka Rage. Maybe we could have went for a Woven to get him out, but a Kid the Shot is going to lock him down. Has a trinket, but that's still a lot of damage. Gloosh has got so much damage with the Shadow Strikes, Gloom Blades, and Eviscerates. Just absolutely burning through the guy. Quick charge around the corner. Stormbolt onto Gloosh. Is it going to be enough to maybe recover? Definitely wants to go offensive here. Got himself full bleeds on a Gloosh with the Odin's Fury and a Dragon's Roar. But is it going to be enough though? Got himself plenty of damage. Massive Rampage. Recklessness is getting procced. It's going to pop out of defensive stance in the last second, but it's going to be immediate kidney shot by Gloosh, forcing him into a cheap shot right after. Gamer wants to stay in aggressive, wants to use the Berserker stance in order to do extra auto attack damage, sit incapacitations for less longer, and not reduce the damage with 20% that you would get in defensive stance. He wants to do all the damage in the world, but it's very limited. Very limited what he could do versus Gloosh, since the man can just control him the entire game. You kind of want to play in defensive stance almost always, honestly. Get yourself as much steal as you can just so you can crack the rogues until you can find opportunity to crack the rogues' defensives, then pop off and damage and then swap back in. I honestly feel like Warriors made have to play it so defensively versus rogues, with a press defensive stance whenever a rogue is not CC'd, and they go battle stance or berserker stance whenever a rogue is in a stun, is in a fear. That's like the only time you could really get out of those stances, honestly. Otherwise, the rogue is just gonna end up slapping right through you. Fear hard. Fear is gonna. Fierce Fear can be difficult in PvP. It is a bit of like a slower playstyle. Arms did get buffed recently, but I don't know how well would arms do in a duel situation. Gonna be getting a shot onto Gamer yet again. The man may be in a bit of trouble. Does go from range regen, so it's gonna be an opportunity for him to catch healing, but the disarm is gonna stop him. Fear onto Gloosh. Does he potentially just go for Bloodthirst? Spear, full damage at the ready. Gloosh trying to go, I think, for a Shadow Mail, maybe. Trinket has got himself evasion, so at least he's kind of limiting the damage output of Gamer. But if man could maybe get himself a big bleed into Gloosh, potentially could maybe make something work. Gloosh is waiting until the next Skittish shot is at the ready. Full bleeds are up, but it's going to be a full stun lock onto Gamer. Maybe in a bit of trouble. Oh my god, the Eviscerates and Shadow Strikes he is doing work. Just absolutely blasting him out of the game. Chevy going to be up next. Chain of Ice onto Gloosh. Can he maybe potentially go for a big stun combo wombo? Does get himself the pet fully empowered stun onto Gloosh. Maybe full army can join in. That's going to be the army joining in with a grippy hand. Maybe can keep Gloosh close enough. Gloosh with a vanish and a Cloak of Shadows. Trying to see if he can juke away from Chevy. And should be able to avoid him. Does not have any more dots on him without Cloak of Shadows letting him escape. And Chevy may have to go pick it up. No, actually the eyes never picked him up in the first place. I was thinking maybe he picked up the first set of eyes. I was going to say maybe he should pick up a second set, but no. Never picked up the first one. Crazy. Rogues seem pretty good. Yeah, Rogues seem really good right now. Bad Golden. Rogues are looking really good at the beginning of Dragonflight. I was about to say the beginning of Shadowlands, but that's not the same expansion anymore. IBF on a Chevy as a Rogue back in there with a Shadow Blades just ripping right through him. Those Shadow Strikes and even Gloom Blades are just doing work. Into a disarm. Lichborn got himself the AMZ, even silencing the Rogue. He's throwing everything he can at him, everything but the kitchen sink, just to make sure he can potentially escape him. Is going to be able to break out of the blind. Army of the Dead join in, stun into Chevy, get a potential escape fast enough. If he can go for a Dark Pack, he might be able to make some work here. Cheap shot yet again. Gloosh trying to see if he can lock him down. Dark Pack the last second. Does Gloosh get to escape out of this scot-free? Vanish. Does get himself a shield for a second when he vanishes, as well as a little bit of a healing effect from Soothing Darkness. My goodness. And Chevy just kind of waiting for Gloosh. Trying to see if we can maybe send the pet at him. I think the dots are still on. Gloosh does go for a Shadow Strike. Getting the shot. Unless Chevy got a trigger for this one. Or maybe a pet stun? Maybe? Oh, no. Man, that's tough. And R, he's the last one left. Does get to boom Gloosh back into behind the pillar. That is so weird. I think a Shadow Strike was maybe a little bit delayed as he dropped down the totem. So he kind of forced him back over there. That's nutty. R, he does pop Ascendance. Interesting. Huh. Interesting. Did Snapping Hands get nerfed with how many times they can grip or fast they grip? So it only grips them once. So if an enemy gets away from Snapping Hands, it'll grip them once and that's it. It still does the slapping effect, like it still slaps people in the area, shadow damage, but it only grip them once in PvP. So it's a lot less effective for like keeping somebody next to you. You know what I mean? Keeping somebody on a short leash. Knockback as R, he gets hit with a Kindred shot. That's going to be Gloosh. Maybe can overcome the damage of an handsome Shaman. Got him some trigger. Big Elemental to follow versus Gloosh, but Gloosh does end up taking him down. Oh my goodness. That's why I suggested maybe you guys should probably throw Gloosh on a bit of a back burner. Man, that's rough. That is rough. Gloosh does go end up for 4. My god, this rogue is literally unstoppable. What can stop this man? I don't even know what. I have no idea. This man is actually just unstoppable. Crazy. It looks like there was still a issue with the recording anyway, and the Audacity. Yeah, it could be maybe something's going on with my CPU cores, as Coffee said, because that recording stopped before I stopped it. It could be just maybe like one of those things where a reset would do work, would do wonders probably, but honestly, I have no idea. Is it maybe my GPU? CPU? Why is Razer Synapse using a lot of CPU? That seems like it's a lot. Is that maybe what it is? Or is it Synapse? That was a lot of CPU usage from Synapse. Did I say Synapse? I do. Weird. Alright. Maybe I figured out what it was. I do probably need to do a restart at some point though. I probably do need to do a quick reboot. You guys ready? Alright, let's get you guys back in here. Oh man, now I need to find what the files were. DF, EU. What were the files for Audacity stuff? There's recordings? Camera recordings? Is it here that I have them? What do I normally say my recordings actually? My audio recordings specifically. I forget. Is it here? That wasn't here. DF. Oh yeah, it is here. Okay, cool. All right. I thought I lost it for a second, but apparently I didn't. Good to know. Good to know. Wait. Sorry, I downloaded a new update for Audacity. I'm just trying to figure out like my settings to make sure they're all good. Yeah, that's weird. May I ask a question in your opinion? Ally or Horde Guild come this expansion? Ally or Horde? I think it depends where your friends are. I feel like there's still, socially, there's still a lot of people that are Alliance heavy though. There's still a lot of people that do play Alliance, no, Horde heavy. I'm gonna say Horde heavy. So I really don't know. I think it really depends on what you want to play, where you want to play. If you have any friends that want to play in the one guild or the other. Because with cross-faction, the guilds are a lot less necessary, but they are still kind of necessary. Especially if you want to like mythic progression. I think there's still a lot of guilds in Horde for mythic progression. I think socially, not a lot of them have moved on to Alliance just yet. But potentially could in the future. It all depends, honestly. I'd say right now it's still safe to say Horde, but if you want to play Alliance, I'm sure they'll be able to find guilds in Alliance as well. Friends list is broke up. Yeah, it sometimes happens. Let me get you guys back in here. What are you guys in? Another Grand? I've done the Grand a lot. Server's 95% Horde, a big fan of the Night Elves. I mean, if you want to play Night Elves and you want to do like Mythic Pluses or PvP, you can still play Night Elf and join those, but if you want to do like Mythic Raid progression with a guild and go for like cutting edge, I think there's still more guilds on a Horde than Alliance. But I could be wrong. Bring up SPF CPU utilization overlay. Hit Alt R and it'll bring up SPF and CPU utilization overlay FPS. Alt R. Oh, for NVIDIA stuff. Yeah, it's not really giving like too much CPU utilization. It's like, I don't know if you can see it here. Oh, you guys can see it. But it says, I just didn't know what it was gonna do. I don't mess with it that much. It says CPU utilization 23, GPU utilization 51. So like, yeah, maybe like when I'm recording, maybe it spikes up, but I don't know. But it says it's like it's fluctuating back and forth, but it's like about 50% utilization for GPU, about 20-ish or so for CPU. You can tell me if that's bad or not. Because maybe that's too much. Is there any group to join? There may be some. There may be some. Yeah, what are your prognosis, Coffee? What would you say? It looked like it was some kind of like a processing thing with Razer Synapse 3. It was basically doing like way too much CPU usage. Normally my CPU is like really focused on OBS, game, all the stuff I'm running, but generally the CPU usage is very, very low. But then there was a big one, just surprisingly big for Synapse. So maybe Synapse was doing something. I might just need to do a restart, but probably looking for a new build, a new rig may not be a bad idea. I may just invest, may make it a my own Christmas gift or something going forward. May not be a bad idea. Software is crazy sometimes. Yeah. Like, you know how I like using mouse sometimes. Sometimes I'll just go like, this is my smooth mouse, and then I'll do like a very little movement, like this. I'll use a very slight movements, right? And I'll do like boom, boom, it'll just like spike it out of randomly. So I had to reboot it, restart all the weird stuff. Alright, can I just new build? You're more than welcome to, if there's a group up. What are we going to throw you guys into? Nagrand? I've been doing a lot of Nagrand. Let me do another Blackrook Hold, because I like Blackrook Hold. I like Blackrook Hold. I think it's a good arena. I like Blackrook Hold. It's so good. Making sure I saved it. Didn't remember if I did. WAV should be good. Yeah. Alrighty, boys. Let's get ourselves another one up and running. Yeah, another duel for the day, boys. Uno mas. Switch. Stick to Rogue main. I think I am, Charles. I am trying to get a bunch of characters leveled, and I'm not really sure what's going to be like the end game content and what we need in the guild, but looks like I am sticking to Rogue for yet another expansion. Although I do love Shaman and I love Evoker. I've been having a lot of fun with those. I want to get myself a Druid. I want to get myself a Death Knight. Then start working on a Monk and a Mage and a Hunter. God, I want to play a Hunter so badly now. After seeing that War Marksman Hunter pop off in PvP, whoo, makes me want to play some Hunter, boys. And Warlock. Warlock is also really fun too. Ridiculously fun. Switch. We got ourselves Chevy over for the team 1 with Gamer, Kragar, and Yasha. Looks like they're one man down over for the team 1, but looks like Arhi, hopefully he'll get back in there. And these boys are sending Gloosh back in. Bubble immediately by Yasha. Immediately bubbles as soon as he sees Gloosh out there, man. As soon as he sees him. Oh, no. And Gloosh looking for a quick escape. I feel like you guys need to stop sending Gloosh out first on team 2. I feel like you guys gotta just put Gloosh on the backboard. We've seen how good this man is. I want to give the rest of the team too a chance to play with Keo and Baba, man. I feel like all of them need a chance as well. Blind onto Gloosh as he got himself a little bit of a heal for Yasha, trying to break his blind as best as he can. Stunner Gloosh is a potentially going to be a Trinket. Does not have a weapon, but got plenty of hammers to throw in. Does Gloosh maybe go down? Possibly cheat death. Trinket going to be that cheat death managed by the Rogue. That is a Trinket out of the pile. He does try to see if he can clip Gloosh. Doesn't quite get him though. Consecration down into a kidney shot right after. Does not have a human racial. I don't know if he has a bop anytime soon. Definitely need something for Gloosh. Bop, last second. Does Gloosh take him down? Could go for a couple of Gloom Blades. Those do go through Blessing of Protection. I think that's what he's trying to do. Maybe like, I'm going to try to see if he can chip away at you. Just a couple of Gloom Blades is all you need. And is able to generate comp points to set up yet another stun. Does Yasha get himself yet another stun as well? Gloosh has a Trinket. So even if you stun him, he does have an out. Get a shot, that's over. Yeah, that's rough, man. That's a rough one out there. Is it going to be Gamer up next? Try to see if he can leap in. Gloosh still holding on to a Trinket, so he should be mostly okay. Got plenty to recover. His spear right after. Immediate disarm onto Gamer. Does go for big wars onto Gloosh. Trying to see if maybe that'll be enough. Disarm for disarm. And Gamer finally get his weapons back. Trying to see if he can maybe potentially be able to blast a defensive Gloosh. Does go for a very defensive stance play. He's trying to play it very, very carefully in case Gloosh goes counter-aggressive. But it does reduce his own damage by 20%. So Gloosh doesn't even commit. Just goes in for advantage just to go for a bit of a resetty. And Gamer looking for the eye, trying to see if he can find him. Just still taking a rogue. Yeah, so many specs? Yeah, definitely, dude. With rogues, so many different builds of all those specs too. Outlaw, Sub, Assassin. So much opportunity for gameplay, man. It's so fun. I've been enjoying it. It doesn't want to say high rolls this time. It's pretty insane, to be honest. It doesn't want to say and high rolls. Yeah. Yeah. You guys might just have to ask him, like, hey, could you get last so the rest of us can actually get a chance? Might just have to ask him just flat out. Gonna be disarmer to Gloosh. Gamer getting him with a disarmer of his own. How can a Fury Warrior bypass this rogue? He's gonna have to muster all the rage of Odin in order to be able to do this. Got himself a big rampage, maybe Odin's Fury, maybe enough damage. Got himself massive, what looked like an onslaught? Is that what you're playing as an onslaught? Just trying to see if you can maybe get some a little bit more rage. The evasion out for the rogue. So he's kind of immune to the damage of a warrior. Defensive stance. Is it going to be enough to get a shot? Does he just crack their defensive stance either way? Looks like Gloosh not committing cooldowns. Trying to see if he might be able to bait a cooldown out of Gamer. And he does get a Trinket out of him either way. Hoping to go for a... Looks like he was trying to go for maybe a shadow step. Waiting for the warrior to go for a leap. But instead was able just to get himself an escape. Quick reset. My God. Yo, if you aren't playing Rogue right now, if you don't have a Rogue ult, now would be time to get one done, boys. Throw a bolt under Gloosh with a spear right after. Got himself a kidney shot versus Gamer. But is it going to be enough, though? Big carry in to try to see if he can cleave right through him. Gamer's still sinking into a defensive stance, trying to reduce the damage of the Rogue. That defensive stance is a blessing and a curse. It means he has no pressure to put Rogue in a bad spot. but also means he's taking 0 damage from the rogue. So stance dancing is super important for warrior, because as soon as you pop off the defensive stance, you got lots of output. Rogue goes in for a vanish, and gamer should be swapping into defensive stance immediately, just in case the rogue goes after him. There goes the defensive stance. Now the rogue is not sure. Shadow Strike, Kidney Shot might not be enough to get through. Maybe, wait, hold on. Oh my god, even 20% damage reduction isn't enough to see if you can live through that rogue. Some rogues right now are just disgustingly good. My goodness. That's crazy. 40 for rims and 3 general. Oh, hell yeah. I definitely gotta start looking to some supplies then. I'm hoping the price is a little bit better since the GPU thing, because it was really, really bad for a while. Gonna be disarmed to the Death Knight. Got himself a bit of AMS. Grippy Hand. The Grippy Hand was used once. Will not grip the rogue again. Gouge onto Chevy. Does get himself a stun. Triggered by the rogue. Trying to see if he can deal. What is his breath build by Chevy? He got himself a Frost from Cinder Ghost of Breath. Interesting. Not a common build for Death Knights, because a lot of them will use their runic power for death strikes rather than breath. But I imagine if you could just get somebody else to heal you, like in an arena situation, maybe you could use that breath to cleave people down. That could be very effective. Shot us up by the rogue, but the Death Knight will not be tricked. And the rogue is going to go for a quick vanish. Got himself a reset. Big shield, big reheal. Every time he vanishes. Man, having 2 vanishes for rogue. And the fact that vanishes gives you cooldown reduction on your abilities is actually kind of insane when you think about it. Gonna be Glitch charging back out with a Kidney Shot versus Chevy. The man's got nothing real left unless he maybe lives this in the last second. Oh no. Does go down. Krager is the last one on Team 1 that could potentially overpower this rogue and bring his team the glory that they need. He is the last one left. Arky is not going to be joining him. Time to either take down the rogue or meet your boys in the Valhalla. Wait, are they switching out? Are they going to have Incap maybe go instead of Glush? I think Incap is trying to be like, yo, Glush, give us a chance to play. I think maybe he's trying to tell him exactly where the rogue is at. He's trying to give him as much of an advantage as he can. I'm trying to figure it out. Does Incap want to fight Kragar? No, I think he's just trying to help him out. It's like, yo, he's right over here. Please slay him so all of us can play. Even the team 2 is turning around Glitch. They're like, please take this guy out. I want to play too. Oh my god. Just someone to Glitch. Kragar does get himself a big whirlwind of fury with Odin's might. That's going to be destroyed immediately by the rogue, trying to see if he can lock him down though. That is an avatar they're ready for Kragar, but evasion up for Cluj. Kragar may have to play it very, very defensively. I think defensive stance is definitely a must if he doesn't have it up already. Get a shot, may have to trinket it, does get himself in rage regeneration. Oh, but does go down. Yeah, wow, you guys are just nutty with that rogue. I feel like you guys have to put the rogue in the back, man. He has to be clean of duty. It's kind of crazy. Are he did too? That's why I left. He keeps rolling high. That's unfortunate, man. That is unfortunate. Challenge to the challenge steals a ton. Yeah, it is a pretty big heal, Atho. Yeah, it's a pretty big heal. I'll use it on an Outlaw Rogue as well. It's actually very effective. Surprisingly effective. Alrighty, boys. We're ready? Alright. Jesus is ready. Johan, I want to see if he's ready. You guys may just have to have Glush go in a cleanup duty. Glush had a plenty of back-to-back games where you get to start first or pretty close to first. You may have to put him on the back burner. Let the boy be a cleanup duty so the rest of y'all can play. Glush, это нужен... может нужно твоей команде тебя как его поставить последним, потому что ты приходишь и никто не может жить. Может тебе нужно как его как clean-up на русском, я не знаю. Don't know how to say clean up in Russian. Clean up duty. There we go. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say it. There's probably a word for it, but escaping my mind right now. Escaping my tiny little mind. My tiny little psyche. Rogue out-healed us? Basically, yeah. Rogue literally out-heals a warrior. Literally a survivor, like a healer rogue build. It is actually insane. It is ridiculously how good it is, though. It is nuts. Alrighty, let me know if you boys are ready, or if you need help putting a group together, I can help. What spec was that rogue? Subtlety, John. Subtlety. Yeah, it's pretty survivable. The fact that the rogue can do cheat death and just go for this kind of a heal build and never have to worry about pressing feint, I mean, it is nuts, man. It is crazy good. It is absolutely incredible. Massive. Massive, massive, massive. And plus he also has a Vanish playstyle where when he vanishes or press Shadow Dance he gets a heal, but also Vanish gives him cooldown reduction abilities. Yeah, Surcharge is a Vanish too. So as he vanishes he gets cooldown reduction and he is able to get his cooldowns back quicker. It is really effective. It is really effective. So Cheat Death is always there to catch him. He got Shadow Dance in order to give him some big damage so he can go counter offensive, which is kind of huge. Get AMD. I don't really do much. I haven't really messed around with the AMD processor much, Coffee, but I definitely should consider it because a lot of people have them. These are the cores and intercore streaming encoding. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, Coffee. If you want to make link me like a if there's like a build or if you want to link the part in the Discord, I would appreciate it just to have it somewhere nearby. You know what I mean? So I have to go Googling and searching for myself. I think we're ready. Alrighty, boys. I want to throw you guys into... I don't even know what arena to throw you into. Blades? I feel like we've done all the good ones. I can't wait to do Nokudan. I can't wait to do Nokudan. This is going to be so good. Okay, pojdas jedním. Rozkladně rogy. Okay, pojdu posledním. Rozklad rogy очень хороший был. Все, просто удача. Хорошо, Sasha. I think he said he's going to be going last. He said, I think he said the rogue setup, the rogue build is just really good. Like, they're looking really good going into the suspension. So, Glitch is going to go last. Team 1, you have a chance. Glitch is going to go last. Don't leave early, nothing. Don't do it. Glitch будет последним. Glitch will be last. Man, I'm confusing my Russian English. I got someone ready for it? Awesome. Just having some kind of like parts to look out for or parts to consider would be not a terrible idea. And if I am thinking of like going for like a full, if I am gonna go going for parts, I might as well go for like a full rig. I might as well drop the money and just do it. I feel like just because this PC has been around for a while, it's been serving me well. But I feel like if I'm replacing one part, I might as well replace all of it. You know what I mean? If one part is gonna go, other parts are gonna go, and at that point, you might as well just get a whole new one. Not a terrible idea. Switch. We got ourselves team 1 together with Chevy. We got Ark on the team. Gamer Crag are gonna be first up, and it's charging out versus Kiyokaze on the team. We got ourselves team 2. We got my man Glush. Gonna be going last. Had himself a hell of a game for a couple of times. He's on a cleanup duty if team 1 can somehow fight through the rest of team 2. They're going to be fighting the final boss of that team, which is Glitch, the final phase of that team. Going to be back-to-back horror effects on Cracker. Mad damage by Kia. Cracker could be in trouble. Does get hit with the silence. Trying not to go for any kind of healing or damage as the mind games is just going to end up crippling him. Got himself a bit of a Battle Master Trinket to give himself a little bit more of a bolster on health. A little bit more of health to work with. Big damage onto Kia. Does Kia just continue the pressure? Oh my god, fear onto Cracker. Does go for a Trinket. Massive heal. Having to burn big defenses. Kia may have to go for defensive with his own. Does get interrupted on Shadow. Great effect for a second. Looking for a heal. Cannot get interrupted on a heal for a second. May have to go for Disperse though. There goes the Disperse. As Cracker was able to catch back up all that healing. Just bloodthirst in it back. Rip it out of these boys one after another. Reflect up in case Kyo goes in for any kind of damage. Instead goes for Shadow Crash, which is going to attack him. Interrupted on Holy, but Shadow has access to all the healing, all the damage from Shadow. Stormbolt on Kyo does get himself, I believe, a Power Word Life, so he can go for emergency healing if he ever gets low. Fear on to Cracker, but he can just Zerk Rage out of it. Try to stay on top of Kyo. Is that going to be the Execute Rage? Does interrupt him on the heal and does end up swiping him out. ShadowPC are gonna have a hard time with Warriors, man. I feel like with the class, they can break out of fears. It just becomes rough. Try to see if he can go for big bullets. Gonna be Cracker with yet another Mind Games Horror Bolts right after. Got himself a bit of a Reflect. It's also able to not only reflect the first spell at you, but for 5 seconds does have 20% damage reduction on magic abilities. Baba Lao tried to see if he could approach him. Big damage to the Cracker though. Does get him super extremely low. Is going to be stormable by the Warrior. Looking to lock down Baba if he can at all. Massive damage. Avatar at the ready. Looks like maybe he might be able to get himself a big output. And Cracker is getting himself big rampages. Baba with a embrace of darkness, embrace of vampiric power, is going to try to see if he can vampirically steal a little bit of health from Cracker. The more single target damage you do, the better. Does get super low. There's going to be the Aegis Rocket for him. A small shield that does give him a bit of survivability. And that's also Disperse. So Baba is kind of limited what he can do. Now it's down to getting aggressive, going for as much self-healing, going for as much damage in order to get yourself recovery. Quick interrupt on the Shadow is going to go for flashy heals. Flash heal's the only thing that's keeping him alive right now, but in the execute range, stun onto Kragar, then he needs some mind games right now. Bolts, horror bolts, oh, does get swiped out, and execute on those bolts with in-cap God gonna be up next. Try to see if he can take down Kragar, doesn't serve him immediately. Kragar may need to go for a leap just to get away, and that's gonna be in-cap God trying to chase after him. Kragar does have a trinket, does have everything available. Gonna be Lexu, maybe big damage. Gonna be Stormbolt. Does he himself a big setup versus in-cap? It's gonna be maybe Fistfear to stop him. Does get himself back to that Night Fae lines, but Kraken got himself in Rage Regeneration, just absolutely unstoppable for a time being. Fistfear locking him down for a second. In-cap got every defensive rotating, trying to see if he can escape Krager as the charge comes out. Soothing mist around the corner, but Krager needs to get himself more healing. Trying to turn around and Bloodthirst off of the Zuend. Every global, he just can Bloodthirst over and over and over and over. I think either while he's on low health or while the enemy's on low health. I don't remember which one. You can either, I can't remember if you can Bloodthirst while he is low health or when the target is in execute range. One of those two. But he does give him like percentage healing, 3%, 6%, 9%, 12% healing recovery. It's not a lot, but every bit of it counts. Stormbolt onto in-cap, could potentially trinket it. Gonna be disarmed to Kragar. Kragar still holds on to trinket of his own. Trying to slow down in-cap, making sure he doesn't go anywhere. That's gonna be a quick charge to intercept him as he's trying to reposition. Potential trinket, does go for a trinket. Big fear. I think that might have been a BDB out of in-cap, maybe in a bit of trouble in that execute range. May need to go for port immediately, does go for a port. Can Krager reconnect? Looking to get back to him. Does he get to, oh my god, the ports! In-cap still bleeding though, somebody's got him really low. Stormbolt, I think down for the count. My god! Krager! Oh my goodness! Coming back in. The Fury Warrior God is returning little by little, chat. Just gotta give him not a rogue to fight against, and he could really show up. Gonna be a quick reflect against Huge Buttman. Light and Lasso to lock him down. Krager's limited on his defenses for a time being. He's gonna knock back into a root immediately. At least he's got a fire elemental that he can Bloodthirst off of. Needs to get the CC onto Huge Buttman. Maybe in a bit of trouble. Trying to go for a big damage. Into a root right after. Stormbolt to the Huge. Has a trinket for it. Knocking him back. Chugger charging back in. Needs as much healing as humanly possible. Reflect up as he gets knocked back with a Haymaker. Oh, Earthshock to follow. Does get himself a heal last second. What is this heal? Oh, rooted out though. He does get himself in Rage Regen. Oh my god, the Lava Burst comes in as he gets his Rage Regen back up off cooldown. I don't know if he got in Rage Regen that gives him a heal increase. If he would have pressed in Rage Regen immediately as the Lava Burst came in, he would have had the health in order to be able to deal with it. That's a rough one. But the Warrior God does make an appearance again, like a proper appearance this time. When he does have to fight against the Subtlety Rogue, he can do really, really well. Gonna be huge. Getting hit with a spear. It has to go from one warrior into another, from the frying pan into the rest of the kitchen, or from the oven into the frying pan. I don't know how that saying goes. I have no idea. Try to see if I can avoid Gamer with a root to follow. Doesn't break it out of it somehow though. Maybe it's just damage over time. Huge Buttman may be in a bit of trouble. I think it's over. Oh, Earthshock at the end. What could you do? Galush is given the opportunity to at least go make sure he gets this full poisons. Gamer wants to give him a chance, but doesn't want to let him out of the arena. It's like, yeah, I let you prepare with your poisons, but I'm not gonna let you out of this arena. I'm gonna pick up the eye. I'm watching you. Galush may just hang out at the start of the arena. Does go for the Shadow Strike. Gamer needs to do whatever he can to soften up Galush to give the rest of his team a chance. Galush, mad burst into Gamer, mad damage into Visitors right after, into immediate disarm to follow. My goodness, doesn't really give this boy much of a chance to recover. Jesus Christ. That's gonna be a Stormbolt into Gamer. Or Stormbolt by Gamer. Into Villain's Fury, gouged by the Rogue. Trying to see if he can escape from Shadow Step onto the Warrior. He does go for a leap. That's going to be a Shadow Step right after charge. The fall to cut him off. And Glush again trying to see if he can avoid him. Get a shot into Gamer. Just have to wait it out until the DRs and the stuns were done. Does he take him out with a cheap shot? Oh, that Eviscerate does end up taking him down. My goodness. That is a lot of damage output. Yasha gonna be Yasha. Yeah. Their name is that has to be Yasha as a warlock, right? That has to be Yasha, the warlock Yasha on a paladin, yeah? Or is it some other guy completely? I think it is. Getting a shot onto Yasha as Galush goes in for Shadow Strikes Eviscerate. Yasha may just be dead. My goodness, if you didn't press the Shield of Vengeance there, I think it would have been over. Does get a blinder to Galush. Blind back on him. It's going to be immediate trigger. Does Galush go for a Shadow Step? Potentially no cloak. Trying to see if he can blast through defenses. So Yasha does go for a lay in hands really early. That means there's forbearance. Maybe if Galush can get back in there and the kill the shot, lock him down, because the man is not going to have an immunity for a while. Using the lay on hands really early. Get a shot. I think it might be over. Oh my god. Using lay on hands as a retribution paladin. They let you use it in an arena, but it's heavily reduced. Though, my god, it is. Oh, it just puts you in such a bad forbearance spot. Chevy gonna be up next. Last man who could potentially soften up Glush. Needs to do everything he can in order to try to see if he can fight him. Chevy is playing into like a PvE breath build though. Breath of Zaragoza. I mean, maybe that could work if you get yourself a lot of resources and you can just rotate defensives. But man, Death Strikes are usually known for spamming Death Strikes. Although maybe with the nerfs to Death Strikes, he's like, you know what? I can't really heal myself as much. I'm just gonna do damage. I'm gonna put more resources to good use. Got him to the grippy hand. Gonna be a stun. Gets a trick out into Glush. Double stun to follow with a blind right after. Maybe doing some freebie damage. It's gonna be a big breath with a silence of Glush. I don't even know if you can really stop him with that silence. Is that breath still going on? Wait, is he still breathing? He is still breathing. It just doesn't even look like he is. But he was still breathing, doing a bit of damage to Glush for a while too. Shadow Step by the Rogue, trying to see if he can maybe cut him off. There's gonna be a Howling Blast onto the Rogue. Definitely needs to put a Chain of Ice on him to control him better. That's going to be Howling Blast, denying him the stealth. Next Get a Shot could be very deadly. Chevy does have a trinket for this one. Is going to be able to break out of that pretty quickly. Glush with advantage immediately. Got himself a bit of a reheal, letting the heal do work. At a 45% dampening though, that healing is heavily reduced. Chevy could potentially pick up another set of eyes. May want to. Just to deny the Rogue any kind of re-stealth, any kind of re-CC. Chevy does not have a trinket anymore though. So it's going to put him very behind. Definitely needs to make sure he gets a proper go on the Rogue before he gets a stun. But how do you lock down a class? It's all about crowd control, man. You just gotta play a little bit faster than they do. And I think he may have tried to maybe go for a blind and sleet, but may not be able to do it properly or fast enough. Does get a rune to Glush. Wait. Oh my goodness, wait. Archie, maybe double stun to Glush. Does have a Cloak of Shadows for this one. Kidney shot onto Archie. Does not want to trick it if he can help it. Cloak of Shadows helping Glush avoid the stun totem entirely. That's gonna be. I'm surprised that Static Totem didn't keep the Rogue in place. I think Archie is aware that he's like, oh, the Rogue definitely is here, right? No, the Rogue just walked past it. Rogue wasn't even there. Archie just got bamboozled on a totem. That is so weird. That is crazy. Gonna be a kidney shot onto Archie, knocking him back for just a second. This is gonna be a big LU blast. Wall to follow. Disarmor after. Massive lightning bolt. Does it take him down? Wait, is Ari gonna be able to finally do it against Static Totem? But it doesn't catch him. Oh, he's trying to fish for the Rogue. He's trying to throw the net, but he never gets him out in the open. Glush does have a flame check on him. Archie needs to get in there before Kidney Shot comes out. Next Kidney is gonna be deadly. You have to get a blaster onto the Rogue before he gets anything for you. And the sap, I think, seals your fate. Shadow Strike, one opportunity. Does go for an Ascendance. Does go for a knockback. Maybe that gives you a moment of opportunity. Oh, no. Glush just goes in. I told you he was going to be fine on that cleanup duty. My goodness, 4 kills back-to-back. Kragar does get to make a pretty big return. But, man, somebody's got to find a way to fight the Rogue, dude. Somebody's got to find a way to beat that guy. Oh, my goodness. Wait, does it actually translate to I masturbate? What the? I had no idea. Honestly, I don't even know if it's an actual word. I feel like it's more like a slang thing. That's what I noticed with like some of the Russian words out there. Like a lot of them are like a slang that has a meaning. It's not like direct word. Where in English there's a word for everything. In Russian there's like a slang combination of words for specific meanings. And it's like, it's so weird, man. It's so weird. I would find out about it more the longer every year I'm alive, I find out more and more. I'm like, man, this language. I always find it weird, like difficult learning English. I was like, no wonder. Because when you learn Russian, everything is so weird and kind of awkward. In terms of like when you try to translate it. And then translate it back. Oh my god. It's definitely a process. It doesn't roll off the tongue nearly as easily. Ready again? We got a good feral now already? Alright. Shake the chimney. Yeah. That's basically what the word is. Shake the chimney. That Yasha? Is that Yasha? Okay, so it's a different guy, Yasha. Okay, we're close enough though. Say his twice removed cousin or something. What arena to throw you guys into? I feel like we've done all the good ones. Unless you want to do like one of the big arenas. Привет, здорово, Kama. Здорово. What arena to throw you guys into? Chat, what arena you want to see, man? We did Lordaeron, we did Dalaran, we did Nagrand, Blade's Edge. We haven't done Tolveron. Don't make me do Tolveron. That's a big one. Way too big. You don't want to see Tolveron. You don't want to see Maldraxxus either. Also way too big. I would love to do Nokudan, but that's not up right now. That's only up when the season comes up. I could give you guys a flashbang and go to the Kyrian one, right? Or the new one, the Crucible one is also good. It's just way too big. Ashamain. I could do Ashamain. It's just there's one pillar that's really, really long in Ashamain Ryan. That one is just really weird. It's not a bad arena per se. It's just one pillar. That long one with a cat. It just... Mobile classes can always escape behind it. Not so I'm not a big fan of that one specifically. I don't hate it, but I kind of hate it. You know what I mean? Never been a new one here. New one is cool. It's just not going to be available until Tuesday, Wednesday, when the Nokudan arena's up. But that was really cool back in the beta. I love that one. I could try Ashamain. I just feel like, yeah, I'm not gonna Ashamain. We had good bad experiences with Ashamain before. Easy for us to run it. Yeah, I'm just gonna not do Ashamain. I'll do one more Nagrand. Nagrand is never a bad one. Nagrand is generally the one that's like the most balanced arena with the pillars and spacing and no elevation, none of that stuff. It's usually the good one that I generally tend to like lean on. Lean back. Lean back. Ooh, You lost? Думаю, да. Думаю, да. Потому что тебе от какого? Вся команда не было, было все просто. Я хочу им дать, как его, хочу, чтобы они могли сыграть хоть один раз. Это очень, твой класс сейчас, он очень сложно дуэли для них. Да, думаю, last. Alrighty, let's get you guys in here. Switch. We got ourselves Yasha versus Incap. Incap with a minute trick and mad damage versus Yasha, but that's gonna be the stun. Wait, man, order trick and it may be in a bit of trouble. This is probably take him out. Needs a karma. Got himself a board. Looking for a bit of a heal. Man, these guys are going off. Big burst out of the woodworks, out of the gates. Immediate disarm the paladin. Not really limited on the abilities he can do. He can still got big hammers. Could still take down the paladin. Oh my god. The monk is down, baby. Oh, how do you escape? At no hell whatsoever. This man. Oh, you still held. It's still so low. Oh my god. The judgment. I think this way you just gotta meet him, karma, and then run. That's a rough one. Yasha just came in there blasting these boys out of there. My goodness. Gonna be Baba? No. Glush? No. Looks maybe Baba? Wait, no, maybe? Looks Glush just wants to hang out with the rest of the boys. I think he just wants to hang out with the rest of them. He wants to chill with them. Gouging the Pharaoh. Oh, Papa Come Back is here. Oh, I miss that guy. Oh, because it was literally Papa Come Back. And I'm like, I miss that guy. Wait, that's true real. That name and that sentence, true real for some people. I know it's for me. You know, he went for milk, never got it. Still looking for it. Economy of the doctor, still looking for milk. Gonna be a fear by Bob and trying to get some damage on Yasha. Is Yasha still playing the what's it? Judgment Dispel build? If he's playing a Judgment Dispel against mind games, it'll be fantastic. But against the dots that he puts on himself, or dots that he gets to dispel with the horror effects, he is gonna control himself a ton. Maybe not playing the Dispel build. It's hard to tell. Every time he's Judgments, I want to see if he gets like that Dispel icon on him. Big blind onto Baba, maybe in a bit of trouble, but ends up auto attacking through the blind. If you just not auto attack through the blind, you will end up CCing him the entire time. And looks like Yasha does not dispel the dots in the same way. So Baba, if he can get himself a good angle with a mind games, maybe a horrify Yasha and fear him out in the open, that could be huge. Trying to go for big horror bolts. Is he gonna be able to dodge any? Gonna be a mind games trying to put pressure on Yasha. Yasha just avoided all those bullets. Man is playing DDR in his free time. My goodness, just ran circles around it, perfectly dodging them. Oh my goodness, this guy plays OSU. Fear onto the paladin by Baba, got himself full dots with a mind bender. Will that be enough though? Still could go for mind games unless he's already done it. Or was he able to avoid it maybe? But Yasha looks like he's going to back up out of there a bit. Mind Flail on him, just trying to build up a little bit of damage, a little bit of pressure. But there's only so much you can really do about it. And Baba did burn in one of his defensives, did burn Embrace of Vampirism, the Vampiric Embrace. So it's going to be a little bit of that self-healing that is going to be out of the window for a while. Doesn't disperse in case things go rough. But Yasha got himself a little bit of that Seraphim. Mind games up to the Paladin. Got himself Shield of Vengeance. Maybe hoping to use the Shield of Vengeance to splash back damage on the Baba. Let the shield pop after collecting a little, after absorbing a little bit of damage. Maybe it'll be enough. Does get Baba kind of low. Baba has plenty of survivability though. I love the Shadow Priest survivability by the way. It's gotten a little bit better. It's not like insane or they're not like, you know, super tanky. They're not warlocks or anything. But it did get better. Going to be big void bolts all over the place. Yasha actually got so lucky on those void bolts. They just went away from him into another zip code entirely. Blind to the Baba. Does he end up taking him out? Trying not to auto-attack him through the wall. But it's going to be a big reversal onto Baba. Does he have a massive spell? He needs a massive spell right now. Does he have a mass? He does not run mass. If he had mass right now, that would have been perfect. But it's going to give him some PI, maybe with a pet. Going to be a stun. A man may not be able to escape this one. Needs a fear. Needs someone to live this right now. Immediate moment fear onto Yasha. Does go for full dots. Definitely needs to end this duel right now. Before the Paladin runs, silence of the Paladin, kind of limited what he can really do. Does go for a Battle Master Trinket, stun into the Paladin, Mind Games, oh, does end up taking them down. Baba does end up capitalizing on that kill. Will Papa come back as a Feral Druid, making a return? I miss Papa come back. Although Papa, I think, used to play Boomy back in the day, wasn't he? Or was he always Feral? I don't even remember. I want to say Boomkin. I want to say Boomy. Can power shift this route. It's going to be a quick skull bash on the Baba on the Shadow. He does get himself the Aegis Trinket, Aegis shield proc, and as he does dip low. With big Void Bolts, and Papa's going to have to find a way to dodge them. It looks like he's doing a pretty good job. He's able to dodge all the Void Bolts perfectly while putting bleeds onto Baba. Baba may be in a bit of a tight one right now. I kind of like his Baba and Papa. Baba, in fact, is actually a word in Slavic or some Slavic countries use for like grandma. You know, like when kids here go like granny. That's like some kids use Baba as like for babushka, like a short form for babushka. Not everybody, but kids where I grew up definitely did do that. At least from what I remember. It's been so long. Fear on to Papa. Does get hit with a quick stun. It's going to be a skull bash. As the chickens out of it, trying to deny the mind games and trying to get some offensive damage. Full pressure. Going to be a silence onto Papa. With the mind games right after, Papa, I think, just trying to see if he can avoid it. Was he able to shadow melt it? He may have shadow melted for it. But looks like Baba took all the bleeds. Papa just letting the bleeds do work, but Papa may be okay. He's just trying to get back in there. Papa's treating the Shadow Priest with full respect, trying to make sure that he's playing it super carefully. He does go for the main stun. The Mind Bender joins in. It's going to give Baba quite a bit of resources on top. He does get the dots in there. That's going to be a full swarm on him. Baba has dots, but he can still come back, I think. I think he can still turn around versus Papa come back, because Papa no longer has a trinket, and Baba has quite a bit of burst on him. If the man maybe has a full Ascendance, Dark Ascension, everything, he may be in a great spot. The Feral trying to see if he can find a better angle versus the Priest. Can he do it? They'll fully dotted up. Nazathian Eruption just keeping him out of stealth. But does get himself a little bit of recovery while in bear form. Stun onto Baba. No trinket available. Could go for PI. Maybe a fear, PI. Maybe full dots. Does he go for Eruption? Is it going to be a stun? Mind games to follow. With a little bit of that Divine Star. But doesn't have the Ascension. Does a PI, but no Ascension. Does he not play Ascension? No, he definitely does. He definitely does. That'll Void Eruption. One of those two. I think Ascension. Wait, Kiyokazu get feared? What happened? Huh? How did Kiyo get feared? Like Cracker walk in and run out there real quickly? Is that what happened? Baba trying to get the dots on the Papa. Does avoid all of those Void Eruptions though. Those Void Balls, the Morchars. Absolutely get him out. Baba Yaga? Yeah, Baba Yaga too. Baba Yaga as well. Exactly. Watch too much John Wick. That's a good one though. I like it though. I like it. I never actually seen John Wick. I should probably watch it. I want to see like parts of it on TV. When I did watch TV, I really should just watch the whole series of John Wick, man. I know everybody loves it. Skull Bash as he's trying to go for a bit of a mind game scan. Baba somehow stop Baba in place. He just need to fear him or mind or psychic scream him or something. He just need to lock him down in place for just a second. One mind games can turn around. We are getting to that higher dampening, and the Shadow Priest is still able to fight past the Druid. He got the frenzied regen, he got the regrowths, he got everything. Fear. Does he trinket it? I don't think he does. Full DP is on the Feral. Maim onto Baba. Does have a trinket for this one. With a Mind Bender on top of it. Disperse. Has to use it. Better use it early before dampening really ramps up. Baba trying to see if he can back up out of there. He's gonna pre-wall as well. Full eruptions, maybe could be put in a bad spot. Does get to avoid him, man. The sprint, the mobility is insane. Papa may just go down to those dots, and there he goes. Papa just had to put bleeds on him, put pressure, wait, play the slow game, and eventually the Shadow Priest does end up checking out. Kiyokaza trying to see if he can deny the Feral that sweet victory though. If he can get on top of him, go for full Void Eruption, Void Form, extra bonus damage, the Burstier build, or the Burstier but more of a rampier build with a longer cooldown, maybe he can make a play. But those dots are just rotting him right now, rocking him. He may just have to pop a trinket when Papa is away from a pillar and just hit him with a fear or something. But it's definitely going to be a tough one. May need to pick up eyes too, to just deny the Feral the proper opener. Because if you can just hit the Feral before he goes for a rake stun, deny him the stealthy opener, deny him the full go altogether. Maybe able to go for main, but definitely will have to commit calm points for it. Kyo tried to maybe go for a Mind Blast. It's going to go for a Trinket. Fear onto Papa. Going to be a Trinket out of the Feral Druid just to deny the Mind Games. Kyo tried to see if he can put Papa away from any kind of pillars. Is going to stun him. Full Void Eruption. Is it going to be another? Trying to maybe hit the Void Bolts, hit him, but it's just not enough. Those Void Bolts were doing work. Shadow Crusher around the corner. I don't think it was able to connect. And Papa used the mobility to escape the Priest. Priests don't have any mobility, so using mobility as like any other a class with any kind of movement, I mean, you're able to deal with the Priest quite easily. It is actually so difficult. I feel for Priests, man. I feel for them. I don't know what they can do in terms of catching up, because they just need to find a way just to sprint over to the Feral Druid, sprint over to the rogue fast enough. Otherwise, they're just going to be able to avoid him. Just walking away from him. Man. But at least Papa no longer has a trinket, so maybe if Kiyokaza can put some dots on him, put pressure into him with a full fear stun, full eruption combo wombo, maybe he can make something work. Gonna be Papa trying to see if he gets some bleeds onto Kia. Kia with a full PI at the ready. Does he get a pet maybe? Pet maybe onto Papa? Does he have any mobility? Looks like trying to see if he can catch up, but that's gonna be a sprint out of the Feral Druid. Kia can maybe pick up the eyes. Mount up, maybe find Papa. Does it with a Shadow Crusher on the corner, denying the Feral any kind of resets. That's going to be those Void Eruptions doing damage. We are at 51% dampening. Papa eventually is going to run out of the ability to heal. And those dots from Kiyokaza and the burst damage and the lineups are going to be brutal, are going to be killer, especially when you go for the mind games. It's just going to be super tough to deal with. Papa's trying to maximize his usage of healing, but actually just put himself in a tight spot because he's not recovering easily as Kiyokaza's. He's still just being not as impactful. Kia getting hit with a stun. Papa needs to maximize the damage, trying to see if he can bleed out Kia. That may be a pretty good move. If you get super aggressive with the bleeds, you may be okay. For Kia, he definitely needs to get aggressive too. Definitely stop the Feral from having to go. Trinkets are coming back up for both of them very soon. And Kia so far takes a bit of bleed damage, but it doesn't look like Papa plays in a full dot gameplay. Partial dot gameplay, but a lot of it looks like maybe bites. Does deny the Feral a proper stun opener. Gonna be a stun onto Papa. Does get hit with the wall balls. Gonna be a mind games. Full damage into another bolt in the fear right after. Does have a chicken in case he needs to. Goes for a chicken with a wall. It's gonna be a mind spec on top of it. Fully dotted up with mind games. Trying to go for a bit of healing, but the man is under a ton of pressure. Trying to go for Void Eruption. But Kia just needs to get on top of him just for a second longer. Use the mobility early. Try to see if he can maybe get a stun on him. I think that was a refresh for dots for Kiyokaza too. I think Papa may have overplayed his hand or underplayed his hand. Shadow Crash doesn't quite connect. He needs to get himself a proper stun and a go versus Kia. He has a trinket still, so the Feral Druid should be okay against CC. But he definitely needs to end the game now. His healing is just doing nothing. Fear does go for a trinket immediately. Barks can run after. Against a plane defensively, but I think it's just going to end up hurting him. The man doesn't realize that his healing does nothing at this point. His healing barely gets him up. He needs to get in, get aggressive, finish the job. Because healing is just going to delay, and you're just putting yourself in a worse spot. Because dampening does not stop for you. Dampening is just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse. I think it was a Shadow Crusher connected to it as well. Potentially. I don't know. Maybe Papa can come back from this one. His name is literally Papa Come Back. Let's see if he can do the comeback. Or not. Fully dotted. Oh no. Poking around from the pillow like that. Oh my god, you made a mistake. Poking from a pillow like that was not a good move. You got no mana either. Like, you're gonna die. He left. This is why I'm telling you, boys. Look at the dampening. You can't just play the long game, the heal game all the time. They changed the way the dampening works. You gotta get in there and you gotta get aggressive. And Papa paid the ultimate price by playing way too defensive. You have to get aggressive. Things gotta die or you're gonna die. so you gotta stay aggressive at some point. Stun onto Krager, big void eruptions with maybe a mind games. It's gonna go for a reflect, but that's gonna be key. Actually, avoiding going for mind games immediately. Does get a shot on Shadow, could be in a bad spot. Does have Disperse going back up in case he needs to. At least get his Disperse to deny the damage for Krager for a little bit. Let's see if we can reduce some of the damage. Mind games, no reflect. There's going to be mind games back into Krager, but I think the man was able to deal with it fairly easily. Light lasts up a huge button. Doesn't want to give Krager an opportunity. It's going to port him back into the totem. It's going to be Krager has to take down the totem in case he wants to maybe have a chance at Huge. He's going to charge at him. Huge got him some big haymaker. Reflect up for Krager. I think maybe one of those lava bursts may be reflected back. Krager staying on Huge as best as he can. In Rage Regen, does get rooted. Ice Sphere is up. Huge button, I think, got himself a big wombo combo at the ready. Big Earth Shocks to follow. Nothing can really stop him. Krager trying to see if he can just fight through it. Whatever heal he can. Oh my goodness. Whatever heal he had left, he tried to make it happen. And that's going to be Huge trying to go for reheal. Chevy, I know you want to give this man an honor duel. It's not happening. He doesn't have any healing left whatsoever. He barely heals. You may just have to get in there and throw everything you got at him. I know you're trying to be honorable here. Look at this guy. Look at this honorable man. Get in there and slay him, my guy. You can't recover, really. Maybe if you had like Mage Foot or something, I could totally see it happen. That's a rough one. It's just this high dampening is going to take a long time. So you better try to make an impact at this point. Stormkeeper up for Huge Buttman. AMS up for Chevy. Huge, if you can maybe just wait this out long enough. Actually, able to blast their AMS really easily. What is this? Big Ellis Shaman damage. Oh my god. Chevy able to burn every defensive just to survive it. But doesn't take it out Huge. Not before Huge was able to rip through every defensive of Chevy. Minus maybe AMZ. Glish opens up on Chevy, just trying to see if he can eviscerate him down. Doesn't take him down. Gamer is going to be up next. Trying to see if he can maybe get him some big damage out versus Glish. Disarm. Glish does going for a couple of shadow strikes back to back. Gamer can't really heal at this moment. He needs to find a way to lock down Glish. Glish still has a trinket, so he should be okay. Spear. Glish goes in for advantage. Glish is still next to Spear though. Still next to Spear. Gamer trying to see if he can maybe find him. Smoke bomb for a second. Trying to see if he can avoid him. Double shadow step just to get out. It'll be trinket out of that stun. It's over though. It is over. Man, these duels kind of went all over the place. But hey, chat, you know what I mean? With that Feral, respect to Mr. DK. Definitely respect him. Definitely respect that guy. But it is high dampening. Honestly, you guys shouldn't even listen to me. If you want to give him a full reheal, even at super incredible high dampening, I should have just been like, you know what? You guys can do it. I shouldn't have said anything. I feel like I should have said anything. It's just dampening is gonna improve. Like seeing that Feral being unable to heal at all. Yeah, it's rough. Baba come back and do really well. He just gotta get aggressive, man. Now a very good red. Okay, Jesus, we'll try to get you in here. Definitely gotta stay aggressive, man. You gotta get in there. People gotta die. If you don't try to go in for the kill, if you try to play defensive, play passive, you're gonna melt. So we had a Feral lose to Shadow Priest. Kiosk, by the way, well played. Druid, please. Doing that, please don't. Yeah, please don't be playing so defensive. And don't leave, please. Just take through the rest of the game. Also, stop trying to... You guys keep prolonging the games into them high dampening, too. You realize the rest of your team is going to suffer, right? Oh my goodness. Sounds good coffee. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'll definitely look into it. AMD Ryzen? Hell yeah, my man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, my guy. Alright, what are we going to throw you guys in? I'm feeling like Black Hold again. Every Feral I've seen on Dallas channel does like that. Ah, Ryan, I can't disagree. I can't disagree. A lot of them do it. And Ryan, we gotta start teaching these Feral dudes, man. We gotta start teaching these casting tricks, man. Like, I love these Feral dude boys, man. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. I love hanging out with all of you. That being said, you guys gotta get aggressive. You just have to do it. I understand you want to play it very defensive. I understand you used to it from last expansion, but like, man, it's just gonna hurt you, you know? I think we had last week a Feral did try to play defensive, it didn't pay off. Started playing more aggressive, using wall just to like mitigate damage, just stay as doing as much damage as you could before dampener really came up, and started improving immediately. But yeah, I do agree with you, Ryan. I can't disagree with that one. A lot of Ferals do play like very like passive. That's crazy. Because Gluish kind of plays passive too, but also stays very aggressive at the same time, sorta. Alrighty, let's get ourselves another going, yeah? Looks like it's only 4 on Team 1 for Twitch. Looks like only 4 on team 1, but it's got a bit of Gamer on that team with Chev in the back. We got Cop. Has Cop been here before? I think may have. I think that says Yasha. Stormbolt as a stun comes out by Incap. God X trying to go for a bit of a Night Fade burst. Maybe a big Fist of Fury. Gonna be a Reflect out for a Gamer. It's gonna be immediate port as soon as he has the spear come down, but the spear is gonna put him back in there. Oh no! The monk may not be able to go anywhere. Maybe in a bit of trouble. Trying to go for a trick and trying to get aggressive. Karma to reverse damage onto Gamer, but Gamer may just have to pop a defensive just to live right through it. Actually, looks like he's not even gonna pop a defensive. He's just gonna see if he can fight right through it, just fueled by bloodthirst alone. Gonna be a monk trying to see if he can roll, dragon kick out of there, just bailing out of there entirely. See the miss for a second as Gamer trying to see if he can get over the Stormbolt onto the monk, trying to see if he can deny him any kind of escapes. A jab by the monk. Does he have a big go maybe? Potentially Fist of Fury. He needs a Fist of Fury. Summon spinning Quake Kick. Maybe got a big proc Fist of Fury. Locking down Gamer. Maybe in a bit of trouble. Does not have a lead. Does have heals off of the window. Big strike on the Windlord. Maybe enough to potentially get him in a bad spot. But Gamer just fighting right through it, just relentless. This Fury Warrior just fighting through the damage. Got him some recklessness. It's going to be disarming Warrior for just a second. Got himself a charge. Widow Flag. Incap. Got himself another port into an Incap as well. Stormbolt. No, Alice. I think maybe no for the count. Does he just go down? Odin's Fury. I think just bleeds out to Odin's Fury maybe. Mr. Fury, oh, man, he put in so much damage into Gamer, but the man is an actual gamer right now, dude. A literal gamer warrior. It's like, you know what? I'm just gonna wade through this damage and just not respond, not react, wait until the right moment to pop my cooldowns. I know you got Zuen and everything rolling in. I'm just gonna spam Bloodthirst into ya until things really get sour. Reflect up for Gamer. Does get to reflect the stun and back into Baba. Oh no, Baba with the PI and everything does get hit with a slow too. That is unfortunate. But for Gamer, he does have full dots on him, so that is going to rot him down little by little. Stormbolt on the Baba does not have a way to break out of the fear, though. There's going to be an opportunity for Baba, the Shadow Priest, to reapply all of these dots. He's going to try to curse him, slowly whittle out Gamer. As the man does get in melee, he's going to go for a couple of Bloodthirsts. And it should be able to escape out of those roots. As long as he attacks them. Got himself a little bit of cleave on both Baba as well as the pen. Reflect the last second. Doesn't get to the actually does get to reflect the back of Baba. Put in the Shadow Priest under pressure. Perfect good time to reflect. I think it was maybe waiting like, oh, I don't think he has reflect. Looks like he maybe not going to interrupt me. Pop, reflect the last second. Stormbolt onto Baba does go for a disperse. This is going to be an opportunity for the Shadow Priest to get himself full recovery. Under a ton of pressure by this warrior though. Lots of pressure. Gonna be a trick by a Gamer. Does go for a spear onto Baba. Baba got himself full void eruptions. Eventually, one of those void eruptions is gonna hit the warrior. It looks like one of them at least does get to connect. But Baba, interrupt on Shadow, maybe in a tight spot. Got himself a couple of mites, but he's gonna be reflex. Can't even do damage back to Gamer. Trying to go for a little bit of self heal. Does he have some power word life? Potentially, he definitely needs power word life. He wants to be able to survive this. Maybe he can get himself some healing. I don't know how he is on mana. He may be kind of limited on mana. Stormbolt and a Baba trinkets out of it. Does he have any outs versus Gamer? Does he have full dots on him? Maybe he can go counter or aggressive, but looks it does go down. Getting slain by the warrior. That is a tough one, man. Yo, thanks so much for coming by, Miz. Appreciate you, my man. Gonna be Huge Buttman up next. Got himself the Fire Elemental. This man got some big bursts on these boys. Huge Buttman's been able to make some big bursts happen just out of left field. Tonight has been absolutely blasting people like randomly. He is either under pressure by like a Death Knight or Warrior, and he has to say defensively, or he just blasted these boys out. He's either two modes, either just nuke or defense. Either one of those two modes the entire time. Gonna be a static zone for a second. Gamer dusting around on it, but that gives Huge Button an opportunity to at least establish some pressure, establish some bursts. Does get a root onto Gamer though. Into a big blast. Maybe we can go for a bunch of lava bursts. It's going to be knockback. Gamer does get rooted for a second, but does get a nice some of that knockback with a charge. It's going to be yet another root. This man is going to blast out roots back to back to back. Fractions to follow. Stormkeeper. That's going to reflect down in just a second. Huge Button just trying to wait until it's down. Going to be a double zaps on the Gamer with an Earthshock to follow right after. Light Elastic to follow. Man may be in a bit of trouble. Does get himself the big defensive. Let's use one big defensive opportunity. And Huge Button does get hit with a Stormbolt. Gamer does utilize the Enrage Regen to get a couple of Bloodthirst, couple of valuable heal spear onto Huge. Does go for yet another knockback with a root to follow. Trying to at least keep the warrior away from him. Got himself a wall. May have to go for a bit of that mobility while casting. Trying not to get interrupted. Actually does get a juke onto Gamer. Could go for an easy hex unless he gets hit with a reflect. Into a root to follow. Maybe a reflect? No. Trinket instead. Wait, Huge could be in a bit of trouble right now. Unless he has maybe an Earth Elemental, he may need an Earth Elemental to get Gamer off his back for just a second. That or Lightning Lasso, he could come up some Lightning Bolts in his hands. If he can do that and get crits on those, he'll be in a fantastic spot. There goes the Earth Elemental. May give you a defensive too. Definitely could give you a defensive. May need to wall this one here if possible. Gotta be lasted for a moment. It is a little bit DR'd though after the Earth Elemental. But at least it's gonna give you some, at least somewhat valuable damage either way. Gonna be reflected to huge as Gamer tries to see if he can maybe stay on him. Gonna be a charge as he gets knocked back. The knockback has a knockback into a root effect, but he's able to deny the knockback. But the root still goes through either way. Huge still under a ton of pressure. This man needs himself a Stormkeeper right now. Maybe enough Maelstrom in order to go for a big Earthshock wombo combo. Gamer got himself full rage at the ready. Earth Elemental still out, so it's giving huge button some survivability. Stun does get himself a Stormkeeper. Maybe he can go for a big go. Zaps is going to be reflect up. Hopefully he doesn't reflect any of the zaps back at himself. Big Earthshock on the Gamer does go for Stormbolt onto huge. Try to see again, deny that knockback and try to see if he can survive the root as well. It's going to be yet another Earthshock, Frostshock combo. As the warrior just not sending those roots long at all. Big fireball meteor coming down. Lasso onto Gamer right now. And then he's actually going to get slowed down by the totem. Totem actually does such a good job denying him that charge. Does huge have himself a big go. Going to be reflect up for Gamer. Potentially. Stormkeeper does have himself a big setup. Trying to see if he can go for healing off of the fire elemental. It's going to be lava burst sent in. Zaps are after. But the man is just healing off the fire alley. He's literally using that pet. Does he catch up on all that healing? Stormbolt onto huge. Does get knocked back for a second. Oh, he just throw him. Oh my god. He used the throw just to kill him. Wait. I don't think we've ever had this happen on the duels. A throw to kill a guy. Wait. First time for everything apparently, Chad. My goodness. He just executed him with throw a weapon. I don't think we've ever actually seen that. I know those old school days of rogues that would just like blast somebody out, do just a little bit of damage, and then they would throw a dagger at the end just to finish him off. Those days, man, those are the good old days where rogues had throw a weapon. That was awesome. Gamer is going to have himself reflect up right now as Kiyokaza trying to see if he can back up out of the kiosk on the ShadoPowerPC if he doesn't know. Trying to go for a bit of a mind games, but it's going to be interrupted. Gamer, I don't think he has himself a reflect at the moment right now though. So maybe in a bit of a tight spot. Does go for a fear. This is going to be a mind games to follow. Maybe. Doesn't connect. Does connect. And Gamer, I think he just wants to back up out of it. He doesn't want to heal Kiyokaza. Doesn't want to damage himself with a Bloodthirst. But the man is still under a ton of pressure, taking a lot of damage. Does go for Stormbolt. Going to be going out of the defensive stance into Berserker stance. Plenty of damage. Spear onto Kiyokaza. The man goes in for a Vampiric base. Bolts of Void Bolts around. Does Gamer get to avoid him? He looks like he does get to avoid him. Kiyo got himself lots of Mystica's damage. Trying to see if he can catch up to the Warrior. And I think the Warrior just trying to avoid him as best as he can. Also, Worgen Warrior, by the way. I feel like we almost never see Worgen Warriors out here. Almost ever. Furious Farmer tanking and healing the DK before the nerfs. Do you think so? Yeah, I feel like maybe they were... Do you guys feel like they were unfair with the nerfs to the Death Knight? Because Fury Warrior seems to be kind of tanky right here. As long as he's not fighting against a rogue. Gonna be a fear onto Gamer for just a second. Got himself reflect. It's gonna give damage reduction against magical and one ability will get reflected. Stun into mind games. Quite a bit of damage for Kiyokazu. Is it gonna be enough to make some work here? Gamer just popping off big defensive. Just trying to go for self-heal. I think he's just trying to see if he can burn through the mind games really quickly. Just so he can start cracking on some damage into Kiyo. As he got himself a disperse, looking for the escape, just rounding the pillar. Ring around the rosy with his Fury Warrior. Stormbolt right after. Doesn't lock him down. Does have a trick of 4-8 with a fear right after. Does not have a Zerk Rage by the looks of it. Kiyo got himself a little bit of self-heal. Mind Flay does get interrupted. Spikes are up. Maybe Spikes will do enough damage. Kiyo might have to go for a Vampiric Brace here if he wants to survive it. Vampiric Brace is up. Does give himself a pet. Vampiric Brace. Void Eruptions are doing work actually. And maybe can use a Vampiric Base to get super counter-aggressive with Gamer and maybe get some damage done. Mind Games to follow. It's going to heal you a little bit. It's going to make it harder for Gamer to really attack you. Fuel Fear. Just trying to play it very, very defensive. Stormbolt to follow. He knows he's going to end up healing Kiyokaza a little bit with a Mind Games, but not let him go anywhere. Those are going to be executes. That should be pretty juicy. Unless Kiyo can someone catch back up. Wait, the man still got healing. The man actually still got healing. Looks like Power Word Life is still keeping him alive. Gamer getting hit with the root yet again. Charging on towards the Shadow Priest. Big roar. Big bleeds are up. Got himself Mindful Center to interrupt really early. Kiyokaza may be in trouble. Could be in the execute range. Trying to see if he can snipe out the Gamer, but no. Does go down as the Fury Warrior does survive the entire team. Except for the Rogue. As Glut is the last one left. He's on that cleanup duty. We'll see if he can do it versus these guys. Gamer, not much healing is going to be able to be done at this point. Just can't really heal. So Glitch is going to have to take him out. I think he knows it's going to happen. He just needs to do whatever damage he can to get cooldowns out of these boys. Gonna be a Paladin up next. Glitch is building up calm points ahead of time. It's gonna be Cop getting blasted on Kidney Shot. Trinket stun onto Glitch. Just going for the big go. Got him some wings, full, everything available. Does he maybe go for a blind? Wake of Ashes to get the rogue, but doesn't get him out. He does clip him, but it doesn't get him out of the vanish. And Cop goes in for as much self-healing as possible. While dampen is super high, but can he potentially overpower the rogue here? The rogue just kind of driving into stealth. Eyes are up, so maybe for Cop it may not be a bad idea just to pick up eyes immediately. I think he's waiting for the rogue. He's probably hoping the rogue kind of attacks him early on. But Glitch, I think, is just going to wait until wings are down at the very least. So at least there's less chance of him just getting blasted out and counter pressured by the Pala, by the pink class. Gonna be Shield of Vengeance. Blasted through easily. Balan into Gloosh. Does not have a trinket. The Cop does not have the damage to make this work. Does have a Hodge. Unless he can somehow just get some randomly big blast in there. Got himself Exorcism. Worst up in a second. Hold on. Maybe there's something going on here. Gloosh could potentially be in trouble. Does it take him down? Could be cheat death. Possibly. Gonna be a late hits last second. Well, this summer's up. Cheat death. The Gloosh does end up taking him down. Oh my goodness. Who's up next? This is gonna be Yasha. Needs to pick up eyes immediately. Eyes up right here. Eyes up over there. You better keep picking them up now. This is the opportunity, boys, to take down Glooch. The man still has cheat death, so you got to be working as a team to try to take this rogue down. This rogue has been ripping through the team all night long. Now is the opportunity to potentially get some team revenge on him. Now would be the time to... By the way, I like your mug. I like the tabard, by the way. It looks so good together. It actually looks so sick with that chest piece, the 3D bit. Poking through the tabard. It looks so good. Oh my god, it looks insane. Gonna be an opener by the rogue. Sorry, I appreciate the man's mog right there. Get a shot onto Yasha. This is gonna go for a bubble. Does he take down Glooch right here? Cloak shot is by the rogue. Is gonna go for a vanish. This way you need to get the rogue out of stealth immediately. You gotta do it right now. Got himself a little bit of healing. Looks like Glooch may just get back in there. I think maybe waiting now for the wings. Got himself an early sap with Yasha though. Very early sap. Blind, try to see if he can get the rogue out. Does not quite do it. It's gonna get disrupted. No more bop, no more nothing. Glooch try to see if he can take him down right then and there. I don't think there's a way to stop him. Yeah, I don't think there's a way to stop him. Cracker or Chevy, what's gonna be one of you guys next? You better get some cooldowns out of rogue. Trinket, cheat death, vanish, evasion, whatever you can get. Whatever you can get is gonna be useful. Whole team should lead their candidate if they beat that Warrior as a mage. You think so? What do you mean? Wait, you mean like if everybody loses to the rogue? Is that what you mean, Cal? Oh no, dude. I don't know what that means. They'll probably know DK again once the season starts. I could see it. It's like a Demon Hunter win to minimum CC in order to get a kill. I can see it. I can kind of see what you mean, Troll. Kinda. He out healed my 130 cover with my damage without a save. It's nutty, Holly, isn't it? It is nutty. Fewer words definitely got quite a bit of healing to them. Glitch opens up with the kidney shot on Chevy. Chevy immediately busts out of that one with a IBF with an AMS on top. Got himself the grippy hand. Try to get the army of the dead to join in. Cloak Trinket for Rogue immediately with an evasion. Try to see if he can escape Chevy. Death and Decay is going to attack him, and that's going to be dots rolling on him. Does have a Cloak of Shadows to deny any of that damage over time to break him out of stealth. Chevy needs to get back over to Glitch immediately. May drop another Death and Decay somewhere, but the man is going to be out of combat, sappable. Very, very sappable. Instead, Shadow Strike by the rogue, kidney shot after. Chevy does have a trinket, but doesn't have a lot to live this. Does Cracker give him an opportunity to at least catch a re-stealth? Looks like Glitch is just going in. Is Cracker even there? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Doesn't even give him a chance. Wow. Well, Cracker wasn't there, so that's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. But otherwise. Glitch with a 1v5. That's insane. That is actually crazy. Please check out the sequence where the warrior heals off melee. Dude, I watched it. I was there for it. My eyes were peeled for that one. Sub, dude. That was insane. He would just pop Bloodthirst and start just healing off of your fire elemental. That was insane. Literally just like, it was like, you know what? Heal full. Yeah, fewer words can heal a ton. That cooldown, it feels like the Bloodthirst healing and basic sustain healing isn't nearly as good, but that enrage regen healing is so valuable if they're given an opportunity to get some couple Bloodthirsts in. It's incredibly valuable, especially if they kind of lower some health. They can just heal over and over and over. I did see it. It was insane. Maybe I could like pull it up on stream here real quick. Let me try that real quickly. Let me try it real quick. Sir, look at it. Oh my god, we had a lot of those today. What is this? No way. Tell me, there's a lot of those in here. Which one is it? Which one is the newest one? I can't even tell which one is the newest one. Is it this one? No. Must be this one, right? Yeah. Let's see if I can find it. So you were second, right? I found it. I found it. Okay, so that's what that looked like. That's what that looked like. Look at this. You got it stunned up, and it's gonna be a perfect totem. Your fire elemental is right next to him, though. You back it up out. His skip's gonna ruin it. You can see he's just turned to your pet. Like that's it. He's like, all right, I'm gonna kill the pet. You pop cooldowns. Look at his health. Bloodthirst. Bloodthirst. Blood. Hold on. Bloodthirst. 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 Hey, that's actually hilarious. Hold on, let's watch it again. Hold on. You got it stunned up, right? It's like, alright. Reflect. I'm gonna turn to your pet. You can see where he turned. You can see where his mind went. Bloodthirst. 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 Every global was a bloodthirst. He literally just thirst. How much healing do you get out of it? I mean, damn, but it was 31%. So that's reduced with 31%. Yeah, you were bursting too. You had the primordial, you had the lightning bolt. Like, it felt like the lightning bolt wasn't even doing anything too. like, so you set him up, right? You set up a primordial. You got still the big zappy hand, right? Zappy, zappy, zappy. Here it is. Frost shock on there. Lightning bolt. Lava burst. Your lava burst didn't keep flying though. It looked like one of your lava bursts didn't really go through. That I used him a lot earlier, and that was like triple zap at the end there. That was nutty. Yeah, that's insane. That is actually insane, chat. Wow. Cargo left me one more. I think we'll call it there, Jesus, man. It's 9 p.m. It is late. But I appreciate you boys so much for joining. Thank you so much for coming by. You guys are awesome, wonderful, beautiful beings. Tomorrow, we're bringing these duels back to the NA realms. If you guys watched tonight and you weren't able to participate on EU, you can join in tomorrow for the NA boys. More than welcome to them. Yeah, 3 bursts is crazy. Good night, thanks for duels. Thanks so much, Andrew. Thanks for joining, my guy. Rogue Demon Hunter, Warlock, Rogue Priest needs a nerf and healing. You think so? I could see them nerf it. I hope they don't, just because like. Okay, maybe I'm biased, right? I kind of like the fact that Rogue can heal and play cheat death. That being said, I played it from subtlety perspective and outlaw perspective. If they nerf the healing, probably worse for outlaw. If they nerf it just for subtlety, I'd be kind of okay. I wouldn't be if you would target specific specs of Rogue, then I'm not super like mad about it if they were to reduce it for sub. Just because sub has 2 vanishes, cooldown reduction on vanishes, 2 dances, stuff like that, right? If you just nerf it a little bit, I'll be okay with that. Holy moly, I know, right? Holy moly. We have Holy moly in chat, actually. Hope you had a good one, by the way, Holy moly. Missed ya. Fury's tanky. Yeah, Fury's pretty tanky. Yeah. 30% was probably be list. Yeah. I don't know what happened with one of your lava bursts, though. Upcoming class tuning. Oh, no. Global tank nerfs. Oh, no. Oh. We've been taking a long look at tank survivability for Dragonflight Season 1. In general, we found that new townships have just a lot of power, access to all class specs. Towns that were once exclusive to a system like Talent, Rose, Legends, Covenants will now be equipped at the same time. Recent testing will determine the damage done to tanks needs to be increased. While we're thrilled that players are enjoying playing tanks in Dragonflight, want the role to be healthy, there are some negative effects that can come from tanks being too strong. That we want to avoid. We want healers to play a key role in keeping the tanks alive, and tanks shouldn't be able to easily solo a large portion of encounters after the rest of the group have died. We're adjusting the damage tanks to receive all tanks effectively increase the damage taken by 10%. That's not the highest damage increase. Could have been like 30 or something. But I think this is going to make a big difference though. We think tanks will still feel powerful after this change will result in a more balanced gameplay experience for all players. Wow. Blood fortification no longer reduces damage taken by 10%. Vengeance, Guardian, Paladin. Is that new? Oh, damage specs. Number of changes below targeted, reducing passive healing provided by several DPS specs. No! Some amount of passive healing can be a perk. Some specializations we think particular abilities provide too much benefit, particularly compared to more active options. Man, they got all the changes all of a sudden. Havoc, Demon Hunter Hunt Knight heal. Now heals for 10 to 20% of the damage dealt. Was 20 to 25. Char Warblades and heals for 3% fire damage instead of 5. Heal fixed an issue where unintentionally permitted Fodder to Flame heal to crit. Asus break damage reduced by 8. Okay. I think some people are expecting that one. Shadow Priest. Oh no! Oh! Oh. Damage increased by 5, pistol shot damage reduced by 6. Oh. That's okay. That's okay. I can live with this. I can live with that. Vampiric Touch, healing reduced by 30. 50. Wow. Devouring Plague, healing reduced by 30 of the damage. Really? I didn't feel like Shadow Priests were super survivable, but I guess they were. Rogue, Leech and Poison. I'm okay with it. I can live with this. This is a PvE thing. It's kind of sucked for PvP, but PvE it's okay. Poison Bomb chance trigger is lower. Dispatch does more damage, which is going to be better for dispatch focus build. Pistol damage reduced is going to make that whole pistol build not as necessary, but it's still really good, I imagine. Black powder damage reduced by 5. That sucks. Pistol bugs. Okay, they fixed the secret technique 100% cold blood crit. Warlock, false energy causes soul leech to heal you for 50% of damage absorption, grants to 25. Soul leech shields 5%, health was 10. Human skin increase soul leech. Okay, so they're nerfing that. Fury, gushing wound, healing reduced by 10. Bloodthirst, damage decreased by 1%. Bloodbath increased by 1. To compensate for gushing wound damage reduction. Okay, so you don't need gushing wound as much. Bloodthirst player, in the above game-wide tank changes, with all certain tank specializations have been overperforming in PvP. Along this, with several DPS specializations that had self-healing higher than we were comfortable with. Most of the listed changes here are meant to make adjustments to address these concerns. Developer notes. With these challenges, Demon Hunters become strong in PvP with like specifically the Sigil of Misery, with targeted talents that are contributing to that. The Sigil Hunter's damage PvP is higher than we're comfortable with. Sigil of Misery duration reduced slightly, that's not that bad. Concentrated Sigil duration increased value reduced by 50, alright. Precise Sigil's duration increased value reduced by 50, okay. So didn't want people fearing forever. Extended Sigil's duration increased value reduced by 50, wow, so Sigil's a hit. Fodder Flame healing factor reduced by 40. Wow! 40% reduction. Wow! Consume souls reduced by 60. We're consuming a demon soul. Oh, it's the Fodder Flame. Wow! So 40 reduction there, 60 there. Asus break damage reduced by 20 PvP. Yo! Blood Death Knight increases damage of Heart Strike with 30. Sharon Bone 25 in PvP. Wow, nerfs for Brambles does less damage, Thrash less damage, Moonfire less damage, Rage and Sleeper less damage. I think everybody who PvPs that hated tanks in PvP is happy about this change. Tanks are probably not happy. But everybody who's exposed anticipating tanks being powerful in arenas will not have to worry about it as much. Shepherd Claw's damage to Rash and Swipe is 25, Tooth and Claw, Maul 20, 40. Was 40. Healing reduced by Wildfire. Okay, I think this one's everybody's gonna be happy about this one. Protection Paladin, Word of Glow reduced by 30 for protection, Leaded Sides reduced by 40, Guardian of Forgotten Queen cooldown increased to 5 minutes. Isn't that the bubble? Oh, it's not the bubble. Combustion can no longer be dispelled. We followed the counterplay of Combustion made yourself cast offensive cooldown. Not feel appropriate as it was easily dispelled. We're hoping this change will prompt more creative solutions for counterplay in this ability. Okay, Fire Mages get more consistent. Rogue, see the Darkness Heal reduced by 50. No! Assassination. Hemotoxin reduced to 35 was 40. Subtlety, rotten damage for backstab shots reduced by 50. Ah! See the Darkness nerf, boys. On the forge. You guys were literally saying, hopefully they nerf it, and then they did it. I was hoping that would be a subtlety thing only, but man. Alright. That sucks, but it's okay. Warrior, Bloodthirst restores 2% of your health was 3. Slaughterhouse increases damage taken by 3, it was 5. Slaughterhouse and sacks 12 times was 8 times. Slaughterhouse increases healing taken by 3 instead of 5. So instead of 40, it's 36. Wait, so that's a nerf for Slaughterhouse. Slaughterhouse duration increases to 9 seconds, so it's easier to maintain. Slaughterhouse duration is no longer refreshed when adding stack. Oh, that's a pretty... I think it's a nerf for Slaughterhouse, so you can ramp it, but it doesn't stay on for long. Shield charge damage reduced by 25% in PvP combat. Boon voice increases damage dealt by 10%. Wow. Major nerfs all across the board. We got nerfs for PvE and PvP, specifically for tanks. That's crazy. Well, chat, I got a video to work on tonight, apparently. Ooh, man. And I thought I was gonna take a break tonight, but apparently I got a video to work on instead. Wow. It's all by Invincible Bear Druid, gets all quick. Yeah, I can agree. That one in the graveyard, guy in a BG and roll despawns how the BOCDs kill a bear with one. Yeah, I feel like tanks have a place in PvP, but like if they want tanks to be a thing in PvP, but they gotta balance it, and it's good that they're taking action. I think there's a lot of complaints about tanks in PvP. I think the only people that are not complaining about tanks are people that play tanks. But they play tanks because they're so strong, they're tanky, and they can do a ton of damage. Like nothing really stops them. Like who doesn't like feeling that power? That being said, you are tankier than a DPS spec, understandable. But you do the same damage as your DPS counterpart. What is the purpose of playing a Feral Druid when you can just play Guardian, do more damage than a Feral, and be tankier than a Feral? You know what I mean? So like you have to find a balance for it. This is why I have I think it's weird to have tanks in PvP in general, because how do you balance it? Everybody has a different opinion on how to balance it. I don't know the best answer either. Some people say maybe tanks should be tankier but not do no damage. Maybe tanks should be tanky and have sustain but no burst. Maybe tanks should be tanky, have burst but no sustain, like damage wise. I don't know. I don't know which one you do. I don't know how you do it. But when you have like a Brewmaster and a Windwalker, if you have Brewmaster and Windwalker, both do the same damage, but Brewmaster takes less damage, what's the point of playing Windwalker? Windwalker just gets outclassed. But the only way to make it fair is, since you designed the game around DPS and healers mostly, not tanks and their special utility abilities, sometimes it's easier just to focus on DPS and healers and take tanks out of the equation unless it's like an RBG or something. You know? It's just a weird one. Like, would I love to have somebody who just wants to play Guardian Druid as like an alternative playstyle, right? Guardian Druid that's as squishy as a Feral, but does damage similar to a Feral, right? Just an alternative playstyle. They just like to feel that bear playstyle, kind of like you power shift into a warrior-esque playstyle. I'm not against that at all. I'm perfectly fine with like a warrior who just wants to play sword and board. Do the relatively similar damage than a Fury and arms, but be relatively as squishy as Fury and arms. But in the point of playing a tank, you're playing a tank to be tanky. Playing a tank to take less damage. If they treated them as like an alternative playstyle, kind of like the Gladiator stance warrior back in WoW, I think that would be the best way to balance it, right? They'll take like the Guardian Druid, the utilitarian, like the fact that they can regenerate the cooldowns of their allies or whatever, and maybe like some healing that they can do or some hybrid utility to bring in, right? You know what I mean? Or maybe like a group-wide offensive they can provide once in a blue moon, once every 5 minutes or something, right? To help allies survive. I think something like that would be cool, and then just have like a normal rotation of just like, they feel like a warrior in a way. I feel like that'd be cool. No buffs to Ellie, very unfortunate. No buffs to Ellie, but nerfs to everybody else. It's a buff to Ellie in a way. It's a buff to everybody. Nerfs to all these classes, a buff to every other class that isn't these guys. Yep, I did feel dirty doing SP. Yeah, it's just weird, man. Like, how do you balance it? I don't know the best answer. It's weird. I feel like my only way to like contribute to that conversation is like, well, what's easiest to balance? What should we focus on? And my thought process is, I think the focus should be DPS and healers, because then at least the game is balanced around DPS and healers to begin with in PvP. And that means the game should be focused around DPS and healers. Tanks are awesome, but tanks are just like, there are an unknown on PvP. They've never really been able to really balance them ever since they separated classes into proper tank, proper healer, proper DPS. Back when they had like stuff like Wrath, right? Every class could delve into different parts of the gameplay. There could be like a prot paladin, like a paladin, it's a bit of prot, a little bit of holy to make like a healer hybrid, or a bit of prot, holy, red to make like a DPS healer-ish, whatever, right? You could really, like, you were a class. You weren't a spec. So then classes were balanced as classes versus classes. And you just throw them in an arena and see what happens. But ever since they were separated into like, you're a tank, you're a healer, you're a DPS, you have a specific role, like, what does a tank do in PvP? What is their role? You know? I think if you keep a tank tanky and they're there to set objectives in a battleground, you can't really give them a lot of damage. You gotta give them a little bit of damage, but not a lot. But like, how do you take that, set objectives, and translate into arena? You know? Well, in arena, you don't have an objective like does the same, so then it's all about damage. So then you have to give them more damage, but it's like, how much damage do you give them? How much survivability do you give them? At what point does that DPS spec outshine, or tank spec, outshine the DPS variants? Right? What's the point of playing all this DPS? Why commit and balance all these DPS specs when this tank spec is just better, stronger than them, you know? And it's just finding that unique thing about the tank spec to bring into arenas or whatever, like to find the unique thing to provide as a reason why you want to play with that tank, but also have a reason why you'd want to play with a feral. That's tough. It's a lot of tuning. It's a lot to tune, man. It's a lot to tune. But yeah, you don't need a healer in to do M0s. I think it's not fun too. True. Yeah, I feel like at this point, like in M0s, like you don't really need a healer. I think the PvE change for healers, I can see why they did it. Because there are a lot of moments where you're doing a dungeon like M0 or whatever. And then, let's say the group wipes, and the tank never dies. And it's cool, and I feel like tanks eventually should get to that position. Eventually, once you get enough gear. But we're doing this already with entry-level gear. Tanks are already not dying at entry-level gear. I mean, they're not really tackling challenging content, but imagine how much stronger they're going to be once they tackle challenging content and they get the high-end gear. Are they just going to do this in challenging content? So I understand why they do it. I understand why they want to make healers like a thing. That was going to be weird. Not a lot of people are going to be happy about the PvE side of things, but the PvP side of things, I think there's going to be more people happy than unhappy. Reduce DPS don't let you take spec in arenas. I'm biased though. Not biased, based. I think it's a based answer. It's just like you can't have a tank in arena. Battlegrounds, have fun. RBGs, as many as you want to. Arenas, hard to balance. I don't know. I feel like we definitely want the game to be balanced, but as long as it's fun, that's important. And some people have fun playing tanks. So I wonder if they can find a way to like keep tanks fun without making them like overbearing either. You know what I mean? I feel like they should rethink tanks in arena though. My thoughts is reduce some of the defensive value, give them more damage, make them like an alternative to a feral, alternative to a frost death knight, an alternative to a windwalker, an alternative to an arms warrior, but not make them super tanky. If somebody wants to play a protection class, like adjust the defensive so they're not super overbearing and like super giga unbreakable in PvP. Give them a little bit more damage. Just make them like an alternative playstyle. They just have a little bit of different utility. They have a bit of different PvP talents that you can bring to groups. You know, it's just an alternative playstyle. But it's mostly there to DPS, not to tank anything. Because you're not really tanking a boss. You're not tanking players. You know, you're just playing that playstyle. General healing propel was entertaining, but it wasn't. But I wouldn't want to play against it. I think stuff like that is cool, and I don't want situations where you no longer can do stuff like that anymore. But yeah, it's. I don't know. I think it's a fine line. I wouldn't be able to determine what that line is, though. I would not be able to determine where that line goes, boys. But yo, I got a video update to work on tonight. And I thought maybe we could take a rest tonight and take a breather. I wonder if there'll be more changes. Rogue nerfs are expected. I was hoping they wouldn't do it, but I wasn't surprised they did it. Let's just say that. A rogue change, I thought it was expected. After watching how well Galush plays a sub and just never dies, it was like, okay, that was definitely gonna go. Definitely was gonna go, because you can just do it multiple times over. I really think they should just like do that more for sub than the other specs, in my opinion. Maybe biased, but in my opinion, I think they should mostly just do it for sub. I don't think they necessarily need to do it for the other specs nearly as much. That makes any sense. Why is it doing that? You gotta reload? That doesn't matter. I'm gonna call it damn. Thank you so much for coming by. Thank you so much for watching. More duels tomorrow. In anticipation to some of the changes. The Fire Mage change is gonna be fantastic. Combustion and not being able to dispel it. I think it's good. Especially since Fire Mages, I don't know. I think they're still gonna be really good, but in the duels we haven't seen them like dominate like they were in pre-patch with all the different Covenant abilities. Mostly from my man gets stomped. You know what I mean? But I think it's a good change. It could propel Fire Mages forward depending on how well they play, depending on how much output they do. They did even out the field with all the CC available, you know, making all the CC available to every spec of mage, and they're trying to buff up Frost and even nerfing down Arcane a little bit because they're, I guess, performing really, really well. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting, boys. Thanks so much for coming by. You guys are awesome. Tomorrow, more duels. I'll see you guys there. I got a hell of a video to work on tonight. Yet another sleepless night for your boy Dalaran. I'll try to keep myself as healthy as I can. Let's just say that. You guys take it easy. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. And I'll see all of you boys in another stream tomorrow. Alrighty, boys. Peace.